follow your face. Put it down.
Ó lè mọ̀ ṣe ń kàyéfì kò la tún já sí bọ́ọ̀bì wo ló ń gbé wa lọ ẹ̀ bá ṣe bí nínú wo bàbá wo ọmọ rẹ ọmọ wo bàbá rẹ kì í ṣe bàbá àtọmọ ní ẹ̀ o pòlítíkálì ó lè jẹ́ bẹ́ẹ̀ wo ṣùgbọ́n ọmọ tẹ̀ ń wò yìí òun náà fẹ́ díje dupò House of Rep ni o kì í mọ̀ sọmọ kékeré o àràrà kan ní o ṣùgbọ́n nínú ẹ̀mí òmìrán ni ó dáa ẹ gbọ́ kúlẹ̀kúlẹ̀ bàbá dénú àkójọpọ̀ ròyìn eléyìí mo fi kí n káàbọ̀ sí inú ìdílé aláyọ̀ lábala lérèfé tá a ti mọ̀ yọjú náà ní ọ̀pọ̀ ọ̀rọ̀ kágbọ̀n wọ́n mọ̀ láfẹ́fẹ́ ní gbé lọ ọ̀rọ̀ dorí ó dorí àwọn olóṣèlú. ó dá báyìí ẹjẹ́ àtàrà ṣàṣàkàdékìtì ẹni tó jẹ́ gubernatorial candidate wọn nínú ẹgbẹ́ PDP mo ní sẹ́gbẹ́ PDP sì wà ní. ẹ wo inú àkójọpọ̀ ròyìn lónìí ẹ gbọ́ kúlẹ̀kúlẹ̀ rẹ̀ ibi tán bá ọ̀rọ̀ ara wọn dé ṣàdédé la bá rí lẹ́gbẹ̀ẹ́ rẹ̀ ló bá gbé àwòrán ààrẹ Tinubu sí mu ni ṣé ààrẹ Tinubu ni ẹ rí pé confusion break the bone. bí orin ìfẹ́ ládọ́bù wàhálà fún dẹ́díbọ́dí wọn ẹ̀yin PDP ibẹ̀ lẹ́yìn ní èèyàn kan tó ti sanwó fọ́ọ̀mù tó fẹ́ gbéná kojú ààrẹ olódòdè fún presidency kí ló wáá dé tó jẹ́ wípé ẹ̀yin lẹ tún ń ṣera yín o ó dẹ̀ jẹ́ àkóńbẹ̀ ẹ̀jẹ̀ àtẹ̀wájú ẹ̀jẹ̀ àwọnú yàrá àyẹ̀wò níbi tó ti ń pín owó àní lórí ọ̀rọ̀ olóṣèlú náà ni.
àdúrò lórí jẹun ṣe kárí ọjà yìí pàtí táwọn àwọn ẹwà àwọn Sanusi Ndiba. Sanusi Ndiba bá mi dúró. Tani Saliu. Ele Usman. Allah, yam je tabe ai. Abdullah. Masana Yunusa. Kuma di da ka ba.
Aya ní ọ̀gá mi ẹmọ́dálú pọ̀ mọ́ sápátá o ọ̀jẹ̀lú làwọn eléyìí ṣe o kì í ṣòṣèlú o mo ló dáa gbogbo wọn náà kankan náà ọbẹ̀ kan ẹjá wa lọ tààràtàrà sí Enugu níbi tá a ti rí ti chairman wọn tiẹ̀ ní chairman ẹgbẹ́ APC ni ló wá pín palliative fún wọn àtòun àti palliative wọn ní ànàbọ̀lẹ̀ wọ́n gbà lọ́wọ́ rẹ̀ o ṣùgbọ́n wọn náà rà sí ẹ̀kọ́ tó kó ọ̀mẹ́ mu ní kí ló dé ṣé kò tó wọn ni àbọ̀n ní sùúrù tó kí ló ṣẹlẹ̀ gangan.
Man of Ward 5 and we're meeting today but meeting the can't them ego my youth leader Ekene Okoye and the assistant organizing secretary Mona Cheji Tukurumok and Paulino Sona Mona Cheji to me here the first time teacher Mosroria Ekene to me to aye asman to my year asman did up am dolia chairman Ward 5 APC their meeting they did up am dolia us can first conference
ya ó mọ̀ sí o ó fẹ́ mọ̀ sunkún is move to tears ọrùn rẹ̀ bó ṣe wé ó yá káwọ́ rẹ̀ òkè bóyá kò sí wọn nù bó ṣe yá lásọ kì í sóun nìkan ló ké o.
Ina tare da ku cikin ruwa ko sai insha Allah ba zai mu da jin dadin da zai ba.
ó ń jọba ẹni pé ẹ̀kọ́ àyànlélẹ̀ ń sún o ó ń dúpẹ́ ni mò ń dáná gòdè lẹ́nu rẹ̀ o bóyá kò bìlíìfù ẹ̀ wọ́n lè dìbò fún ó rẹ̀ jẹ́ súnwájú bó ti láàfin ọ̀pá wẹ̀dẹ̀ àti wẹ̀dẹ̀wẹ̀dẹ̀ àyà ìbolókù tá à ń lọ báyìí ó rẹ̀ jáde ọ̀dọ̀ àwọn arákùnrin tán kóra wọn jọ ẹgbẹ́ òṣèlú náà ní APC tiẹ̀ ní kákúkú làmọ́lẹ̀ níbi tá a ti gbọ́ tán fẹ̀sùn kan gómìnà eléyìí wọ́n lóhun àtàwọn kan pàdé àpò pọ̀ ṣe mọ̀ wípé ìjà kan fẹ́ bẹ́ẹ̀lẹ̀ tá à ń gbọ́ tán sọ wípé wọ́n yọ Uzodinma gẹ́gẹ́ bí olórí àwọn gómìnà APC ṣùgbọ́n lánàá ìlà gbọ́ wípé wọ́n pe mítìnì pé wọ́n sì sọ pé kò sí nǹkan kan ò pé Uzodinma náà sì ni ó remain as olórí àwọn o ṣùgbọ́n àwọn eléyìí ló wá gbé fún wọn jáde tán wá ń fẹ̀sùn kan Bọ̀dá Dàpọ̀ l'Ogun State wọ́n ní wọ́n fẹ́ ṣe lòdì sí election ààrẹ olódòdó.
History has repeatedly shown that ruling parties are not destroyed from the outside. They are usually destroyed from the inside when political actors decide to lose their unity. Because these renegades could not break and manipulate Governor Hope Uzodinma of Imo State, who is the current chairman of the Progressive Governors Forum, they went for a soft target in the person of Gov Dapo Abiodun of Ogun State to set in motion a machinery to stop the re-election of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Just like Brutus struck at a critical time in the reign of Julius Caesar, Abiodun chose the very day progressive governors accompanied Vice President Kashim Shettima to submit the re-election forms of President Tinubu to strike. Governor Abiodun not only recruited another soft target in person of Peter Mba, governor of Enugu State, to work against his own brother. They found willing tools in a few of the governors. They hastily announced the removal of Governor Hope Uzodinma, since they saw him as an impediment to their perfidious plot. But, thank God, that the majority of governors rallied around their chairman to put down that insurrection. We are also happy that the majority of these governors are from the northern part of this country, which is a confirmation that the North, that we want to honor the rotation agreement by ensuring that President Bola Ahmed Tinubu complete his 2 terms before power reverts to the North in 2031. Gentlemen of the press, intelligence available to us indicates that they want to destabilize the Progressive Governors Forum as a prelude to destroying the party from within. They are now the moles within APC who want to work against Mr. President due to one grievance or the other. In short, they want to play Nyesom Wike by weakening the internal mechanism of APC, the way Wike did against PDP. We can't say we don't know what Dapo Abiodun and Peter Mba want. They want to start the destabilization of APC by creating division among APC governors. They know that the APC governors are the strength of the party and therefore the vehicle to achieve seamless re-election of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. By aiming and causing troubles among the governors, Dapo Abiodun and Peter Mba and all those involved in the sinister plan to derail the Progressive Governors Forum have declared an open war against President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. However, we shall not sit idly and watch them achieve their sinister goal. And that is why we have convened this press conference to warn them to desist from these plots. We are giving them 48 hours, just 48 hours, 2 days, to apologize to President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, GCFR, our dear president, to also apologize to the Progressive Governors Forum and its chairman, in person of Senator Hope Uzodinma, CON, and the APC for this ill-advised, aborted palace coup.
Àwọn èmi ọmọ pàrọ̀ ìsíríọ̀sì tó yẹ àfìgbà tí kan nù wọn tó gba máìkì tó ní kan jẹ́ kó ń sọ̀rọ̀ wípé àwọn fẹ́ kan impeach gómìnà Enugu àti gómìnà Ògùn. Ẹ̀rí tẹ́mi náà ń kálọ̀ lò gómìnà Ògùn ẹ̀ ṣe impeach ó ti fẹ́ parí táàmù ẹ̀nà kí ló dé kí ló kẹ̀dẹ̀kẹ̀dẹ̀ dé mo ní implosion tá à ń retí rèé o á fi wọn pa wẹ̀dẹ̀ àti wẹ̀dẹ̀wẹ̀dẹ̀ ẹ sáré bá ń já sí ká gbọ́rọ̀ rẹ̀.
My name is Usman Saidu. Like my colleague have earlier said, we are not going to tolerate any sabotage. At this point, it's very necessary for the House of Assembly in Enugu to call for the impeachment process of the governor because we see it as a sabotage. Let them start the process. They should initiate the process. In fact, it's not even said that it's much of concern now, but they should initiate the process with immediate effect to make sure that he's impeached in Enugu State and Ogun State. Thank you.
Kúrò náà lẹ́tí gbọ́ yẹn o, èmi ò mọ ibi tí irú ẹ̀sùn ti wá o, mi ò mọ ẹni tó ṣe agbódegbà rẹ̀ o. Gómìnà Abiodun àti gómìnà olórí oko olódòdẹ. Àárín wọn dán mọ́rán náà. Á fi wọ́n pa wẹ̀dẹ̀ àti wẹ̀dẹ̀wẹ̀dẹ̀. Wọ́n ní wọ́n ti ń gbẹ́ kòtò ara wọn, wọ́n ti ń jinlẹ̀ fúnra wọn, wọ́n yà tú àṣírí ara wọn ta. Èyí tó sì dé bá gómìnà eléyìí gan kì í ṣe kékeré òun àti Gbenga Daniels wọ́n sì ń fà lọ́wọ́lọ́wọ́ ta ló máa represent Ogun State ní jurisdiction wọn senatorial kìíní wọn àmọ́ ìwẹ́jà kò ń bẹ́ o tá a bá dénú àkójọpọ̀ ròyìn láàmìlẹ̀ ìwà àkànní àfidàmì tútù lẹ́ni o torí àwọn èèyàn ti ń pariwo wípé Wike ti mélé ìjẹ́ o fubara ò ní padà wá mọ́ o àná kò yọjú nígbà tó ń ṣe screening wọn mọ̀ pé ní gangan ni ultimatum fubara ti pàpà yọjú o APC sì ti clear ẹ̀ bọ́n ṣe clear ẹ̀ kí ni Wike ń rò kí làwọn èèyàn rẹ̀ ń rò Wike náà tún gbé èèyàn kan dìde ó ní kó rè join ẹgbẹ́ APC in case of incasity rhymes mi ó lọ mọ́ra wọn. ṣùgbọ́n Yorùbá lọ abọ̀ wọ́n ní ẹ ń bá fẹ́ wò ṣẹ́jú àkàn yóò pẹ́ létí omi ìṣẹ́jú àkàn fubara ni Wike ń sọ ṣùgbọ́n fubara gbọ́nà mi yọ ṣùgbọ́n wọ́n ní Wike tún ti lọ dẹ̀gàgà síbòmí o ibo ló tún dẹ̀gàgà sí ẹ gbọ́ kò sékú kò sẹ́yẹ ní Wike bẹ́ẹ̀ náà ni ọ̀rọ̀ ti Jabi Lake àmúbọ̀ nítorí Sowore ti tọwọ́ bọ̀ o Sowore ti dá sí o ó ti lọ ṣọ́ọ̀ṣì mọ̀mọ́ yẹn o èmi ò tẹ̀ mọ̀ pé mọ̀mọ́ yẹn kúnlẹ̀ fún Wike lójú kámẹ́rà Sowore ti lọ ọbẹ̀ ó ti ní kí màmá má kúnlẹ̀ mọ́ ó ní ẹ jẹ́ ká gbéná kojú ẹkùn rẹ̀ ó ní ẹ jẹ́ ká fi wèrè wo wèrè Wike ẹ̀yin ọmọ ìjọba àwọn náà ní àwa rèé ó ní sẹ́tì rẹ́dì wọ́n náà rẹ́dì o bàbá fi wọnú ọ̀sẹ̀ tuntun yà á mọ̀ wò ọ̀nà táwọn àgbàyọ sí Wike bóyá lójijì ni bóyá Wike ó ti pọn ara rẹ̀ yóò ti sùn lọ bóyá kò ní mọ̀gbà tán máa fi yọ sóhun àwò yóò sojú wa o. ṣùgbọ́n ẹni sùúrù ẹ̀ jáde náà àkójọpọ̀ ròyìn gbogbo ohun tí Sowore sọ gbogbo ohun tí mọ̀mọ́ yìí náà fi dá lóhùn àti ohun tí Wike náà sọ bí mọ̀mọ́ yìí ṣe kúnlẹ̀ tó bẹ̀bẹ̀ tá a mú wá fún yín àti mú wá ní ìsìn gbogbo ẹ̀ lẹ́ẹ̀bà náà àkójọpọ̀ ròyìn ẹ ṣáà ní sùúrù. ẹ̀yin ẹ sáà tí mọ̀ fọkàn bá ń lọ pàápàá jùlọ nu Abala Lerefe ẹ bá ń pín ẹ fi sọ sáwọn olólùfẹ́ yẹn ẹ wá jẹ́ sáré dẹ́bọ̀yìn ẹ wá jẹ́ á rí bí ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ àwọn gómìnà àtàwọn olórí Nàìjíríà tó fi mọ́ olórí oko bámbàm bí wọ́n ṣe máa bu ọwọ́ lu project tó jẹ́ wípé àwọn tí wọ́n sì sublet ẹ̀ fún náà tán delegate pé kán rí ìmójútó tí wọ́n ìmójútó mọ́ ó yà mí lẹ́nu nígbà tí mo gbọ́rọ̀ yìí lẹ́nu gómìnà ìbọ̀ yìí.
Look at this road. The commissioner for once told me it had been completed over 5 months ago. But today, the drainage is ongoing.
ẹ̀yin náà kọ́ ó yà yín lẹ́nu ẹgbẹ́ ta ń lẹ̀bi ṣé gómìnà ni àbí kọmíṣánná àwọn ọmọ Nàìjíríà tún ń bu ni o wọ́n ló ń gan lọ́yẹ kó mójútó òun ní sófẹ́ pínra rẹ̀ yẹlẹyẹlẹ ni ẹgbọ́ ta ló lẹ̀bi nù wọn òun ti ṣe tó yẹ kó ṣe kọmíṣánná ló ń parọ́ fún pé àwọn ti parí ẹ̀ àwọn ti lọ́ǹchì ẹ̀ àwọn ti kọmíṣọ̀n ẹ̀ ó rà níbẹ̀ ìjẹ́ wá dé agboolé àwọn Fúlàní ìkànnù wọn náà ló ń dá bàbá Ali lóhùn Ahmed wípé kó gbẹnu ẹ̀ sọ̀hún tó ń sọ wípé tí ààrẹ olódòdó bá wọlé second time pé Nigeria will cease to be ó lóun lọ́rọ̀ ìyànjú fún.
Will you be surprised? So the fact is, I don't think you should be shocked and you shouldn't be surprised because sincerely speaking, let's tell ourselves realistically, with the present permutations on ground now, President Tinubu seems to be the next president, the incoming president of Nigeria, by any way possible as you call it. So the question now is, what are you going to do? What will you do? So the fact is, I think in this regards, if there's nothing you can do, I just have to tell you to prepare your mind. Prepare your mind in the sense that what you're witnessing at the moment may have a double-fold manifestation of what you are seeing at the moment. Why do I say this? Whether as a result of his incompetency or sabotage. Incompetency in the sense that at least the judiciary has not been optimal. The security architecture has not been optimal. So you should prepare your mind that this is the reality you are going to live up to for the next 4 years if possible. But in the words of that ADC chieftain that equally said as well that maybe his coming in will be the end of Nigeria or whatever, there's that likelihood of that happening. But I'm saying this so that you will prepare your mind in regards to this reality, right? And on the part of the government, on the part of the presidency, I actually see it as a kind of a dangerous adventure, a disaster for any government to want to aspire for another tenure while maintaining the status quo of things at the moment. It's going to be a disaster. Sincerely, it's going to push Nigerians to a situation where nobody expected Nigerians will get to. And that is the reality. So, well, the fact is, have you equally observed that at this point in time, despite the fact that election is near, Nigerians are actually not bothered much about election, but majorly concerned about some frivolous issues that doesn't translate into reality. And that this is how it's going to be till we wake up one day and the president is announced.
Àgúnlá àgúntẹ̀tẹ̀ ń bá Wike fira yín dá lára tiwa ni wípé ó dijọ́ sí gbogbo yín bá sùn tẹ́ ẹ sì jí sínú òdodo wípé àfikún ní kálukú lọ́tọ̀ọ̀tọ̀ ẹjẹ́ àpò ń bẹ́ ẹjẹ́ àtún dé ọ̀dọ̀ àwọn ọlọ́pàá o wọ́n ní wọ́n ti jogún omi o wọ́n sì ń hàràṣì àwọn aráàlú lọ o.
Okay, these phones you are with here. You are holding 3 phones.
Wait, I don't even know you.
Wait. Who is the owner of these phones? You are holding 3 phones here.
The recorder. I record. Where your name face? I'll call IGP now. I said, keep here. I'll call IGP here. I did not say you should call. Where your name tag? I don't have you, they owe me. I don't have you, they owe me. Leave me. I don't know. What is your problem? Why you owe me?
Odò ẹjẹ́ tún padà sí Plateau lọ lẹ́yìn ìgbà tí àwọn tó fẹ́ lọ sin òkú wọn tí wọ́n sì ń kẹ́dùn wọ́n sì ń sunkún wọ́n ń ṣọ̀fọ̀ ìbànújẹ́ dorí àgbà wọn kodò wọ́n pa àwọn èèyàn sí wọn lọ́rùn ṣùgbọ́n lánàá òde ìmọ́júmọ́ òní náà tó ti pa èèyàn 11 míì o 11 àfẹ́ lójú bàbá dénú àkójọpọ̀ ròyìn ẹjẹ́ àkàngbọ̀ díẹ̀ lẹ́nu àwọn tí ìṣẹ̀lẹ̀ sí.
2 pregnant women are among the people they've killed. A 3-year-old boy is also among those that were killed. By this attack, there are numbers of farmlands, farm crops belonging to Rigwe people that have been destroyed.
This case has been reported, if not for the intervention of the Mopol team that are here. The Operation Enduring Peace have not done anything.
Ó rọjá padà sí ọ̀dọ̀ Aláàfin níbi tí bàbá kan tí wọ́n ti karùn sí máìkì wípé ọ̀rọ̀ kan ló ṣẹlẹ̀ táwọn èèyàn gbọ́ pé n tó fàjà láàrin Ṣèyí Mákindé àtàláàfin lọ́rọ̀ lẹ̀ mọ́ ní kí ló fẹ́ fàjà láàrin ọba bá lórí ohun gbogbo náà. bó bá ṣe wá bá lórí ohun gbogbo tó tí Ṣèyí Mákindé bá fẹ́ ilẹ̀ ní ọ̀dọ̀ Aláàfin kò ní ìdí kó dìjà kò ní ìdí ẹ̀bẹ̀ ń
wọ́n ní Ṣèyí Mákindé fẹ́ oníkálà fẹ́ sáyìn ilẹ̀ náà fóun Aláàfin lòun ò lè sáyìn ilẹ̀ yẹn o because òun bá lẹ̀ yẹn lọ́wọ́ àwọn bàbá àwọn ni òun àti wá sáyìn rẹ̀ wọ́n ló wà nínú arantí allegedly wọ́n ló wà nínú arantí ó ń dá wàhálà yìí lẹ̀ ṣùgbọ́n tó bẹ́ẹ̀ ni bẹ́ẹ̀ kọ́ ṣùgbọ́n gbogbo wa la mọ̀ pé àti ọ̀dọ̀ gómìnà Ṣèyí Mákindé ẹni ọba wa Abdulhakeem Ọwádé ti jẹ kábíyèsí.
anyways àwa ò lè sọ sí yẹn ẹ mọ yanjú ọ̀rọ̀ ara yín o mi ò rò pé ọ̀rọ̀ ilẹ̀ ó lè dá wàhálà lẹ̀ láàrin ọba àti gómìnà tí gómìnà bá fẹ́ gba ilẹ̀ yóò gbà tí ó sì tí ó ṣẹlẹ̀ ó dẹ̀ jẹ́ kó ń bẹ ẹja wá dé Lẹ́kí lẹ́kọ̀ọ́ níbi tí wọ́n sọ wípé ọwọ́ ti ba àwọn olóògùn olóró wọn ní ibi gangan ní citadel wọn ibi gangan ní támáàkì wọn lóògùn tàn bá ń bì tó fi mọ́ kólóòsì tó fi mọ́ mi ò mọ́ kọ wọn. àyà ní láòdù òótọ́ ni wọ́n ní 4,000 parcel nọ́mbà mi tó wọ̀ ti 5.8 billion naira bẹ́ẹ̀ náà ni wọ́n ní wọ́n jà dé ìjọra bádíà níbi tí wọ́n ti dismantle factory tí wọ́n ti ń ṣe oríṣiríṣi oògùn olóró mu ní. àyà ló dá bó ṣe mú wọn tó náà fẹ́ kó bá ọlọ́pàá tí ń rá bàbá ńlẹ̀ẹ́lẹ̀ lánàá tí ń di àga mú àmọ́ náà ní lóòótọ́ ẹ wò bó ṣe pọ̀ ńlẹ̀ tó. ọjà yín ò ní ta o bẹ́ẹ̀ náà ni ẹja wa kó ń bẹ́ ẹja wa lọ sí ọ̀dọ̀ àwọn iléeṣẹ́ ológun níbi tí ọwọ́ ti ba ìkànnú àwọn agbódegbà fún àwọn ẹgbẹ́ agbésùnmọ̀mí ISWAP àtàwọn Boko Haram wọn ní Borno lọ́wọ́ ti bá ẹ wo àdúrà ọ̀tá àbọ̀n ẹ wo ibi tán kò sí wọn pákéèjì ẹ̀.
Tidak ni. Wako di kuma wana dala tu dia tu. Wow.
abẹ́rẹ́ bó ṣe ń dalẹ̀ warawara ṣùgbọ́n inú mi dùn láti sọ fún yín wípé wọ́n ní ọwọ́ àwọn ọmọléeṣẹ́ ológun Aninkai ó tún ba àwọn tẹ́rọ́rìsì ní agbègbè ibi kan tó ń pè ní Gonori FOB wọ́n ní wọ́n rìkọ́fà oríṣiríṣi nǹkan ogun lẹ́yìn ìgbà tán pa ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ wọn wọ́n ní operating base of 120 task force yàtọ̀ sílẹ̀ tá a mú wá fún yín lánàá ni o wọ́n ní wọ́n pa wọ́n yànnàyànnà mo ní ẹgbẹ́ kúndùsì fún iléeṣẹ́ ológun imagine kélé ìdé ìgboro ayé wọ́n á fi pa àwọn aráàlú imagine. àyà ni ọ̀gá mi ó túmọ̀ sí wípé àwọn kọ́sítọ́ọ̀mù náà láti join wọn nínú gbogbo kínní mo ní kí náà kọ́sítọ́ọ̀mù fẹ́ dán wò mọ́tò náà mọ́ wò tí mọ́tò tó fẹ́ kọjá ń bọ́dà ó ló kọjá bẹ́ẹ̀ báyìí o ó ní kán mọ́ make sure pé wọ́n gbà bọ̀dì ó nítorí tán bá ti ń gbowó wọn ní mọ́gbà tán máa kó àwọn ọ̀tá àbọ̀n àti nǹkan ogun yìí wọlé o bọ́dà tó pórọ̀sì tẹ́lẹ̀ mo lórí sọ àyà.
Please guys, I'm in a police station right now in Nigeria. So the hotel where I was lodging in Lagos, I came to buy markets in Lagos. The hotel where I was lodging, I met one small girl there who is working at the hotel. So this little girl came and met me. She can be like 17 years old. She came and met me that please I should help her. That woman that owns that hotel took her to Lagos to come and be working for her. That the woman promised to send her to school, but when she came, the woman is sending her to go and be doing prostitution. So the girl begged me that she doesn't want to do prostitution. I should help her. She wants to go back to her parents. The girl explained to me everything. I felt pity for the girl. I bought her food. So that night now, I took her. As we almost got to the park, I saw one Bambe man. As we almost got to the park, I saw one Bambe man. This Bambe man now begs me that he should carry my bag to the park. Anything I have, I can give him. I now gave him my load. Only as we went down the hill, that bridge, I saw one yellow car just came. Some gunmen came out of the car. Those gunmen came out of the car. They came and surrounded me. Girl said, I want to take her to Cameroon for prostitution. That this is how I always ship girls to Cameroon to come and be doing prostitution for me. That I always come to their hotel and carry girls. That I have a very big prostitution center in Cameroon where I carry girls. And they work for me. That's how they started beating me and took me to the station. Now they are charging me. They said that they have done investigations, that I'm doing kidnapping, that I have a gang that kidnap human beings and give me the money, that I'm the leader of the kidnapping group. They also say that I do human trafficking and that I have an Ashawo business in Cameroon. They said I should pay 1 million or else they are going to kill me. Or else they are going to put me in Kirikiri, which is an underground prison. So they locked me in the cell. And I got up this morning. I told them that now that they have locked me in the cell, how will I raise the money? I now beg them to give me my phone, that let me talk to my family if they can raise the money. I've been trying to get to my father, but there is no network in my village. It's like my father has gone to the village. I now posted it on my status, and my contacts have been helping me with small money. I don't even know what to do. I have never done kidnapping before. I've never kidnapped anybody in my life. I don't even know what they are talking about. I don't have any ashawo business that I'm doing. No, I don't have any ashawo house. I don't have any kidnapping house. So I am innocent. If I die, please, they should come to Lagos State. They should come to Lagos State. My two station. That's where they are keeping me.
Ọ̀dọ̀ àwọn ọlọ́pàá ló tún kángun sí o, kángun akángun síbì kan ọlọ́mọdé àsìnrin o, torí ẹ̀sìn mọ́ ọmọ Nàìjíríà wọ́n ti ń dájọ́ lórí aráàlú wọn lè náà jọ́ ó jọ́ ẹ̀sùn tán fi kàn án mú ní ẹlòmíì mọ́ sojú báyìí tí ò ní mọ̀ ń pa rẹ̀ ṣé múra èèyàn náà máa fi mọ̀ pé èèyàn ṣe kinní ni ó mà ṣe owó ń tán fún jẹ ibi tẹ́mi ti mọ̀ pé sítórì rẹ̀ fẹ́ jẹ́ẹ̀lì bó ṣe sọ náà ni wípé kò yẹ kó ní access sí fóònù kò yẹ wọ́n á ti gba fóònù lọ́wọ́ rẹ̀ ẹ wò wọ́n tún wá fi sínú ẹ̀wọ̀n wọ́n ra fi sí ìtàǹbì kan bóyá tó bá ti dalẹ́ náà mú wọnú ẹ̀wọ̀n kí là máa ṣe òwe lè sí bá irú investigation wo náà ti yá sáré sí bí wọn náà bá sì ní lọ́wọ́ tètè jẹ́wọ́ o ẹ gbọ́ mo tètè mọ́ káànú èèyàn o. ó dá níbẹ̀ bí awíládé yìí ọ̀rọ̀ búṣe ní Sunday ẹjẹ́ àwọn ṣọ́ọ̀ṣì lọ ọ̀dọ̀ bàbá Epra Fafas là ń lọ sí mo gbà á ó kọ wọn náà nù mo máa ń gbọ́ ìròyìn bàbá yìí dáadáa mo sì máa ń gbọ́rọ̀ ẹnu wọn ṣùgbọ́n bàbá sọ̀rọ̀ kan láti ìjẹta kọ́hún tí sísítà mi Bọ́sẹ̀dé JMK náà gbé wọ́n sọ̀rọ̀ ń pa ẹ̀ lórí tọkọtaya ni pé obìnrin tó bá ti wojú lẹ̀ jù tí ò sì rí kan ṣe kan lórí ọ̀rọ̀ ọlọ́kọ̀dé pé obìnrin ti pọ̀jọ́kùnrin lọ bí ẹni tó níyàwó ńlé bá kọnu sí ọ gbà mo ní sàn ríbi kan mú jáde inú bíbélì wọ́n ní inú bíbélì váàsì pọ̀ inú bíbélì dáadáa tó ti fẹ́ ìyàwó pé tán ọkùnrin ti fẹ́ ìyàwó méjì Abraham bàbá àgbàgbọ́ gan tá a máa ń sọ pé Abraham blessing sàmá pé ìyàwó tó fẹ́ pọ̀ mo ní ara fífẹ́ ìyàwó tó pọ̀ náà kọ́ ló wá dárúgùdù lẹ̀ wọ́n lèmi náà ń kọ́ wọ́n ní tara mi nù wọ́n lèmi náà níyàwó jọ rẹpẹtẹ lórí ibi mo ní ó dà ẹ bá ń gbọ́ ẹjọ́ ẹjẹ́ àjọ tẹ́tí gbọ́ kí lẹ lérò. n tán sọ wọ́n ṣe agbèfọ́ba fún wọn ní ohun torí music tó wà lábẹ́ rẹ̀ ṣùgbọ́n n tán sọ rèé wọ́n ní bí ọkùnrin kan tó jẹ́ married man tó kọ́nu fẹ́ sí ọ pé òun fẹ́ fi ọ tó sì ṣetán láti fi ọ tó sì lóun ìyàwó ti lè mọ̀ sí pé òun fẹ́ fi ọ wọ́n ní kò rè fẹ́ o gẹ́gẹ́ bí kìrìsìtẹ́nì wọ́n ní gbogbo èèyàn kọ́ ni ó fẹ́ sí ń gún o ó rẹ o ẹ máa bá ń sọ sí ọ̀rọ̀ yìí o torí ìjọ́wọ́ la gbé èèyàn kan wá tán sọ wípé kéèyàn fẹ́yàwó púpọ̀ bàbá kan ló sọ bẹ́ẹ̀ bàbá wa nídé náà sọ tiwọn ní kò pẹ́ yìí ṣùgbọ́n ẹ jọ̀ọ́ ẹ bá ń fi òye àgbà gbé nítorí ọmọdé là wá ṣùgbọ́n nǹkan kan tẹ́mi fẹ́ sọ lórí ọ̀rọ̀ yìí náà ni wípé bàbá ò mú ọ̀rọ̀ yìí wọ́n mú ọ̀rọ̀ tán sọ nínú bíbélì o pásítọ̀ ni wọ́n lóòótọ́ ṣùgbọ́n wọ́n ń ṣe kánsẹ́lì ni so bíbélì ò sì kọ̀ndẹ́ẹ̀mù wípé o ṣe níyàwó méjì bó tiẹ̀ jẹ́ wípé ó ní ìyàwó kan ọkọ kan náà ni nínú New Testament ṣùgbọ́n àwọn èèyàn míì wọ́n máa ń fojú ré New Testament Old Testament náà máa ń lọ fún kan sì máa ń sọ pé ní Old Testament náà ń gbà tọ́lọ́run ó dọ́kùnrin àtobìnrin ó dọ́kùnrin ó yọ obìnrin lára ìhà ọkùnrin ló yọ tó fi mọ obìnrin wípé kò mọ obìnrin méjì so yẹ yín báwọn àwọn tó sì fẹ́ méjì náà ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ ọlọ́run kúkú bá rìn kò sì sí nǹkan kan tó ṣẹlẹ̀ yín ò sọ wípé wọn ní rọrùn wọ̀ ó bá ṣe wo ní kálukú ni bí àyà rẹ bá ṣe gbé náà ni kò sì ṣe mo mọ̀ pé àwọn obìnrin òṣàjẹ́ ń pé méjì obìnrin ò dénú ṣùgbọ́n ó bá ṣe wọ́ọ̀kì pẹ̀lú oníkálukú ni o ibi tí wòlíì ti ríran sí ìyàn rẹ̀ tí ó sọ pé oníyàwó méjì ni ọ ẹ̀yin mú sí mi ó dá àwọn òní sọ jù bá náà lọ ẹ̀yin náà bá ń sọ sí i. ó dá bẹ́ẹ̀ bá ti ń bá mi tẹ̀ sí inú kọ́mẹ́sẹ̀sẹ̀ ẹjẹ́ àti ojúlé bọ́ sójúlé o ẹjẹ́ àti ṣọ́ọ̀ṣì kọ́lá tún lọ yìí o torí bàbá yìí ti ní ọ̀rọ̀ ti ṣe ọ̀rọ̀ rí láàrin àwọn àtàràlù tán ní kì í ṣe ṣọ́ọ̀ṣì làwọn ò belong sí can ẹ rántí bàbá tí ìkànnú àwọn ọmọ ìjọ wọn pásítọ̀ wọn tí ó rè tó ń rè kábàṣì ní ibi tí Ọ̀ṣun Òṣogbo wà ẹ ti rántí àti ẹ̀mọ́ bọ́rọ̀ yẹn ibi tí ọ̀rọ̀ yẹn parí sí àmọ́ bàbá yẹn lọ́tún wá ganu sí máìkì ó tán tàbùkù ọlọ́run CAC ọlọ́run Babalọ́lá wọ́n ní ọlọ́run Babalọ́lá ti wà outdated wípé 90-30 èèyàn kan ló ń jí òkú dìde omi ló fi ṣe ìwòsàn pé ẹ wá wo ṣọ́ọ̀ṣì ẹ wá wo ìjọ àwọn wọ́n ti ní kì í ṣe ṣọ́ọ̀ṣì ẹ wá wo oríṣiríṣi mírẹ́kù tán ti ṣe pé bí Babalọ́lá bá wà láyé gan ní táìmù yìí wípé kò lè jókòó lẹ́gbẹ̀ẹ́ àwọn nítorí iṣẹ́ ìyanu tọ́lọ́ ń gbọ́wọ́ rẹ̀ ṣe kò lè dúró lẹ́gbẹ̀ẹ́ tàwọn mo ní Ọlọ́run bẹ́ẹ̀ bá ti fẹ́ rí bọ́ àwọn ọ̀rọ̀ tí wọ́n jáde lẹ́nu rẹ̀ rí kí ni Babalọ́lá fi ṣe ọ́ ẹ jẹ́ á gbọ́ lẹ́nu rẹ̀ tààràtààrà èmi ò retí kán ara CAC gbèjà Babalọ́lá o kán mọ wò ó ràn ní Ọlọ́run ọba ṣùgbọ́n tó bá sì láwọn fẹ́ gbèjà toró tàbùkù torí àwọn ẹbí Babalọ́lá náà sì wà láyé o àwọn ẹbí yẹn lè dìde wípé ó kọjá ààyè rẹ̀ ṣùgbọ́n ẹ jẹ́ agbọ́n tó sọ náà.
If I will roll out little thing that God have used, part of little thing that God have used this ministry to. If someone like us is talking, Babalola, if alive, we sit and be learning. He will be learning because of what the Lord has done. Someone wake half death in 1930, you try immortalizing it. We that God has been using for years, where I cannot count the number of dead that have been raised with evidence. I cannot count the number of the blind people that the Lord have given the sight. We cannot count the number of those who are insane, those who have HIV, those who have coronavirus, with concrete evidence that is here. In God of Wise God, that is a citadel of authority and a seat of wisdom. That is where we are announcing it. Those who will follow this God must walk with a clean hand. With a clean hand. If you are Christian here, I'm not attacking you. But I'm telling you the fact. But if you have a question, I'm ready to answer your question. And let me just mention a few parts out of the dead the Lord have raised. The boss, a woman called Bosse, was from CSC Church. He died in an hospital, tag 7-day Adventist. Go and verify in Ife and go and check it on our page. He was brought to the mountain, died with a pregnancy. But our mother-in-law was the one said, please don't bury her. Let us take her to a mountain. When he got to the mountain, he was shouting, God of 1930, God of Babalola, he said, keep us. If you are looking for God of 1930, go inside the bush. It's in the bush. But if you are looking for God of universe, God of white God, it's in everywhere. It's in everywhere. I have said it time without number. Anyone that you are calling their name, you can never up to them. That is it. Go on to the page. Go on to the series of the question. Go on to the revelation we have revealed. I've never seen it. In what has been happened, go to the Islamic religion. Those who have been mentioned their name, you can never up to them. Go to the Christianity, the so-called Christianity. Those who have been calling the name of their social spiritual father, they can never up to them. They can never up to them. When he got there, it has died. It has been confirmed died. They brought the mother-in-law. The mother-in-law was he was silent. I said, do you believe God of universe can do this? He said, will you give your life to God of white God? If he performed the signs and wonder, we pray for her. Bosse was resurrected to the life with pregnancy. And when the Lord restored her back to the life, you see the videos online. Type Bosses. But Bosse Day, wake up by God of white God. You see it on our page. It's in everywhere. The pregnancy still remains intact. They comment that they said the pregnancy is dead because he died for 6 hours and more than that before they can transfer her to the mountain. When you watch our reunion, recently the one we did, you will see the mother-in-law that came out and started rolling on the ground. I will talk about Omanara too. Omanara. It was on Wednesday. I came to the mountain around 7 to 7. Okay. I went to the altar. I was praising God. I met someone who had been dead. He has already been dead. They have covered her face. He has died. She has died overnight. I praised God and I left the place. When it was around 9, I did not even check on them. They were crying. There were many. They were crying. There came a prophecy through the wife of the Sona prophet in this ministry. He said, my servant, I will wake her up.
Ó dá náà lẹ́ti gbọ́n yẹn o, èmi ò wá lérò wípé kọ́lọ́n bá tiẹ̀ wà fún ọ lágbára ju tàwọn tàtẹ̀yìn wa lọ. N ò rò pé ó yẹ kó mọ tanu àbùkù bá àwọn bàbá oníbàbá mi. Nígbà tí wọn náà ní bàbá tiẹ̀, gbogbo òpè tọ́lọ́run bá gbélé ọ lọ́wọ́. Só ní kó fi tàbùkù ìpè onípè ni. Ó dá olè ló wá dí fáwọn ọmọ tá a fẹ́ lọ sọ́dọ̀ ẹ̀ náà tàbùkù pé mọ̀mọ́ rẹ o. Lọ́yọ́ tó ń bá ti soríire báyìí. Ó ní kí mọ̀mọ́ òun kó wọ́ ọ̀kùn kò kú dànù mọ́ ní sọmọ jẹ́nzín lápẹ̀lẹ́ àbá ní nǹkan ṣe nǹkan rọ́ọ̀lù lọ́pọ̀lọpọ̀ wọ́n ti ń sọ odidi mọ̀mọ́ rẹ̀.
Ikú máa pàyà mí nígbà tí bá mèkẹ́ báyìí ló máa fò sẹ́lẹ̀ ló máa kú dànù pẹ̀lú ògo Ọlọ́run. Àdúrà mi nìyẹn. Àdúrà mi ò nìyẹn. Best prayer mi nìyẹn. Best prayer ò nìyẹn. Ìgbà tí bá mèkẹ́ báyìí ni màá lost mine. Oh my brain.
You look amazing. Okay, who are you wearing tonight? Who are you wearing tonight?
I'm wearing Tiana Empire.
Wow. Hello, so how do you feel today?
I don't know. Governor.
What's your expectation tonight?
I don't know. Governor. How are you? Okay,
sir, you look fashionable.
Thank you.
Who are you wearing today?
Oh my God.
Who are you wearing, sir? Open up.
Make I understand you well. He dey hear you now. He dey hear you. Adamu dey. Say na 70.
70.
Say na 69, 70. Abi 17.
17. 69, 70.
69, 70. No be 16.
No be 16.
17.
17. Say 17.
Now 17. I be 70. Wait. Now 15, 16, 17.
Understand? Abi?
So, you don't understand though. It says 16, 15, 16, 17. Abi 68, 69, 70. How much you want to collect? Because I don't understand. Say 17, Abi. 17.
17.
Abi 70.
17.
Wahala ti wa ba yo. Make you no go do work finish, you give you money wey no pay o.
No. This one say 45, 55, 6, 17.
Okay, 45, 55, 65, 70. Okay, now wetin you dey talk? But why God dey say 16, 15, 17?
15,000. Say 40. So 40, 15,000. Say 16, 17. Abi?
Adamu, I don't understand though. Wait, make I go call your brother. Make you go to work finish.
Ìyá ni wúrà, bàbá ni dígí. Ìyá ni wúrà, bàbá ni dígí. Ọjọ́ ìyá kú ni wúrà ọlá bàjẹ́. Ọjọ́ bàbá bá kú ni dígí ẹni wọmi. Ọjọ́ ìyá kú ni wúrà ọlá bàjẹ́ o. Ọjọ́ bàbá kú ni dígí ẹni wọmi. Tó bá lówó fi tún màmá rẹ̀ ṣe. Tó bá lówó kó fi tún bàbá rẹ̀ ṣe. Tó bá sì ní wọ́n lé ayé. Kó rántí àìsùn ìyá lórí rẹ̀ o. Kó máa rántí bí bàbá ṣe ń sáré kiri jàmbálà jàmbálà. Kó rántí àìsùn ìyá lórí rẹ̀ o. Kó wá lọ rántí o bí bàbá ṣe ń sáré kiri. Ìyá ni wúrà, bàbá ni dígí. Ẹni ní Mother's Day mo gbọ́ àwọn tá a sì ní mọ̀mọ́ àtẹ̀yìn tẹ̀sí ní bàbá pátápátá korogodo ẹ tọ́jú wọn ò níwọ̀nba. Mọ́ sọ wípé ó dìgbà tí mo bá ní bílíọ̀n tí n bá ní millions. Wo bí ọwọ́ eku ṣe mọ́ níṣẹ́ fi bọ́jú o. Ìyá ni wúrà iyebíye, ìyá kò ṣe fowó ra. Ó tọ́jú mi fóṣù mẹ́sàn-án, ìmí ìjọsù mẹ́sàn-án lọ. Tí ìrì mọ́mọ́ tó gbé oyún ọmọ fún ọdún méjì. Ó pọn mi fóṣù mẹ́fà depending ìgbà tó bẹ̀rẹ̀ rìn. Tẹ́mi náà bẹ̀rẹ̀ rìn. Ìyá ní wúrà iyebíye, ìyá kò ṣe fowó ra. Máa tọ́jú òbí mi ò kọ́mọ mi lè tọ́jú mi. Ẹ̀san ni kámánì. Èmi àtọ́jú òbí mi ò kọ́kàn wọn lè súre fún mi. Torí odò tó gbàgbé orísun rẹ̀ láyé dandan ni kó gbẹ. Torí bẹ́ẹ̀ bí mo bá lówó máa tọ́jú màmá mi. Bí mo bá lówó máa tọ́jú bàbá mi. Bàbá jìyà púpọ̀ nítorí ọmọ. Ìyá lolùtọ́jú ẹni, bàbá lolùtọ́jú wa nítorí pé òní à ń celebrate àwọn mọ̀mọ́ wa. Happy Mother's Day to you àti gbogbo ẹ̀yin ọlọ́jọ́ òbí pátápátá. Akíyín agẹ̀yìn o, gbogbo ẹ̀yin abiyamọ tòótọ́ torí abiyagba náà wà o. Abiyamọ làwa ń celebrate lórí ìkànnì yìí o. Àwọn single mothers náà tó jẹ́ wípé ìmí ọkọ ti filẹ̀ ó ti pẹ́ ó sì díṣẹ́ Ọlọ́run ní fẹ́ lómi òun nìkan ló dá tọ́jú òun nìkan ló dá tọ́jú ọmọ òun nìkan ní kópa òun nìkan náà ní lọ́jọ́ rírí jẹ lọ́jọ́ àìrí jẹ lọ́jọ́ ìyá febi sùn ló pọ̀ jù nítorí ìtẹ̀já tọ́jú ọmọ ọmọ wa nítorí pé lẹ́yìn Ọlọ́run mọ̀mọ́ ló tún kàn fún yẹn o. Mọ́ mi rí Scott Adigun yọ yẹn kò ní yẹ láàmú ti dákọ yín wọ́n lè wọ́n láì kìkì ń dákọ ọba mọ́ mi ṣàlàyé bí iṣẹ́ tóbìnrin ń ṣe lórí ọmọ wọn níbẹ̀ bá arúbìnrin tó jókòó báyìí wọ́n ló dàdí dé ọmọ rẹ̀ ni. Bẹ́ẹ̀ ni bẹ́ẹ̀ bá obìnrin ó jókòó báyìí lórí àpótí wọ́n ní ṣe ló dàdídé àwọn ọmọ rẹ̀ nítorí wípé ẹ̀mí olùṣọ́ wà lára mọ̀mọ́ tọ́lọ́ mọ̀mọ́ fi bẹ̀ pé ìwọ ló bí ìwọ ló dẹ̀jẹ̀ ní ọ lórí níwọ̀n ìgbà tó bá sì wà láyé tó o sì ń gbàdúrà fún wọn kódà kọ́ ọmọ rẹ̀ iwájú pásítọ̀ kọ́ ọmọ rẹ̀ iwájú oníṣègùn kọ́ ọmọ rẹ̀ iwájú adáhunṣe kọ́ ọmọ rọ̀dọ̀ àfáà tó ń lanu rẹ̀ gbàdúrà tọkàntọkàn fáwọn ọmọ rẹ̀ tó ń wá rere Jerusalem wọn pé bẹ́ẹ̀ ni ó ṣe máa rí ipa kan ò sì ní ká wọn wọ́n ní iyì mọ̀mọ́ pọ̀ gan ẹ̀ ń bá níyà kò tọ́jú rẹ̀ mọ́ mi ò lè gbàgbé ọ̀rọ̀ yín golden nítorí mọ̀mọ́ gidi lẹ́yìn náà ẹ wá dúró abẹ́ amọ́ tó dàdídé mi ń bí bẹ́ẹ̀ ni àtẹlẹ́à àtàwọn mọ̀mọ́ mi àgbà àti àwọn àtàn sàwárù wa gbogbo pátápátá náà mọ̀mọ́ mi ń bí pátápátá kúrúgbòrò mo gbà fún yín ẹ ṣé o mo rọwọ́ yín bọ́bí olóhùn yọ̀ bọ́bí àrídùnnú bọ́bí ẹ̀yin ni ọlọ́run lò fún mi àtẹ̀yìn bàbá náà tó fi yín ṣe gàràtìrà mi tó fi yín sọ̀mbrẹ́là mi ń wà ní wọn mọ́ yìí odò tó gbàgbé orísun rẹ̀ ó fẹ́ gbẹnu yàtọ̀ sí mọ̀mọ́ mi tó bí mi ẹ̀yin mọ̀mọ́ oh my god mo mọ rírì yín o ẹ lè mọ mo ṣe mọ rírì yín tó gbogbo yín pátápátá tẹ̀ gbogbo yín ẹ̀yin mò ń bá wí àìmọ́wọ́ ẹgbẹ́ ẹ̀yin mò ń bá wí sẹ́ yóò yẹ yín kò ní yẹ ẹ lẹ bàbá ní àmọ́ dárúkọ yóò pẹ́ àwọn ẹ̀yin bàbá náà mo gbé fún yín mo mọ rírì yín ọ̀pẹ́ kan wọ́n ṣàyáàjì fún mi ẹ̀ mọ̀ wípé mo nífẹ̀ẹ́ yín ó dá mo kí yín káàbọ̀ lẹ́ni ọjọ́ tá à ń celebrate àwọn ọmọ wa happy Mother's Day káàkiri gbogbo ẹ̀yin bàbá náà tẹ́ni dánìkan gbé torí ẹlòmíì ìyàwó ẹ̀ ti kú ìyàwó ẹ̀ ti fílẹ̀ ẹ̀ńdánìkan pa ẹ̀ńdánìkan ṣe ọlọ́run ló ń bá yín ṣe òkì iṣẹ́ yín o happy Obi Day happy Parents Day God bless us gbogbo ẹ̀yin tẹ́ẹ̀sì ní mọ̀mọ́ láyé tẹ́ẹ̀ ní bàbá ẹ wá mọ̀mọ́ ẹ wá bàbá o ẹ wá àyàn kan ò dandan kọ́ ni kó jẹ́nu ẹbí yín o ẹ gbọ́dọ̀ ní fígọ̀ mọ̀mọ́ ẹ gbọ́dọ̀ ní fígọ̀ bàbá tó sì yín bá wọn oníṣẹ́ tí ń ṣe nígbèsè ayé èèyàn o yọ ìyá kò ní yẹ ẹ lẹ́ o ó dá mo tún kí káàbọ̀ lónìí nínú ìpàdé aláyọ̀ yìí ọlọ́run ní bá wá sí òkè ìsáwa náà o happy Sunday o gbogbo ẹ̀yin ọmọ ìjọ ilé aláyọ̀ yìí ọmọ ìjọ ní alọ́jọ́ Sunday bẹ́ẹ̀ ni agé ọlọ́run ayin ọlọ́run adúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ rẹ̀ tó rò ń gangan ni mọ̀mọ́ tó ju mọ̀mọ́ lọ òun ni abiyamọ abọ̀jà gbọ́rọ̀ happy Mother's Day ọlọ́run ó tọ́ ni òun lọ́lọ́run wà ó dábàá àròyìn náà rèé ibà Mother's Day yín rèé o èmi náà ni mò ń jẹ́ ibà ọ̀páka ọkọ̀ àwọn òpèké ọkọ̀ àwọn sweet 16 mi ní ọkọ̀ ọmọ mi ẹ lè pè mí ní ibà ọ̀páka parada níbi táyà ti ń parada tí ń dọ́gà rẹ̀ parada ò dá ìyanu abala comment section abẹ́rẹ́ yẹn olólùfẹ́ èmi náà ni mò ń jẹ́ ibà lọ tààràtààrà tọ́rọ̀ bá ti lọ̀rọ̀ òtítọ́ àtòdodo sàn báyìí láàrin ajé ní mo ní pẹ́kọ̀rọ̀ wọ́n bá ti wá kófìrẹ̀ tí ò ní sàn pẹ̀lú rẹ̀ ìwọ náà jọ má ṣe mistake má wo sentiment má wo emotion jọ má jẹ́ kán fi emotional blackmail tiẹ̀ sẹ́gbẹ̀ẹ́ ìwọ náà ṣe bíi tiwọn tán bá gbé wá ní kó dá padà fún wọn àyíníkì náà gbé wá ní ìwọ dá àyíní padà fún wọn tán bá gbé ìwà òṣèlú wá bọ̀ ìwọ náà ṣe kí ni ìwà òṣèlú fún wọn bó ṣe rí nìyẹn o tán bá ní wọ́n ra lé ayé gbé ní téèyàn fi ń ra lé ayé gbé nìyẹn o n ò ní tán o ọjà nílé ayé o ìgbà confam ẹ̀kọ́ tó sẹ́ndì ẹ̀jọ́ o nínú gbogbo atótónu tá a wá ń ṣe iná mọ́bàn gbé ìròyìn fògànná o mọ́bàn kódà kọ́ ọmọ fẹ́ràn Àtìkù kódà kọ́ ọmọ láìkì olódò rẹ kódà kọ́ ọmọ yín mú sóbì gbogbo ìròyìn tán bá gbé wá nípa àwọn sọ́dọ̀ rẹ̀ make sure kò jó tọ́ o mọ́ torí pé o ò nífẹ̀ẹ́ wọn o kódà bá a ṣe ń pariwo lé àwọn Fúlàní lórí ìtó a sì láwọn Fúlàní nínú wọn tá a mọ́ kì tá a mọ́ yìn ẹ rántí Prophet Ebuba òun náà tí ó dìde báyìí tí ó ní ìran Fúlàní ìkànnì ó wà nínú àwọn tí ń pe ìpè wípé kan yọ Mẹ́tawálé kan prophet ni ọmọ Fúlàní ni so ẹ jọ̀ọ́ ẹ jẹ́ ká rìn sàn pẹ̀lú ẹni tó bá rìn sàn pẹ̀lú wa ẹni tí ò bá ti rìn sàn pẹ̀lú wa ẹ ṣe kọ́lọ́kọ̀lọ̀kọ́lọ́ fún bíi kọ̀lọ̀kọ̀lọ̀ tí ó fi gbé adìẹ òun náà ló gbé lórí bóyá bọ́ mo kíra mi dé ó rẹ̀ bá ń fòtílẹ̀ bá ń fọba lé bá àrídùnnú iná rẹ o ibà fayọ̀pọ̀tì ibà bọ̀bí lọ́ṣọ̀s ibà ìbọ̀bọ̀ kí bọ̀bọ̀ ibà ìbò iná ní mọ́ mi ló jẹ̀sẹ̀ àyọ̀ yẹ kò ní yẹ ẹlẹ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀ náà ni ẹ bá ń kì mí dé ibà gbé wọn débẹ̀ ibà Sanawole ibà sílálàyé ibà wálẹ̀ jìn ibà kanjú abẹ́ ń kó ibi náà ni mò ń jẹba kéde fún Yorùbá nìsàn fún Oòduà nìsàn káàfàtà ibà His Excellency yìí náà rè o ibà kango ibà ọkọ̀ ẹlẹ́à àyà mi ṣe kì yóò yá kò ní yẹ ẹlẹ́yà yóò dáa fún yín o ẹ̀múnú wa dùn lórí ìkànnì gbogbo yín pátápátá àti Mariam Cipriano ìyàwó tuntun lọ́dẹ̀dẹ̀ ọkọ ìyàwó dùn lọ sí kẹ́ alákọ̀ọ́kọ́ nú àkórí ìròyìn gbogbo lè tẹ́ ẹ bá pàdé inú Abala Lerefe ayọjú lójú fèrèsé níbi tá a ti bẹ̀rẹ̀ ó fẹ́ jọ àwàdà ó fẹ́ jọ yẹ̀yẹ̀ ṣùgbọ́n lè síríọ̀sì ò sàdédé mú rí ọmọkùnrin kan àti gbé ń jẹta ṣùgbọ́n àṣà lórí ẹ̀ kan lò ó gẹ́gẹ́ bí táìtù ni a lò gẹ́gẹ́ bí caption ọmọ kékeré kan mo kọ́kọ́ rò pàràrà ni ó jọ àràrà náà kí mọ̀ sọmọ kékeré 30 years mọ́ ni ọmọ Haúsá ó láwọn èèyàn ló rán òun náà ń dupò House of Rep ńlẹ̀ àwọn náà lẹ́wọ̀n picture rẹ̀ kò sẹ́ni tí ò bá ya picture tán àtolórí àti tẹlẹ́mú mo níwọ̀ ọmọ iná tẹ́ ẹ bá rí bóyá sọ̀rọ̀ mo ti rí fọ́nrán rẹ̀ àmúbọ̀ àwọn ọmọ ó ń ṣe gbogbo èèyàn káyéfì bá ti kó ń bẹ̀ tán á yà ní ọ̀dọ̀ fubara níbi tá a ti gbọ́ pé gbogbo àwọn 14 governors tán ti ṣe screening nínú ẹgbẹ́ APC àti ìrì fubara o pé ṣé fubara ò fẹ́ wọlé ni kò fẹ́ lọ ni àbò ń bẹ̀rù tó rà gbọ́ lẹ́nu Wike pé ó ti tọwọ́ bọ̀ pé òun ò ní lọ fún second term ṣé fubara ò ní lọ ni à ń bọ̀ ń bẹ̀ á gbé yín débẹ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀ náà láàmú ti ìkan nínú àwọn ọmọ ẹgbẹ́ APC tó ní bí gbogbo èèyàn ò bá ṣe òun ó ṣe ó ní bọ́kọ̀ kan òrejì yẹn ẹgbẹgbẹ̀rún rẹ̀ ó lọ gbogbo yín bá ń sáfó lódòdẹ tẹ́ ẹ̀ fẹ́ ṣe primaries pẹ̀lú ẹ̀ irọ́ òun ó ṣe primaries pẹ̀lú rẹ̀ o nínú ẹgbẹ́ APC náà ni òun ti rèéra fọ́ọ̀mù mu ní àgbè wa lónìí bó ló ṣe jẹ́ Stanley Osifo ló kọ rẹ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀ náà ni bàbá kò ń bẹ̀ tán á wà yà lọ́dọ̀ EFCC níbi tí wọ́n ti fi léde wípé àwọn òwe èèyàn kan o mo ní ta ni o wọ́n ní Sadiya Farouk mo ní mínísítà lábẹ́ ìṣèjọba Buhari nù wọ́n ní bẹ́ẹ̀ ni àwọn fẹ́ bí léèrè ọ̀rọ̀ kó wá já wọn ní òwò mo láàbà yín jíṣẹ́ fún o kí ló fà á kí nìdí tán fi ń wà ń bọ̀ ń bẹ̀ lónìí náà ni kò ní í dọ́là bẹ́ẹ̀ náà ni á yà ní Ìbàdàn wọ́n ní gbogbo àwọn tí ń bá àwọn èèyàn jàǹkànjàǹkàn àwọn èèyàn tó lóko tó ń bá Ṣèyí Mákindé ṣiṣẹ́ wọ́n náà ń kọ̀wé fipò lẹ̀ mo ní kí ló dé wọ́n láwọn ò mọ̀ wọ́n ní kí n bá wọn béèrè mo ní ó dáa á dé governor's house á béèrè kí ni díẹ̀ ibẹ̀ látún ti wá yà Ládó Èkìtì wọ́n lóòrùn gbalẹ̀ kan mo ní ṣé ládùúgbò bo ṣé àdúgbò Ayọ̀fáyọ̀sẹ̀ ni wọ́n ní rárá o wọ́n ní gbogbo àdómọ̀ ni wọ́n ní nǹkan kan rùn ládómọ̀ ni sán sí gáàsì ilẹ̀ ni kí ló ṣẹlẹ̀ à ń bọ̀ ń bẹ́ wọ́n á fi sọyìn létí o ibẹ̀ náà láti wá yà lọ́dọ̀ Gumi níbi tí Gumi ti ń dá ìkan lára àwọn ọmọ Amẹ́ríkà lóhùn tí mo ń sọ̀rọ̀ bá rẹnu ọmọ kiri báyìí ẹ ti rántí rẹ̀ ló bá ganu sí Mike ó lẹ́yìn náà lẹ́wà lẹ́yìn Boko Haram mo ní ò tí ì já mi lórí ọ̀rọ̀ iná ẹ̀hán náà wà lẹ́yìn Boko Haram ìwọ nǹkan ẹgbẹ́ bàbá tá a gbé wá lánàá tán tú àṣírí ìyẹn bàbá Charles Ọmọlé tán tú àṣírí bí àwọn bandits àwọn agbésùnmọ̀mí bó ṣe ń rí tajé ṣe lábẹ́ ìṣèjọba Buhari àtàwọn tán negotiate fún wọn ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ negotiation ti Gumi ṣe abẹ́ Buhari ló ti ṣe dáadáa wọ́n sì ròyìn bí owó ṣe exchange ọwọ́ wọn rí irú ẹ̀ jẹ́ lábẹ́ ẹ̀sìn torí ẹ̀ ló tún ṣe ń pariwo ẹ bá wọn negotiate kò sówó ọ̀fẹ́ mọ́ owó ìjọba Buhari wọ́n ní Buhari ó tọwọ́ bọ̀ 500 million wọ́n á rí kó bí 50 million fáwọn yẹn 450 million ó jẹ́ tiwọn mo ní a sì ń bọ̀ ní kòríta tí àwọn agbésùnmọ̀mí yẹn ó ti máa dojú kọ wọn láwọn agbódìgbà yẹn tó máa dojú kọ wọn pé àṣẹ ẹ̀ tún fárí àwọn gbowó ni àṣẹ ń fowó àbúsàbù lálejò ni à ń bọ̀ ń bẹ̀ lónìí náà ni kò ní dọ́là bá ti wá kó ń bẹ̀ tán wọ́n náà tún yalu Plateau wọ́n pa àwọn èèyàn làwọn ará Plateau bá jáde síta wọ́n láwọn ò ní dánìkan rìn mọ́ wọ́n bá pe meeting ní àwọn middle belt àbájáde meeting wọn bó ṣe ń pa àwọn baálẹ̀ wọn náà sì mọ àwọn tó ń pa wọn yàtọ̀ sáwọn tí ń sá lọ àmúbọ̀ lónìí náà ni kò ní dọ́là bá ti wá kó ń bẹ̀ tán á wà yà lọ́dọ̀ Dr. Yusuf again ni wọ́n lérí léka o pàápàá jùlọ wọ́n ní àwọn ẹgbẹ́ mùsùlùmí nílẹ̀ Haúsá wọ́n láwọn ò ní jẹ́ kí Peter Obi kó rọ́nà lọ wọ́n láwọn ò dènà dè wọ́n nítorí pé ó ti ṣe àwọn sẹ́yìn àwọn ò sì dáríjìn ó ṣe mùsùlùmí nígbà tó wà níjọba ó ṣe báyìí ó ṣe tọ̀hún pé Kwankwaso náà ní àwọn ránṣí ńgbà náà o tán rè kìlọ̀ fún l'Anambra ní tó fojú àwọn mùsùlùmí àtàwọn ọmọ ilẹ̀ Haúsá rí l'Anambra ńgbà náà hàn rè kìlọ̀ fún ó ṣe wá jẹ́ Kwankwaso náà ní tẹ̀lé mo ní bàbá gbàgbé ọ̀rọ̀ àná àní rẹ ní bá ṣeré ní Kwankwaso fi ṣe ẹ̀yin ṣe wá ń dín ìyànnú sí báyìí kí lẹ̀sìn yín gan sọ fún yín ẹ̀yin ò ṣe dáríjòbí látijọ́ yìí gbogbo bó ṣe wá ń bá yín ṣe láti gbà náà ebó ti kọ́rọ̀ rẹ̀ jẹ́ wọ́n ní rárá wọn láwọn ò ní dáríjì wọ́n ní táìmù ẹ̀san táwọn ó kẹsàn rè mọ́ ní ẹni tara ẹyin àgbá òfìfo tí ń dún ramúramù ní bẹ́ẹ̀ náà sì ni ajá núùwé tí ò lè takutu ní àbẹ́sìn núùwé ni àmì ìtòjẹ́ ń bẹ bàbá dénú àkójọpọ̀ ọ̀rọ̀ yìí bàbá ti wá kó ń bẹ̀ tán. àyà ní Kwara níbi tá a ti gbọ́ wọ́n ní àwọn agbébọn ya lu iléeṣẹ́ náà mọ̀nàmọ́ná TCN mo ní ṣe iléeṣẹ́ mọ̀nàmọ́ná ní TCN ni wọ́n ní bẹ́ẹ̀ ni wọ́n ní wọ́n ya lu wọ́n ní wọ́n sì head wọn hostage mo ní wọ́n kó wọn nígbèkùn nìyẹn àyà lòun ò tí ì mọ̀ pé wọ́n kó wọn lọ torí wọ́n disrupt transmission mo ní Kwara náà ó ní bẹ́ẹ̀ ni à ń bọ̀ ń bẹ́ẹ̀ á fún ilẹ̀kùnrẹ́rẹ́ ròyìn bàbá kó ń bẹ̀ tán á wà yá lọ́dọ̀ EGF Malami mo ní sọ́tún ti tún gbé ni wọ́n ti ṣe tún mi gbé fún yẹn àwọn àjọ ICPC àti EFCC wọn ní rárá o wọ́n náà mọ̀ rí tó ra fọ́ọ̀mù mo ní fọ́ọ̀mù kíni so fẹ́ rí apply fún jambu ni wọ́n ní rárá wọ́n lòun náà fẹ́ ṣe gọ́vnọ̀ mo ní lẹ́ni tó sì ń bá pa kéèsì lọ́wọ́ wọ́n ní òfin Nàìjíríà ló sọ bẹ́ẹ̀ wípé tílé ẹjọ́ ò bá tí ì dá ọ lẹ́jọ́ tán tí criminalize rẹ tán tí ì dá ọ lẹ́jọ́ gbogbo jẹ̀bi wọ́n ní wọ́n tí ì gbọ́dọ̀ fi ojú criminal wọ̀ mo ní ajẹ́ wípé El-Rufai náà lè dupò nù wọ́n láwọn tiẹ̀ gan bó ṣe wà nù àmọ́ tó wọ́n ní wọ́n ti ń rally round mo gbọ́ wọ́n ní 43 point kìíní kan náà ti rèsì fún go ṣe crown fund àbí nǹkan kan náà fi rèsì owó fún tán náà fẹ́ ra fọ́ọ̀mù fún wípé òun náà fẹ́ ṣe president mo ní El-Rufai ẹ sáfẹ́ bá chance àtìkú jẹ à ń bọ̀ ń bẹ́ẹ̀ lónìí náà ni kò ní í dọ̀la o. abẹ́tí wàá kó bẹ́tẹ̀ lé láàfin dá gbogbo ẹ̀ ńlẹ̀ á dé ọ̀dọ̀ Wike. ìgá méjì ni ọ̀rọ̀ rẹ̀ á lò kan náà àkójọpọ̀ ròyìn á lò kan nínú Abala Sanawole tí Sanawole yẹn níbi tí Wike ti sọ wípé kọ́lọ́ ń sọ̀kalẹ̀ gan òun ò ní dáhùn arábìnrin pásítọ̀ tó kúnlẹ̀ fún àwọn èèyàn ló ní by popular demand kí n gbé arábìnrin yẹn padà wá mo ní á lò nínú Abala Sanawole mọ́wọ́rẹ́ èmi mọ̀ pé màmá yẹn kúnlẹ̀ fún lójú agbábí lẹ́yìn ìgbà tán ti jọ sọ̀rọ̀ lórí fóònù àbọ̀nbẹ́ ọ̀gá lólò náà dá sí gbogbo àwọn tó dá sí pátápátá àti àwọn ará Àbújá tó sọ wípé láíláí Wike ti balẹ̀ jẹ́ ó ti chẹ́ǹjì ìlànà pé gbogbo omi tó fẹ́ fi ṣe hospital à ń bọ̀ nínú àkójọpọ̀ ọ̀rọ̀ à ń bọ̀ nínú Abala Sanawole ṣùgbọ́n ilé ìta lò nínú àkójọpọ̀ ọ̀rọ̀ yìí níbi tí agbẹnusọ rẹ̀ Bọ̀dá Lékè tó ti ganu sí máìkì Bọ̀dá Lékè sọ òbítíbitì ọ̀rọ̀ lórí ọ̀rọ̀ ẹgbẹ́ PDP ni o wọ́n ti wá rí CTC document báyìí nílé ẹjọ́ tó fi dá ẹjọ́ àwọn ti rí Bọ̀dá Lékè bá jáde wọ́n bá ní ọ̀rọ̀ ti tó sọ gbà míì ààyè ó wà kò ní sọ̀rọ̀ nígbà míì ọ̀rọ̀ ó wà kò ní sáyè ṣùgbọ́n báyìí ààyè wà ọ̀rọ̀ tún wà wọ́n ní gbogbo àwọn tí ń jánu yìí wọ́n fẹnu ara wọn dárúkọ wọn o wọ́n lórí ìbáyàwó níyàwó sùn ni ọ̀nà fi gbé lọ ilé ẹjọ́ o ló fi wá ń ráyè ló ń rojọ́ wẹ́wẹ́ kiri mu níwo nu wọn ló báyàwó níyàwó sùn ṣé ìṣẹ̀lẹ̀ ìta mọ́ lánàá wọ́n ní kì í sọ kí n gbọ́ràn wọ́n ní táwọn ń sọ yìí lára àwọn tí wọ́n ń fẹ̀sùn kan Wike lórí ọ̀rọ̀ PDP ni tọ́jọ́ lọ ilé ẹjọ́ ó dárúkọ Turaki dárúkọ owó wọn mo ní báyàwó níyàwó sùn ṣé báyìí ló ṣe gbọ̀fẹ́ kéèyàn máa báyàwó níyàwó sùn Nàìjíríà ni láàrin ẹ̀yìn kìíní ẹ̀yìn olówó wọ́n ní wọ́n tún wá mú tán òun ló tún wá ṣáájú olóko rèé fẹjọ́ olóko sùn ìwọ ló pé olè kò wájà ìwọ ló tún polóko kó wá mú ló bá lọ́dọ̀ àwọn ọlọ́pàá ló bá ní ẹni báyìí ó sì báyìí ó sì báyìí wọ́n nígbà táwọn ọlọ́pàá wá ṣèwádìí wọ́n wá rí pé ìwọ gan lórí báyàwó níyàwó sùn ẹ̀rí rẹ̀ sì wà ó yà sùn lé ẹjọ́ olóhùn ló wá dé tó ń mo ní bó lọ̀rọ̀ wọn báyàwó níyàwó sùn tó wá kan PDP tí ó gba àwọn ẹjọ́ wẹ́tẹ̀ mọ́ rò rè ó ní ó tọ́ káwọn rò à ń bọ̀ ń bẹ́ẹ̀ yóò dùn mọ̀ràn ìmọ̀ràn Bọ̀dá Lékè àti míìsì wọn Lékè Ọláyínká ní rí báyìí lọ́nà àwọn àkòrí ìròyìn wa bá dé nínú àkójọpọ̀ ìròyìn àfẹ́ lójú ẹja àyàfọ́tò wa káwá mẹ́nu lé abala no space for Sharia law in Yoruba land no space for blasphemy law in Yoruba land ẹ ṣe yes sí gbogbo ohun tó dá láyé Happy Mother's Day ẹ mọ̀ wá gbàdúrà ṣàdúrà fún ọmọ wa Jésù Olúwa wa àmín àmín ya Rabbi àṣẹ wà ẹ ṣe iye àfi pátá bó ṣe lọ́nu bó ṣe gbànú lónìí ẹ wò pé style wo mo tún gbé wá alákọ̀ọ́kọ́ nú abala àfi pàkà wa tòní ẹ jẹ́ á lọ tààràtààrà sí ẹ jẹ́ á bẹ̀rẹ̀ láti ọ̀dọ̀ Wike nítorí ọ̀rọ̀ yìí ó bu sósì ní lẹ́nu ó tún buyọ̀ sí à ń bú Wike ṣùgbọ́n Wike sọ àwọn ọ̀rọ̀ kan pé nígbà tí mọ̀mọ́ ìpéhùn báyìí lọ̀rọ̀ sí jẹ́ báyìí lọ̀rọ̀ sí rí pé ẹ wá ń bú òun ẹni òun sọ wípé bọ́lọ́run bá sọ̀kalẹ̀ bóun ṣe sọ́kọ́ nìyẹn ṣùgbọ́n ẹ jẹ́ á kọ́kọ́ bẹ̀rẹ̀ látọ̀dọ̀ màmá yẹn gangan bí màmá yẹn ṣe bẹ̀ lórí agbágbé meanwhile màmá yẹn ti kọ́kọ́ pè ó ní ibì kan tó ń pè ní Jabi Lake tó sọ wípé nínú chat ẹ mọ̀ pé wọ́n máa ń lo chat láti fi wọlé àwọn surveyor wọ́n ní nínú chat wọ́n níbẹ̀ yẹn wà fún recreational center bíi tourist area ló wà fún náà reserve fún ṣùgbọ́n bóun ni ṣọ́ọ̀ṣì náà ṣe débẹ̀ torí ń tàbírí nìyẹn báwo ni ṣọ́ọ̀ṣì ṣe dénú tó yẹ kán fi kíní ṣe sọ̀rọ̀ tí Wike sọ pọ̀ jù lóòótọ́ àbí ó pọ̀ jù àwọn èèyàn ló wá ní by popular demand tí n bá má pàkínní wá ó yẹ kí n má pàkejì náà wà mo ṣe ní ó dáa káwọn èèyàn tó wá dá sí kó tó fẹ̀ lójújú torí gàlólò náà ti ganu sí ẹjẹ́ àkọ́kọ́ gbọ́ lẹ́nu woman yẹn náà.
I come in peace. I have been in Abuja for 33 years. We came in 1993. When we came newly, this city was not as occupied as it is now. But over the course of the years, there are so many people. In those days, we used to have Aso Rock. It is the center of Nigeria. It is the center of Nigeria. It was a beautiful rock. That is where we used to do picnics. That is where people used to go and hang out, engagements, different things were done there. Many people, because it was the center of the country, we were so sure it was going to be preserved, but it was not preserved. Some minister came and gave it to some radio station. And so a radio station took over it. We kept quiet. This morning, like I said, I come in peace. I'm not fighting anybody. I cannot fight the minister of the FCT. I cannot. But I go on my knees as a mother in this land that Jabi Lake Recreation Center should not be given to anybody. That is where people go for exercises. That is where people sell. That is where people meet and hobnob and get married. That is where people go to watch games. That is where young people go to. I beg you, Mr. Minister, in the name of God, as a mother, to not sell that land to anybody. I'm not fighting you. I can't fight you. But I can beg you, in the name of God Almighty, that that land be left for everybody. I beg you. Please heed our call. I'm not fighting with you. I'm not joining issues with anybody on the social media. I slept with it as a burden. That's why I'm coming to you. That land should not be sold to anybody, so that it can just be the land for everybody, where people can go and sell their little wares, where people can go and just chill. A place where when somebody feel like they're depressed and they want to die, they can go and just chill and God will restore them. So I am begging you, Mr. Minister, please let that land go. Let it go for everybody. And I know you will hear, because I know you love the people. Before I end, I want to thank you for all the highways you have built around the city.
There's one pastor, I don't even know where he comes from. I was just saying, thanks. Oh, save my life. I didn't know that you took it for education. You have not converted to church. And then the development control went there and put notice. You can't allow this here. How you got my number? I do not know. So I asked her, what's the problem? Oh, sir, please help me. Oh, I'm dying. I didn't know that it's an education area. I built my church. You built your church. With whose approval? Now you're calling on, you have said the emotion. Some people say, oh, I mean, why is it doing like this now? You know where they pray to God? What kind of system is that? Who would like to listen to that kind of thing? And I said, well, sir, what I can do for you, show you that it's not personal. We're going to divide it. You come and sign for us. From social period to social period, there's no development, we take back our land. You to sign for us. From social time to social time, there's no development, please, give us back our land. We cannot just give you land, stay for 20 years, no development. Who does that? How would the woman who was crying, you'd be like, call God, let God come back. What about this, doesn't matter? Now, because you stay with something that you are trying to trade, it has become your own. We do not ask ourselves, how does Jabi Lake become your own? Who owns Jabi Lake? Is it an individual or government? And we're trying to see how we can make sure that investors develop the thing for the interest of all of us. There's one pastor, I don't even know where he comes from. I was just saying, thanks. Oh, save my life. I didn't know that you took it for education. You have not converted to church. And then the development control went there and put notice. You can't allow this here. How you got my number? I do not know. So I asked her, what's the problem? Oh, sir, please help me. Oh, I'm dying. I didn't know that it's an education area. I built my church. You built your church. With whose approval? Now you're calling on, you have said the emotion. Some people say, oh, I mean, why is it doing like this now? You know where they pray to God? What kind of system is that? Who would like to listen to that kind of thing? And I said, well, sir, what I can do for you, I can give you time. I will tell you very control not to demolish. Give you time where you will live. But that I will allow you to say that because you say you're praying for me. We can't continue to allow this kind of thing. And I think that that's development, emotions.
Honorable Minister, we allow you to speak probably more on what the FCT administration wants to do with that. We've spoken about it a lot of times on this. But I don't want to. Maybe.
Ṣé ẹ ti gbọ́ ti Wike ẹ mọ́ bá ń dé o ẹ jẹ́ àwa gbọ́gà lulus.
Okay. Good afternoon, my fellow. You know why I'm happy? Joy. You see, this man called Wike, Kai, a minister of your city, former governor of River State, former councillor, former chairman. Look at what happened. Just pastor telling for that Jabi Lake. He said, pastor, they used to obtain a program in church on Sunday. And people used to come there as a picnic. He said, if God will come there, Wike, do you know what is God? Inna lillahi wa inna raji'un. Subhanallah, subhanallah, la hawla wa la quwwata. How can you compare something of God? This is what you say when you say fubara is not coming back. If God is coming, okay, fubara is coming back. You see what God do you now. You go for court, you lose. All the judges will build house for them. If you come on, Wike, Kai. You say God. Okay, God don't show you now. Which party are you now? Why? Wike doesn't have party. There's something in the military we call Bulan file. After they fall in, the center, if there's no person, they say Bulan file. What will say at the front? What will say at the back? Bulan file. Wike is there, Bulan file. And he's using Israel flag, putting for vehicle. It is only Nigeria. Somebody will use another country flag. He's using Israel flag, not using the party or PDP or APC. No, he's using Israel flag. And the small boys carry Russia flag, the rest of them follow and take them to court. Wike using Israel flag, Israel are killing people. Nobody talk about it. That is why Wike is a Jew, he's not a Christian. There's no Christian will make sure that is a God who come down in a subhanallah. No Christian, adopted Christian can do that. Is why I know say Wike is not a Christian. Wike pastor is a hot. Kai. That is his pastor. That is, and his church is a bottle. That's what. You don't have anything now. Wike doesn't have any party. He's not in APC, he's not in PDP, no way. And fubara is coming back the second time 2027 under APC. Wike is.
Ó dáa kékeré ní ti Galolos ọ̀rọ̀ kan tó rí mú bẹ́ẹ̀ náà ni wípé Wike ń sọ̀rọ̀ àlùfàǹsà sọ́lọ́run àwa náà ti sọ wípé wọ́n ń sọ bẹ́ẹ̀ sọ́lọ́run wọ́n tí ọkọ̀ lọ́lọ́run nìyẹn o ṣùgbọ́n àwọn èèyàn ló wá ń pàkíyèsí ní sí pé Wike ò sọ bẹ́ẹ̀ wípé woman yẹn ló lọ lo sẹ́ńtímẹ́ǹtì ọ̀rọ̀ yẹn tí Wike sọ wípé kò kàn kí ló kàn pẹ̀lú pé tọ́lọ́run bá sọ kalẹ̀ pé bó lẹ́sìn máa fi ẹ̀sìn máa fi bojú mo ní kò yẹ kí Wike sọ bẹ́ẹ̀ àwa sì dúró lórí ọ̀rọ̀ wa ṣùgbọ́n bí tá a ti ń sọ làwọn ará Àbújá náà ti pè wá mo ti ẹ̀ wá títí mo ní ipò wo ni máa ń wà níbi tó ti ń tú àṣírí Wike fún wa bẹ́ẹ̀ náà ni Sowore náà ń lò ó àwọn Sowore náà láwọn ó dìde lórí ọ̀rọ̀ Jabi Lake wọ́n máa gbèjà woman yẹn àwọn máa occupy ibẹ̀ torí wọ́n ní ọwọ́ Wike ò mọ́ wọ́n fẹ̀sùn kàn án wọ́n nítorí pé ibi tí ìjọba set aside fún recreational club wọ́n ló náà ń tà fáwọn mo ní ẹ̀sùn lélẹ̀ tẹ́ fi ń kan Wike iṣẹ́ ẹ̀sìn lẹ́rìí wọ́n ló náà ń tà fáwọn kìnìjà yẹn bá ń tẹ̀sí ẹja gbúrọ̀ lẹ́nu báyìí.
I'm saying this with total sense of responsibility. In Wike, here in Abuja, the Wike Resident Hospital that is about 3.171 hectare. Today, the minister has converted to a residential and give it out to the developer. Now, where we don't have any district hospital. And if we talk about master plan, how can somebody take a hospital, for goodness sake, a hospital that is meant for more than 500,000 or 1 million residents and give it to individual? And all of us will keep quiet because he is the minister of the Federal Capital Territory. How many ministers did we have? And how many ministers are we going to have? Fellow Nigerians, I think enough is enough. We have seen how this man converted a river to a plot. We have seen how this man chased away people who were lawfully doing business in a green area, converted to resident. We have seen how this man reduced a road and make it into a plot of land. But taking away a hospital that is meant for the people of the district, that will have an emergency, will have a pregnant women who need an emergency things, and yet you have carried away the plot that is meant for the whole generations and give it to individual. Collected money and allocated that plot. We said enough is enough. This plot number is plot number 546 Cadastral Zones 03 Way Abuja. It's just opposite the Way Modern Market. We should stop that illegality. The minister should revert back that plot to its official and original use and develop that hospital. Can you? Oh God. Why is this renewed hope wants to destroy our hope? Why?
ṣùgbọ́n gbogbo eléyìí tá à ń sọdún o lẹ́ni ọjọ́ ìsinmi ọjọ́ Sunday gangan ni Sowore rìnrìn àjò ó lọ sí ṣọ́ọ̀ṣì woman yẹn wọ́n jọ lọ ṣèṣì ń bẹ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀ náà ló sọ ó ní kó má wọ̀rí bó bá wo wájú yóò rohun bó wẹ̀yìn yóò rohun àwọn ó jọ gbéga ojú Wike ni.
So, thank you. But the reason I came here today was the message I saw from Pastor Sarah about Jabi Lake. He was praying that Wike will not take Jabi Lake from us. Those of us who understand the purpose of parks. I saw the message and I contacted a friend of mine, Dr. Chidi Canada, and said, I would love to walk the path that God has answered our prayer. And the prayer for me is that we are all called upon to save the park, and we must do it according to our prayers. And when I saw her, she said, oh, God answered, do you know the president? I said, no, I don't know the president. I don't want to know the president. But I'm serious. But I know that with our population, we can save our park. Yes. And I know that it's not only the park that the minister has stolen. He's also stole the land belonging to the hospital in this district. The hospital is meant to take care of the health of thousands of people. You must not be sitting there here all the time. Pastor, sometimes God answers your prayers, but you must also get off your knees. It's very important. So that is what brought me to this church today. I didn't come because the elections are coming. In fact, I made it clear to Dr. Chidi that I don't want to go near a church during election time. Because I hate the hypocrisy of politicians coming to pray. You never see them again until the next election. It's the truth.
They don't come to our church.
And
They don't come.
yes, well, that would be for another future debate. I know some of them that used to hide in the church.
No, they don't come. I don't give them space. They don't. You didn't stay on our plate.
But I don't come here. I didn't come here.
Of course, you did not
to
come
come
for
and
that.
do the hypocrisy of going to church. All of us here are working for a purpose. And it doesn't matter. I tell people who say, "Oh, why don't you pray?" Your mouth can be moving, your heart may not be moving. There are a lot of people who pray, worship, they go back and do bad things from Monday to Friday. So leave me alone if I'm in your church and I'm not standing up.
That is why I'm leaving you alone now. That is why I'm giving you a chance so you can finish and move on. Because I saw your body language.
I stay here, but it is my heart that came to move. I don't move all the time.
orí ẹja kúrò lórí ọ̀rọ̀ Wike àfẹ́pẹ́jọ ẹja wá sáré fún yín ní tí Peter Obi sọ ní NDC lánàá sẹ́ríà diskin náà sọ̀rọ̀ wọ́n ló ní ẹ̀rù ń ba Olódòdẹ pé àwọn làwọn ó gbẹ̀yìn ayé kì ní yóò gbẹ̀yìn ààyè wọ́n ní NDC ní ó gbẹ̀yìn ayé orin kérúbù tí wà lẹ́fẹ́ ṣe ń jì ẹja kọ́ gbọ́rọ̀ lẹ́nu Wike ká tó wá sọ tí àwọn èèyàn sọ lórí.
Beneficiaries of our democracy, beneficiaries of our judiciary, beneficiaries of good governance, turn themselves into an agent of destroying democracy, into an agent of injustice, into an agent to ensure that what they benefited from will no longer apply to Nigerians, especially to the opposition party. Who think we will now see a fair election in 2027? Let them rethink now. But 2027 we are going to have free, fair, and credible election. Today in Nigeria, over 140 million Nigerians in multi-dimensional poverty. Over 80 million Nigerian youths are unemployed. Nigerians are not being killed on daily basis. Since the beginning of this month, we lost over 100 Nigerians. Mothers are no longer sure their children that left for school will come back. They are not sure that their children that went to work will come back. Every Nigerian today is worried. No Nigerian knows where the next day will come from. Because Nigeria is down among the 100 countries of the world.
ó rẹ̀ káàbọ̀ padà náà lẹ ti gbọ́n ẹ̀ àní mú ti sẹ́rí kí ẹ̀ àní mú ti sẹ́rí addiction wà ṣùgbọ́n sọ̀rọ̀ náà sọ̀rọ̀ ó ní olè afẹsẹ̀lásánrìn barefooted thief ló mọ̀ pé ti sẹ́rí addiction mú ní odidi senator ló ń pè lóko ẹ̀já sáré wo ibi tó ti sọ mi ò mọ àṣírí rẹ̀ tó ní lọ́wọ́.
Governance. There's nobody in ADC that is opposed to bad governance. They were people who introduced bad governance into this country and have practiced and sustained it. There's nobody in NDC, former governor of that barefooted man in Bayelsa. They are not opposed to bad governance. They were governors who looted the monument for. He has one of the biggest mansions in this Abuja. It didn't come from his salary. It didn't come from his allowances. They stole. So don't call them opposition. The problem is how you label people who are not opposition. We are the ones who wake up every day to go to police stations to bail out victims of repression.
ó ní káàbọ̀ padà bí tá a ti wá ń sọ ẹ̀ta ní ẹjẹ́ kó lórí ọ̀rọ̀ wọn àláàfin wọn pa wẹ̀dẹ́ àti wẹ́dẹ́wẹ́dẹ́ náà ní agbẹnusọ ADC ló ti ganu sí máìkì wípé Tinubu ló ní NDC wọ́n láwọn ará bí wà confused so ó ta yín lára ó ka yín lára tó yìí lẹ́ẹ̀ṣẹ̀ wá kọjúmọ́ iṣẹ́ yín lẹ́ẹ̀ṣẹ̀ gbájúmọ́ tàtíkù yóò bá tíkù ti ní chance nsìn so òbí ka yín lára àsí obìnrin life wire yín ẹ fẹ́ lo òbí fi gòkè àlọ́ erin gòkè àlọ́ erin gòkè àlọ́ àgùnfọ́n erin gòkè àlọ́ erin gòkè àlọ́ o erin gòkè àlọ́ o àgùnfọ́n erin gòkè àlọ́ o. ó dá Peter Obi lóhùn ní ìgbà kẹfò ń gòkè ẹ mọ́ fòun ṣe ládàá òun ti rí inú ẹgbẹ́ tó ń fẹ́ kó lẹ́sẹ̀ wá mọ́ ní Olódòdẹ ló lẹ́gbẹ́ NDC ẹ kàn sáà wàtàmọ́ rẹ̀ tí ẹ̀mọ́ tó ń ṣe é mọ́. ó rẹ̀ ẹjá pọ̀ lórí ọ̀rọ̀ tiwọn ẹjá tẹ̀wájú ẹjá àfilé ìkáfi kí bàbá wa Fásọ̀rántì bàbá wa Fásọ̀rántì bẹ́ẹ̀ ni Ifá ìṣe nǹkan tì bàbá wa Fásọ̀rántì akínyìn o 100 years centennial kan nu century kan ó ga o bàbá dáadáa yọ́yọ́ yín kò ní yẹ́ ẹ lẹ́ o happy birthday to ìgbà ọdún kan ààrẹ Tinubu náà fohùn ránṣẹ́ àwọn náà kí wọ́n lẹ́yìn nìkan kọ́lẹ̀ ní bàbá o Olúwa dá bàbá sí fún wa bẹ́ẹ̀ náà ni ẹja wá tẹ̀ wájú o nínú ìròyìn tòní ó dá níbẹ̀ ẹja kún ẹja sáré dé Ọ̀ṣun state ẹja dé jurisdiction Adeleke níbi tá a ti gbọ́ tán sọ wípé wọ́n ń wó pátákó ìpolongo gómìnà Adeleke wọ́n ń wó lulẹ̀ lọ́sùn mo ní wọ́n ń wó tolódòdẹ náà ṣé ọ̀nà tẹ́ fẹ́ mọ̀ gbà sí òṣèlú rẹ̀ ní ẹgbẹ́ àkọọ́dù bá kọjú sí ẹgbẹ́ APC náà kọjú sí wọn padà pẹ̀lú ìgbálẹ̀ wọn lọ́wọ́ mo ní àkọọ́dù òsì wà nírin iṣẹ́ o mò ń wo lógo wọn ní ìsìn ọwọ́ báyìí lásán àti ṣé lè lẹ́ẹ̀fìrè báwọn onígbàlẹ̀ jà tó bá kù yín gbàlẹ̀ lórí wọ́n ní ìgbìmọ̀ tó ń rí sí ìpolongo ètò ìdìbò sípò gómìnà ìpínlẹ̀ Ọ̀ṣun lẹ́gbẹ́ òṣèlú All Progressives Congress APC ti fẹ̀sùn kan ẹgbẹ́ òṣèlú tó ń ṣe ìjọba ní ìpínlẹ̀ náà Accord Party wọ́n fẹ̀sùn kàn wọ́n pé wọ́n ń bá àtẹ ìpolongo ìbò ara wọn jẹ́ nítorí àti wá ojú àánú àwọn aráàlú wípé fúnra wọn náà ń bàjẹ́ o wọ́n fẹ̀sùn káwọn èèyàn pé àwọn náà rán èèyàn lọ bàjẹ́ kán lè rọ́rọ̀ sọ fáwọn aráàlú pé ta làwọn aráàlú náà fẹ́ rò sí tẹ́lẹ̀ wípé àwọn náà máa rò sí mo ní sẹ́yìn náà ti ṣerú ẹ̀rí sẹ́yìn nìkan lẹgbẹ́ tó wà ní Ọ̀ṣun nìtàn sì wá rò sí. àtẹ̀jáde kan tí agbẹnusọ ìpolongo fún gómìnà Adeleke Pẹ̀lúmi Ọlájẹ́ngbèsì fi síta ó fẹ̀sùn kàn pé lójú àwọn ẹ̀ṣọ́ ààbò ní àwọn jàǹdùkú náà ṣe ń ba àwọn àtẹ ìpolongo ìbò àkọọ́dù jẹ́ mo ní lọ́jọ́ òun náà sì ní ọmọ rẹ̀ escape àwọn tó fẹ́ pa àtẹ ìdìbò campaign board lẹ́tún bàjẹ́ ní ìsìn owó lẹ sì fi sí o owó aráàlú lẹ́ ń bàjẹ́ yìí o ó dáa mo ní mélòó náà wá bàjẹ́ lọ́lẹ̀ Haúsá ẹ bá mú wá fún yín lánàá gbogbo ibi tí olódòdẹ ti ń ṣe kinní tán ti lẹ kinní wọn sí gbogbo ẹ̀nà fẹ́ rí ìbàjẹ́ bẹ́ẹ̀ náà mo rí Davido tó náà sí báyìí pé ẹ̀yin ọ̀kùn lòún wá o pé ìmọ́lẹ̀ Accord pé tó ń bá tiẹ̀ máa sí òṣèlú ta ni kò ń dá sí. mo ní ta lè sí ó gbè tẹ́lẹ̀ bí òṣèlégbò ẹja kún bẹ́ẹ̀ ẹja wá sáré délé iṣẹ́ ológun níbi tá a ti gbọ́ tán ni wọ́n ní troops of Operation Fasan Yama deployed at FOB Dogondawa under 2 battalion arrested the suspected bandit Ibrahim Adamu 32 years during a snap checkpoint operation at Damari area Benin Gwari local government Kaduna state ní ọjọ́ kẹjọ oṣù karùn-ún yìí. The suspect was intercepted while riding a motorcycle. Troops recovered 1 AK-47 rifle magazine, 3 mobile phones, Indian M, and other personal belongings. Preliminary checks on the suspect phones revealed incriminating photographs alleged showing him in military style attire posing with a PKT machine gun alongside other suspected bandits. Wípé fóònù rẹ̀ tán yẹ̀wò náà fi ní àmì ìdánimọ̀ rẹ̀ gbogbo nǹkan wá rí inú fóònù rẹ̀ gbogbo picture fóònù rẹ̀ náà lè rí bí tó ti gbébọn dání so ara wọn gangan ni àwọn èèyàn nìkan pa lójú ẹsẹ̀ ní irọ́ ẹmọ́jẹ̀ kan mọ́ sáré pa gbogbo wọn náà bẹ́ẹ̀ ẹmọ́jẹ̀ ó ń wa machine lọ ni kì í ṣe pé wá gbógun ti wọn ẹmọ́jẹ̀ kan mọ́ sáré pa gbogbo wọn ẹ jẹ́ kí kọ́sà ti bọ́ sọ́wọ́ àwọn ológun gidi kán wá bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí fọ̀rọ̀ wá wọn lẹ́nu kán lo fóònù ẹ̀ gan fi pe ìkànnù wọn kán díbọ́n. ó rẹ̀ ilé ìtawà fi káàdì Abala Sanawole ńlẹ̀ ẹja sáré dé ọ̀dọ̀ àwọn OPC níbi tá a ti gbọ́ wọ́n ní ẹgbẹ́ OPC ṣe bẹ́bẹ́ o ọwọ́ tẹ àwọn ọ̀daràn Haúsá wọ́n ní wọ́n ti tẹ̀lé wọn dé ọjà inú ọjà tán sùn ìkan wà tán múlẹ̀ báyìí tẹ́ bá rí wọ́n mú kíní wọ́n bá kíní lọ́wọ́ rẹ̀ kíní tó fi ń ṣe àdó olóró bí ẹ̀lẹ́tíríkà kíní báyìí mú ní skul wo náà lọ tán ti kọ́ ẹ̀kọ́ yìí ebọ́n ní àlùmọ̀jèrè láwọn ilé tá ló kọ́ wọn lẹ́kọ̀ọ́ bọ́ sí ń ṣe àdó olóró bẹ́ẹ̀ náà ni aṣọ ogun àwọn ọmọ bóyá ti Nàìjíríà ni wọ́n bá aṣọ ogun lọ́wọ́ rẹ̀ náà ó sì nínú ọjà lòun sùn kò fẹ́ tẹ̀lé wọn gan mo ní OPC ti bo àyà ní ọ̀gá mi sí àmọ̀ pé nígbà tí Aláàfin ti ṣẹ́gun fún Bọ̀dágàní pé wọ́n ti ń ṣe bẹ́bẹ́ wọ́n réèdì gan o ṣùgbọ́n mo wá ń gbọ́ láńgbèjì ẹnu wọn kò jọ ti Yorùbá so OPC wà ń bò mí ní ẹ bá àlà l'OPC wa ibo l'OPC tún wà wọ́n náà wà ní Ẹdó mo ní sọ Ẹdó ní Bọ̀dágàní ti lọ bẹ̀rẹ̀ àwọn ti Yorùbá ń kọ́ so lórí wọn lólórí míì ni wọ́n mọ̀ dárúkọ OPC lẹ́nu wọn báyìí pé OPC Oòduà Nation ṣùgbọ́n ọmọ Ẹdó ni wọ́n wọ́n ṣe bẹ́bẹ́ o mo láwọn tilẹ̀ Yorùbá ò sí bẹ́bẹ́ bó lẹ fògo yín sí o ẹ wá lọ wo àwọn tẹ̀dó bẹ̀rù o bóyá ń lò lórí mi bóyá abẹ́ àsíá OPC náà sì wà bóyá OPC míì ti wọn ṣùgbọ́n OPC náà ń jẹ́ o Oòduà agbọ́lẹ́nu wọn báyìí ẹ̀jẹ̀ àwò bó ṣe lọ.
Abraham who? Sani who?
Oizo.
Where you dey stay? Osa market. This uniform, you get am? You no sabi English? Who get this uniform? Yeah? No dey English, abi? I got some madam Monanya with this Kamona. This Kamona, I'm Monanya. So I'm a Russian station. Oh, my Moshania. So I don't know where you can. They say get the nika. They want the nika. When some market, they say get the nika. Before you follow us, now they said you have to call. Before you go follow us, they drag now. All the come outside 145. So and they give all reporters say any machine will also phone or anything for that they are caught at the different. So they get and put. I want video with you. Okay, so now. How your name? Talk come aside. Mubarak. You wait to be your name. Wait to be your name, Oga. Eh? Kenneth Moses. Where you for come? Taraba State. Where you stay for over here? Where you stay for over here? Get the place. What for meeting now? What for see you now? Market side. Who got the ass over see you? Eh? Come. The house on for the smoke, I go get them. Who got this one? No, the smoker, abi? Not the smoker. No, Allah. This speaker and this charger with the wristwatch. So this watch, up. What is this watch? This wristwatch, so. Wait a minute, who get them? Your brother give you. Why you go thief and key to go bust the door? Go park all those things. Go to sell for our market.
I take the key, open it. Now the key, today only.
Now you can open the door, go to carry everything.
No,
this MP, who get them?
This one, my brother.
Your brother get them? Your brother doesn't get them?
No, you don't think
you don't say this MP is still party?
I don't know.
You don't know? I don't know. No, it's not party. The iPhone S you carry go sell for our market. Who you do with?
You take my brother.
For your other brother for our market. And you sell and give? How much sell for?
I know say I said like don't give me something.
You give me something? The iPhone on your own? Now your own? Are you asking your phone? The iPhone on your phone?
No, no, my brother on the iPhone, not my own.
Not your own. So they give you?
No, my brother don't give me.
So why you carry them?
Because that day my mother, you know when.
Don't worry. From here you dey go station. Come. You dey join and dey do bad thing, abi? Omodo animi. Omodo animi. Eyuko. Odo agbewa o. Iwo kesan ona oyi ni mamu agigbo. Odo no dúró ni rodi mu. Eyo da ti han Holland. Sẹ́yìn náà rí àyà ló wá ń pàkíyèsí mi sí wípé àbá sì sọ fún Wàràgàní náà gbogbo tọ́mọ wọn fẹ́ mọ́ bẹ̀rù tán dúró de federal government ẹ wo iṣẹ́ tí wọ́n ń ṣe tí àwọn tẹ̀dó ń ṣe wọ́n rán èèyàn kankan nínú ọjà wọ́n wọ ọjà palẹ̀ wọ́n ń gbé caterpillar ìbọn ń bẹ̀ ní ẹ̀yìn wá dúró de ẹ̀káwó gbéra ẹ̀ ń dúró de federal government ẹ̀ ń dúró de state government ṣé ẹ ti rí pé excuse tí Wàràgàní ń fún wa kò wà tenable rárá. Èmi wà mọ̀ bóyá gómìnà wọn náà ló wà lẹ́yìn wọn torí kéèyàn tó lè mọ dàbí ẹ̀dùn kọ́ mọ ọ̀rọ̀ bí òwe báyìí àná náà wọnú ọjà sáàbò a sì ti ń pariwo kinní tipẹ́tipẹ́ ńlẹ̀ Yorùbá pé bẹ́ẹ̀ bá fẹ́ kógo já ibi tán ń kó àwọn kinní wọn sí tán ń gbàbọ̀dé sí àwọn ọbẹ̀ yẹn ní gbogbo bí tẹ́ bá ti rí tí àwọn Haúsá àwọn àbòkí wọ́n ti ní amọ́kùnrin lábòkí mọ́ pé ọ̀rẹ́ wa làbòkí jẹ́ pé wọ́n ìsọ̀rẹ́ wa pé gbogbo bí tán máa kórìjọpọ̀ sí àwọn mẹtí àwọn kìíní ẹ̀ ibù àwọn tó ń ta indomie gan wọ́n ní gbogbo àwọn abẹ́ gántà àwọn wọ́n ń kó bọ́n pamọ́ bẹ́ẹ̀ gbogbo bẹ̀ ló yẹ kẹ́ bust bẹ́ẹ̀ bá ti gbogbo okò sí gbogbo tẹ́lẹ̀ mọ́ sí ilẹ̀ Yorùbá gbogbo security gbogbo ètò ààbò tẹ́lẹ̀ give tẹ́ẹ̀ bá tí ìrédìí inú àwọn sáàbò gbogbo táwọn Haúsá ń kóra wọn jọ pọ̀ sí tẹ́ẹ̀ bá tí ìrédìí ibẹ̀ kódà àwọn tí wọ́n ti wíbarò kiri ó láwọn kinní kan àwọn sọ́bìrì kankan dígà tán máa gbé tán máa dì lásọ tán máa wé lásọ wọ́n ní ẹ mú gbogbo wọn ẹni kan túlẹ̀ wọ́n ń dìbọn mọ́ nídìí àti máa wọṣẹ́ sọ̀rọ̀ yìí kò nídìí kárẹ̀ èèjànfà kankan mọ́lẹ̀ kò nídìí ọ̀pẹ̀lẹ̀ kò nídìí ríran lọ́dọ̀ wòlíì kankan kò sì nídìí kárẹ̀ bá àfà tí ń tẹ ẹyan rìn nídìí ẹ jẹ́ ká fi ọpọlọ ọ̀tẹlẹ̀múyẹ́ ká fi dí pẹ̀lú àwọn ará bíi pàápàá jùlọ àwọn sábó lọ́pọ̀lọpọ̀ wọn ń sùn yàtọ̀ sáwọn Fúlàní tán ń sunú gbó. Iṣẹ́ gidi làwọn OPC ti ẹ̀ka Ẹdó ṣe o, ti Benin àwọn rèé o tán ń forúkọ Oòduà tán fi ń ṣe bẹ́bẹ́. Àwọn olóòdùà gan-an wọ́n ń wòran ni wọ́n sẹ́rímónì sáà ni sẹ́rímónì wọ́n ṣe kùndùkùndù báyìí wọ́n bíi bàlúùn tán fún lọ́jọ́ wedding tán wá ju omi tí ń léfò. Sẹ́rímónì ni excuse ni àwọn kìlọ̀ àwọn ẹ̀yin náà dàbí ẹ̀dùnkẹ́ ẹ ṣe bí ìtàwọn OPC lẹ́dọ́. Àyà ní kí n mú fàgùn ó yà àyàdó adébẹ̀nù abala wọn olólùfẹ́ abala comment section àròjọ mùsùlùkùn wọ́n mọ̀ dúró dé ìbí. Mo mà tún fi àsìkò yìí kí gbogbo ẹ̀yin olólùfẹ́ wa àyìn mọ̀mọ́ wa bàbá wa káàbọ̀ sínú abala yín abala comment section àti mẹ́gọ́lá àwọn náà bá a síde ètò wọn ní Ibà Sanawole Ibà adẹ́rìn pòṣónú gbé wa débẹ̀ Ibà gbogbo ọmọge mi ń gbádùn àwọn àjàsà àti ẹ máa ń fi sí ìròyìn yín o ìròyìn gbogbo wa ni o. Honestly, this channel remains my daily one. Ó yẹ gbé nǹkan ayà dá nǹkan ayà wọn mi. Mọ́ mi grandma Josephine Aláwòye wọn ní òbí àtàyà happy weekend to all of us and your lovely families Oòduà nation going back soonest. This is my prayer and wish to God. Ó sì ti wọlé àṣẹ wọ́n tẹ lọ́ọ̀sì àti nǹkan panu ayọ̀ ní o ayọ̀ rẹpẹtẹ. Bá mi orí ọlá orí wọn ní òbí ẹ̀kú wẹ́dà yìí o mo ní kí n òjò ní rán bí o wọ́n sì ń ṣe marathon lọ́wọ́. Mo ní kí n fi àsìkò yìí sọ fún ọ̀gá ìyá pé massage center tó good wà ní àdúgbò mo mọ̀ pé ẹ sọ̀rọ̀ débi massage should in case ẹ bá mi kí ẹlẹ́yà àti gbogbo ilé o happy weekend. Wọ́n ní arábìnrin tó mú ọkùnrin dè mọ́lẹ̀ yẹn pé south ló ti dé fún ẹni tí ó ń wá ìyàwó south orí ọlá orí from Dallas Texas ibi òwú kò ti dé. Mọ́mí Elizabeth oye ní àmọ́mí lùjẹ̀sà wọ́n ní ọ̀gbẹ́ni Bobby ìrìà ẹ jẹ́ kí a jẹ́ tẹ́rúnlé àti àgbádúnlé àwa ló kàn wọ́n ti gbé wá. Àwọn olóṣèlú onífẹ̀ẹ́ wa wà pa ara wọn ni wọ́n ń du orílẹ̀-èdè Yorùbá tètè máa bọ̀ wọ́n tẹ lọ́ọ̀ṣẹ́ bá mi kí bá mi o. Bẹ́ẹ̀ náà ni mọ́mí Victoria Bàdéjọ mo jẹ́rìí yín wọ́n ní happy Mother's Day to all great and hard-working mothers on this platform. Gbogbo wa la máa jèrè ọmọ wa mi àìsàn àti kó òjijì kò ní pa wá o kí Ọlọ́run má jẹ́ kí omi gbé wọn lọ lẹ́kọ̀ọ́ Oòduà nation going back mo jẹ́rìí wáìnì méje one for each day ọjọ́ méje náà lọ́lọ́run dá. Mọ́mí Abọ́láńlé Ògúndọ́lá wọn ní pásítọ̀ Tibetan iná ẹ̀lẹ́tíríkì 24 hours Ọlọ́run á gbà fún yín o ẹ̀yin ará Èkó congratulations in advance we shall celebrate this love from Mama Dollar wọ́n tẹ love sí aya inú àyà sáwọn ọdún tó bá ti gborúkọ Mama Dollar. Ẹlẹ́yà tèmi nìkan ẹlẹ́yà gbọ́dọ̀ dè mí mọ́lẹ̀ o mi ò gbọ́dọ̀ gbọ́ pẹ́lẹ́ àlọ́ sí massage lọ́dọ̀ anybody olóṣèlú kankan. Abba àgbàlagbà for that matter wọ́n ní ọkọ mi alóyin lẹ́nu alóyin lára kò sí ààyè fún ìyàwó mi o àmì o Jésù ẹ̀yin lẹ́sàdọ́ ẹ̀yin lẹ́tún sàmì. Thanks and I love you baby lobby. Àwọn ọmọ mi ń kọ́ ń bẹ́ẹ̀ mo ti sákùn lé fún weekend. Ẹ mọ fọmọ lọ́yìn mo ń bọ́ọ̀lù mo ń padà bọ́ọ̀lù next week. Bẹ́ẹ̀ náà ni mọ́ mi Dọ́lápọ̀ Ike ìṣẹ́kù ọjọ́ mẹ́jọ wọ́n ní happy weekend Mr. Obi. Some people like to suffer. Ire, my brother, and happy Mother's Day to all the beautiful mothers. May the Lord bless us all. Amen. Peace from Dolly from Dallas. Bami Oluyomi Oluwole, one great day to you, Bobby, and to all great people on this platform. Happy weekend to us all. May we celebrate more in the land of the living. Rotarian Oluwole, Eastern Texas. Bami Dada, we love you. Oloma. Mami Mary Odunuyi tèmi wọ́n ní my Bobby International. Ìmìlẹ̀ Kèsì my Mary Odunuyi International Global. Wọ́n ní ìbá wẹ̀ẹ́dẹ́ àti wẹ́dẹ́wẹ́dẹ́ ìròyìn tèmi dùn gan olóṣèlú tó ní òun kọ́ ilé ìwé rẹpẹtẹ tí ò lè dárúkọ ilé ìwé kankan ẹlẹ́lẹ́yà ní gbogbo wọn. Mami tí ó yẹ adéwòye wọn ní Ọ̀gbẹ́ni Bobby tí à ń tia ibà kéde ìròyìn fún gbogbo ọmọ Yorùbá káfọ́tà ibà Ganusi ibà Ayape ibà Valentino Pẹ̀lẹ́ Àtẹ́mù àti gbogbo àwọn sísí màmá lórí ìkànnì ọ̀pùsẹ̀rìn mo fẹ́ pa yín lẹ́rìn ni mo ṣe change ohun. Òǹdó sí fún yín mo gbé fọlọ́hún àwakọ́lá ní mọ́ mi wọ́n tẹ lọ́ọ̀sì àti nǹkan panu láti Canada kọ́hún. Bẹ́ẹ̀ náà ni ẹja wa lọ sọ́dọ̀ mọ́ mi Adésọlá Ládèjì wọ́n ní ibà sáfẹ́jọ́ abẹ́ẹ̀rí wọ́n lẹ́jọ́ làkọ́kọ́ ká tó kọjá wọ́n tẹ lọ́ọ̀sì àwọn mọ́ mi I love you personally. Bá mi kanjú abẹ́ǹkó wọ́n ní that is high tech now. Mọ́mí Oyeyemi Salam wọ́n ní mo kí Ọ̀gbẹ́ni Bobby àti gbogbo ẹbí aláya kú weekend o. Wọ́n ní sí ayédè níjọba ń ṣe ìyàwó èèyàn ń gbèjà ara wọn lọ́wọ́ Fúlàní. Wọ́n ní kí wọ́n lọ pa àwọn olórí Kristẹni ẹ̀dìdé kí ó tó pẹ́ ní òṣèré Yorùbá land Yorùbá nation ẹ̀ tètè dé o. Wọ́n tẹ lọ́ọ̀sì àti nǹkan panu. At Bámi Táyọ̀ Àjàyí wọ́n ní Bobby may you not find yourself in a position to defend the government of APC. It's like drilling water from Oluomo Rock. Ire o. kúkú yé mi rí tí Tọ́pẹ́ Fásùwà ń láàgùn torítorí lánàá ẹ jẹ́ á lọ tààràtààrà sọ́dọ̀ ọmọ mi Florence Aládé wọn ní Ọ̀gbẹ́ni Bobby Abala Sanawole àtàyà ẹ̀kú iṣẹ́ òní àsìkò yọ̀tọ̀ mi òpin ọ̀sẹ̀ yọ̀tọ̀ mi nìyẹn màmí o wọ́n ní ẹ fi àwọn olóṣèlú Nàìjíríà sílẹ̀ o ojú ẹ̀sìn wọn ó ti sú kò ní pẹ́ rọ̀ o gbogbo ayé ni yóò fi wọn pa wẹ̀dẹ́ bẹ́ẹ̀ ni Oòduà nation no going back wọ́n ti lọ́ọ̀ sí àti nǹkan panu o. Evangelist Okas mo rí inú mi dùn wọ́n ní Ọ̀gbẹ́ni Bobby wọ́n ní níṣe ni mo bá ẹ̀yìn mi níta ọlọ́pàá rí olùgbàlà bẹ́ẹ̀ ni ó dìmọ̀ ọ̀rọ̀ àwọn ọlọ́pàá ti fi àmójútó. Evangelist mo rí tẹ búsẹ̀rin ayọ̀ wọ́n tẹ lọ́ọ̀ sí àmọ́ mi Dorcas jálò wọn ní ibà lè jẹ́lì rìpọ̀tẹ́lì ibà ganu sí wọn fún mi Mike ibà gbé wa débẹ̀ Sanawole wọ́n tẹ lọ́ọ̀ sí ibà is excellent ṣe wọ́n pàtẹ́wọ́ àtẹ́wọ́ kó mi àrò mo rí tó ń dórí flower tẹ́ fi ránṣẹ́ sí mi yọ yẹyin kò ní yẹ ẹ̀lẹ́ ẹ bá ń kí dáàdì at CTB vision kí ní igun ju 5 lines lọ ṣùgbọ́n ó dá n ó kà àwọn yóò Ọ̀gbẹ́ni Bobby ẹkú iṣẹ́ takuntakun kò ní rẹ̀yìn láti Èdùmàrè àmì nípa ọ̀rọ̀ iná. It's possible to have good electricity in Nigeria at least 23 hours a day like some areas in Ibadan which Governor Seyi Makinde did like Gbaremu area àbí Gbaremu ní Ẹlẹ́yẹlé Ìdó etc. You can ask anyone concerned what I say to prove me wrong àìrọ́ ẹ̀lẹ́pàrọ̀ náà. If other governments can imitate such I believe darkness will soon leave Nigeria. Much love wọ́n tẹ lọ́ọ̀ sí ṣé Seyi Makinde ló ṣe é sùọ́ ṣé ìṣe ọ̀dọ̀ àwọn olówó ọ̀dà ẹ̀ṣẹ̀ yọ yẹ ń kò ní yẹ ẹ̀lẹ̀. Bẹ́ẹ̀ náà ni ẹja sáré dé ọ̀dọ̀ màmí Debbie Ajéwọlé ń wò tètè rí Precious mi wọ́n ní good day my very special highly appreciated and precious Ọ̀gbẹ́ni Bobby màmí rada thank you for being a blessing to many happy Mother's Day to our moms wọ́n tẹ lọ́ọ̀ sí mórí tó ń dorí flower ẹ wá ń kó àyà kò sì tiẹ̀ mẹ́. Bẹ́ẹ̀ náà ni olùkọ́ àgbà ọ̀gá mi nù mọ́mí Fatima Abubakar ẹ̀ sí ìjọ yìí ni mo sẹ́ndì wọn ni mo máa ń sẹ́ndì kìíní sí wọ́n bá ti sọ̀rọ̀ làwùsá báyìí náà wọ́n bá mi túmọ̀ rẹ̀ wọ́n ní Sir Bobby ìbáyẹn nàní ẹ káàárọ̀ sà yóò máa dára fún yín títí ọjọ́ alẹ́ yẹn àmì in Jesus mighty name wọ́n tẹ stars mi o ẹ má pè wọ́n lábòókí mọ́ ìtumọ̀ àbókí ni ọ̀rẹ́ ẹni àti sọ́ọ́dì wẹ̀ dẹ̀ fún wọn ni. Àwọn gan wà láìkí ká mọ̀ pé wọ́n alábòókí torí wọ́n ti mọ̀ wípé àfi ń wó àwọn ńlẹ̀ ni. Wọ́n ní ọ̀rẹ́ mi náà ń jẹ́ òdà o wọ́n ní ṣé ọ̀rẹ́ láwọn eléyìí tàbí ọ̀tá ẹ jẹ́ aláìṣẹ̀ tí ẹ̀mí wọn sùn lójijì lójó ló ń fọ̀ lọ àwa ní kásàkúrò tá a bá gbọ́ òjò ń kù tó fẹ́ rọ̀ ìpínyà lógún wà nílẹ̀ Nàìjíríà. N ò rí kàràdà ó dà àti gbàlàyé mọ́ mi yóò yẹ kò ní yẹ ẹ̀lẹ́ àti Miriam Cipriano ìyàwó lọ́dẹ̀dẹ̀ ọkọ̀ ó ní Bobby darling I'm in love with your Panaman Kango. When you are in love with the owner of the Panama you must be in love with the Panama. Igbákejì ẹlẹ́yà. Bẹ́ẹ̀ náà ni Adésọlá Ìbíkúnlé wọn ní ibà àrídùnnú ayọ̀ wa kò ní dìbànújẹ́ mi o. Lágbára Ọlọ́run nínú ilé aláyọ̀ yìí o wọ́n ní òní ní ọjọ́ ìbí mi happy birthday to me àwọn tó wá jẹ́ ọjọ́ tá à ń fi ìfẹ́ hàn sáwọn mọ̀mọ́ wa. Ó yẹ jẹ́ akọrin fún wọn ìyá ni wúrà iyebíye ìyá kò ṣe fowó ra. Adésọlá Ìbíkúnlé ẹ̀yin ni mò ń perí o tètè yín máa ń já nílé àwọn ló ń perí àwọn ọmọ ló ń perí màmá ẹ̀ o. Ìyá ni wúrà iyebíye aṣọ́bìnrin ni wọ́n ṣàbọ̀kùnrin ẹ sábà ń gbà bẹ́ẹ̀ o ẹ bá ń gbà bẹ́ẹ̀ o ọlọ́jọ́ ìbí òní o ọjọ́ yẹn adalẹ́ o ẹ ò ní kú ẹ ò ní sá ẹ ní kú láíláí happy birthday to you we love you. Ó dá ẹja tẹ̀ wájú o ẹja lọ sọ́dọ̀ Abiodun àti Yẹmí wọn ní ẹ̀ka alẹ́ Ọ̀gbẹ́ni Bobby mi bá mi ẹ̀ka alẹ́ o wọ́n ní tí àwọn wèrè yìí pé àwọn gbà kí olódòdó sí ọdún mẹ́jọ tí wọ́n tán kí oníkálùkù máa lọ àbí kàn ṣe ni wọ́n tán kó oníkálùkù sì gbalé bàbá rẹ̀ lọ àbí kí ló tún kù kí olódòdó náà ṣe kíákíá kí wọ́n má fi ọ̀rọ̀ ìfalẹ̀ rárá o Yorùbá nation. No going back wọ́n tẹ love sí àti nǹkan panu ẹ̀ṣẹ̀ṣẹ̀ ẹ jẹ́ àlọ́ tààràtààrà sí ọ̀dọ̀ mọ́ mi mo dúpẹ́ ta ẹ̀ o wọ́n ní Bobby mi òun àwàrà yìí o ẹ̀ gbọ́pọ̀ lọ́wọ́ mi mọ́ mi ẹ kú iṣẹ́ àtàrà Olúwa máa fún yín ní okun àti agbára lórúkọ Jésù àwa ìyàwó yín nínú ìdílé aláyọ̀ yìí a kú Mother's Day in advance tí ọ̀la ìyá rere ni Ọlọ́run máa ṣe àwọn ọmọ wa mí kì í ṣe irú ìyá tí mo fi padlọ́ọ̀kì ti àwọn èèyàn pa. Yọ yẹ ìmọ̀ mi mú ní wáyé tí o àtúnjọ sẹ̀mí ní bá mi Adétáyọ̀ Adégẹyè ó ní òbí Olódùmarè yóò máa bá wa ṣe ní ìdílé aláyọ̀ yọ àmì Oòduà nation retí rẹ ní kíákíá Olódùmarè yóò sì bá wa ṣe ìbùkún ní fún orílẹ̀-èdè Oòduà from Newark New Jersey USA wọ́n tẹ lọ́ọ̀sì àti nǹkan panu mo lóye pé bá mi bí sílẹ̀ lójọ́ mẹ́ta láwọn mẹ́sẹ̀jì wọn kan tí mo mọ̀ retí. Bẹ́ẹ̀ náà ni ẹja àdọ́dọ̀ mọ́ mi Stella Ogunbajo wọ́n ní kò sí àyè fún ṣàríà lọ nílẹ̀ Yorùbá o tiwantiwa tàkísàǹtà àtàn bẹ́ẹ̀ ni tiwantiwa o àwa kì í ṣe ọmọ ìyá àwọn apààyàn àti ẹ̀tàn. Bami Rabi Olokpade, warning this is the high time for all military and paramilitary officers in Nigeria to be wearing chest camera together with their uniform before going out to perform their duties. All the state and federal police in US must put on their chest camera going out to perform their duty. Láwọn eléyìí tán bẹ̀rù kámẹ́rà gan-an látọwọ́ àwọn aráàlú, ọ̀nà wọ̀ chest camera. Ṣèjọba gan tí ìròjú ráàyè. Atádésọlá Ọládèjì wọ́n ní nígbà tí ó jẹ́ wípé àwọn náà ni wọ́n rán wọn níṣẹ́, wọn gbọ́dọ̀ fi wọ́n sílẹ̀ àbí wọ́n gbọ́dọ̀ fi wọ́n sílẹ̀ òkè, wọ́n gbọ́dọ̀ fi wọ́n lẹ̀ tán bá ti máa wọn criminal. Bẹ́ẹ̀ náà ni Bami Rabi Olokpade mo padà dọ́dọ̀ yín wọ́n ní it is the duty of custom officers to verify the documents of any vehicle taken across one border to another country, but it is not their duty to take custom tax or custom dues. Mọ́mí Stella Ogunbajo mo rí pọ̀ yín o pọ̀ lọ́jọ́ Sunday wọ́n ní ká ṣe pọ̀. Odua Nation, no going back. God bless Odua Nation. Amen. Àṣẹ wà, wọ́n tẹ love sí wa o. Ibà kanjú abẹ́ǹkò wọn ní ogun olóró ni wèrè mú is withdrawing. Ara rẹ̀ wọ́n ti dá. Bóyá bẹ́ẹ̀ ni ó sùn mọ́jú. Mọ́mí Dorcas Jálò ìbà rẹ̀ Ọlọ́run wá àmín ìbà Ọlọ́run àṣẹ̀dá àkọ́dá. Báàmí Òkènlá Adédọ̀tún wọ́n ní olùkùnmí Bọ́bì báàmí mò ń jẹ́ wọ́n ní ẹ̀kọ́ ti fojú mímọ̀ báyìí fún Amechi láti jẹ́ igbákejì fún Àtíkù ṣùgbọ́n political paperweight lásán ni Amechi kò sì ní weight ìdajì Òbí, therefore opportunity ńlá ni láti tún win second term payback. At Fọlákíá with Heart Angels mọ́ mi dáadáa wọ́n ní Ọ̀gbẹ́ni Bọ́bì nípa ọ̀rọ̀ iná tí ìjọba sọ tí wọ́n bá ṣe ẹni tí ìlú tó lásìkò tirẹ̀ orúkọ rẹ̀ kò ní parẹ́ láéláé ṣe bí láyé ìjọ̀hún bí a ṣe ń lo iná nìyẹn pẹ̀lú rédíò ara ògiri kí wọ́n tó bayé jẹ́ Ọlọ́run á fún wọn ṣe ṣùgbọ́n mo mọ̀ pé ìṣẹ̀dá tiwọn náà máa jẹ nínú ìyà yìí àfi tí wọn kò bá sí ní Nàìjíríà lókù. Ibà màámi mo ti dọ́dọ̀ yín ní àyà alára ló ń gbéra ga o adìẹ tó wọ pálọ̀ tó tún bẹ̀rẹ̀ Nàìjíríà kan sakara ni o sakara olóòjó ni Nigeria just stylishly reminding World Bank to speeding up. Aya please we want more of Dr. Charles Omole. Distinguished Aya Ambassador Kundusi wọ́n fún Aya nílẹ̀ l'Abuja bó ṣe jẹ́ ambassador tó. Mo padà dọ́dọ̀ màámi Mary Odùnú ìtẹ̀mí nìkan wọ́n ní òbí ìtẹ̀mí nìkan àtàyà mi tòótọ́ mú kí yín lágbolé aláyọ̀ yìí o ibà kò síranù chairman of alábòsí àwọn olóṣèlú òkè ọya tí wọ́n ń sunkún sábọ́ nípa bàbá Tinubu àwọn fẹ́yìn pa wẹ̀ẹ́dẹ̀ ni Odua Nation dé tán ẹ máa dààmú àyà mi ride on wọ́n tẹ̀lé àyà wọ́n ní ogun kẹ̀kẹ́ ológere. Ó dá ẹjẹ́ lọ sọ́dọ̀ mọ́mí Adésọlá Ọládèjì wọ́n ní tí Nàìjíríà bá jẹ́ ìlú tó ń gbádùn ní kò yẹ kí a gba olóṣèlú kan mọ́. Mami Abọ́láńlé Ògúndọ́lá wọ́n ní ó ga ìyàwó ilé ló ń ṣe màsáàjì pẹ̀lú ọkùnrin mìíràn àbẹ́ẹ̀rí ìbò láyé wa ń lọ báyìí. Kò tilẹ̀ kọ́ lẹ́nu láti sọ àyà kò ní wàhálà rárá pẹ̀lú àwa ìyàwó rẹ̀ o. We are always having enough time together. Love from Amadola. Yẹ́n mọ́mí. Báàmí Olúkáyọ̀dé Hamzat wọ́n ní Ọ̀gbẹ́ni Bọ́bì àfi kí Ọlọ́run fi àánú gbà wá o torí kò sí àwọn olórí tí wọ́n fẹ́ dáadáa fún ará ìlú. Mọ́mí olórí Sádé Lótò láàfin ọba wọn ní òbí ayọ̀ ní o ayọ̀ rẹpẹtẹ kú iṣẹ́ ọpọlọ Ọlọ́run kú iṣẹ́ rẹ̀ òkè Olúwa gbógun ti àwọn Fúlàní kó fìjà bá wọn jà mí Yorùbá ìdìde Ogúndé no ṣàríà lọ́yìn Yorùbá land Odua Nation of Yorùbá kí orí kàbìtì wọ́n ti lọ́ọ̀sì àti nǹkan panu múríkà méjì bìtì bàbá mi ṣèjàwó lọ́wọ́. Mọ́mí ìyáálé gbogbogbò àwọn àti mọ́mí àbí àkíṣe mọ́yìn wọ́n ní ọ́nìbọ̀ ní mi bàbá Fúlàní tó ń sunkún pé nànàgó ló wà nípò ńlá ṣé wọ́n kàwé Fúlàní àfẹ́ là. Mami Eunice Falaye wọ́n ní a kú ìsinmi òní gbogbo ilé o ẹ̀mí wa yóò ṣe púpọ̀ rẹ̀ láyé àmì gbogbo wa la máa dé ilẹ̀ ìmúṣẹ wa láyọ̀ àtàlàáfíà mo jẹ́rìí ilẹ̀ ìmúṣẹ àmọ́ mi ẹ̀ ṣe tẹ́ já mi sí o Odua Nation no going back mo rí gúgúrú olóyin ó dùn mọ́ mi lẹ́nu mbàrówó mbàrà fún mọ́dínà aláǹgbàsọ ọ̀dà kò sí time bẹ́ẹ̀ náà ni mọ́mí anáwó mo rí pọ̀ yín pọ̀pọ̀pọ̀ wọn tẹ lọ́ọ̀sẹ̀ àti nǹkan panu Odua Nation no going back. Alhaja Riscot Adigun ẹ̀bá ń sá wọn pẹ́pẹ́ wọ́n ní èèyà Àràkẹ́ ọlọ́pàá Nàìjíríà kò sọ gígùn kó mọ̀ bá gbogbo aládìí wọ́n ti fún lẹ́gba óbì sáyé ń dùn brọ́dà mi ayé ń dùn àfáyé jẹ́ bí ẹyin o kò ní rẹ̀yìn láìláà mi ẹ kò ní so nígbà kankan mi o àmọ̀ sanra sí ni ṣé mo gbà òdà wọ́n ní mi love yín mashallah sálà wọ́n tẹ love sí mi wọ́n bá ń bọ́ ọ̀gẹ̀dẹ̀ dídájì ìran ọ̀gẹ̀dẹ̀ sunkún àti dẹ̀ mọ́mí I love you too bẹ́ẹ̀ náà ni ẹja dọ́dọ̀ mọ́mí fún mi lọ́la wọ́n ní these are politicians are not normal at all they will be analysing ìsọkúsọ to cover up they don't feel people's pain at all sure ooru ti fẹ́ pa wèrè àní tó dùn mí jù nìyẹn tí mo fi ní kò sí ariwo tẹ́ fẹ́ palẹ̀ tí wọ́n lè gbọ́ torí wọ́n rí ti ń ṣe aráàlú wọ́n rí pé yànjẹ́ aráàlú bóyá sì mọ̀ọ́mọ̀ ni àtìkò síranù wà ń bá mi láti kàtà wọ́n ní òbí wárápá kọ́ ló gbé ọlọ́pàá yẹn bọ̀dà wárápá ló wọnú ẹ̀ àódà wárápá tó ní bọ̀dà. Can you imagine the kind of frustration that led government agents to be misbehaving like this? Ó mà sí o Nigeria the dream killer ẹ wò bí ọmọ ológo ṣe ń waste away. At Adetola iná bá mi ní ẹ̀ka alẹ́ obi àpò ètò ìdílé aláyọ̀ tó ní Ọlọ́run á dúró tì yín àti gbogbo ẹbí aláyọ̀ àmì o àmì àwọn tó ń bá ààrẹ ṣiṣẹ́ ni wọ́n ń ṣì lọ́nà tí wọn ò sọ bí ìgboro ṣe rí fún ààrẹ wọn ò mí nísinmi wọn ò ní nísinmi Oòduà nation of wimba kẹ̀kẹ́ àyà wọn ní kí ọ àti Ọlábọ̀dé Ọlájúmọ̀mọ́ mi ní wọ́n ní ọjà ńlá tó ju ọjà Mahanta lọ ní ọlọ́pàá yìí gbé o ilé ìgajù ọjà òkè ọgbọ́jà. At Dimi FM wọ́n ní Ọ̀gbẹ́ni Bobby ẹ̀kú ètò Ọlọ́run ní mọ̀ ń tó ohun yín kò ní í kóró létí àwa ọmọ ènìyàn láṣẹ Èdùmàrè àṣẹ wà àṣẹ ń tẹ Èdùmàrè bá mi yọ̀ dà fún yín wọ́n ti lọ́ọ̀ sí àwọ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀ náà ni wọ́n hallelujah sí Ọlọ́run ọba Oòduà àgbèwà kò ní í gbọ́dalẹ̀ àṣẹ wà bẹ́ẹ̀ náà ni mo dé ọ̀dọ̀ bá mi rẹ́mírẹ́mì wọ́n ní Ọ̀gbẹ́ni Bobby, happy Mother's Day to all the mothers. God bless America. I stand with President Trump. Ṣé o tí mọ̀ ròyìn láti jọ náà ní bọ̀dá mi? Iye kan Trump ni mo mọ̀ pé wọ́n like Trump. Atoluyemisi Abigun ni wọ́n ní Nigeria, a country where deadly terrorists are released into the society in the name of rehabilitation and innocent Christians are condemned to ikú. Màámi Olúfúnkẹ́ Fájimólú news wọ́n ní OB South East kan sọ fún Tinubu nínú ìpàdé wípé kó jẹ́ kí Kánú máa lọ sí London tàbí Kenya tí nǹkan náà àwọn ọba wọn bẹ́ẹ̀ ni a gbọ́ ṣùgbọ́n Trump sọ báyìí pé tí Tinubu kò bá fi sílẹ̀ àwọn á gbẹ́sẹ̀ lé ilé rẹ̀ ní UK US ní Europe bàbá Adébóyè náà ríran bàmọ́ mi ṣe ìṣe ọ̀dọ̀ àwọn ọmọ Ìgbò lẹ ti gbọ́ news Trump ó gbẹ́sẹ̀ lé ilé rẹ̀ tó bá fẹ́ gbẹ́sẹ̀ lé yóò ti kó nítorí Kánú gbẹ́sẹ̀ lé ilé rẹ̀ mọ́ mi ṣe àwọn ìròyìn ọmọ Ìgbò yìí. ó ti dọ́dọ̀ mọ́ mi fún mi lọ́la wọn ní ẹlẹ́yà ẹ ti wara yín níranjú ẹ padà lọ́ọ̀kì Ọ̀gbẹ́ni Bobby orin tí wọ́n kọ yìí ní agbára OB ti bá new wife lọ o so kán wá lọ lọ́ọ̀kì mi mo ti dá lé yín mọ̀ mo mà dírẹ́sì lé yín àtàdépọ̀jù Adémọ́lá wọn ní aláyọ̀ ẹ̀kú ìyànjú bá mi aláyọ̀ ayọ̀ yẹ yín wọn tẹ lọ́ọ̀sì àti nǹkan panu. At Ganiyu Badmus, one Yoruba no prepare. This is Fulani ready for war. Think about Yoruba and defend Tinubu. War is coming Nigeria. Defend Tinubu and Yoruba. Kí Tinubu náà defend Yoruba. Ọwọ́ rẹ̀ ló wà. Ọwọ́ kò náà ṣe ń ta fẹ́ kó wá wò bóyá ní dára. Bàbá yìí ti ń fi nǹkan falẹ̀ jù. At Sali Bakari, wọ́n ní Ọ̀gbẹ́ni Bobby good PM. Bá mi mo kí yín o. Bàbá Ọbásanjọ́ is an Anambra man. Ṣé lóòótọ́? Ilé bàbá ọmọ kì í bá ọmọ lẹ́rù ọmọ olódò is the first Yoruba man to be the president. Kí ló wá ń já wọn láyà kí ló ń dẹ́rù bá wọn. Gbogbo mùdùmùdù táàrí olódò náà bá fẹ́ ṣe kán tètè ṣe fáwọn aráàlú kán sì fá wa ní òmìnira kò jù bá náà ló ń tàn dúró de tiwa ní àwọn òdúró de kí Nàìjíríà kí ẹkọ́nọ́mì Nàìjíríà boost àbí kó oúnjẹ wálẹ̀ ń táwa kò lè ṣeé ṣe á ti mọ̀ yẹn gbogbo àwọn tí ń pariwo ní ìsìn wọ́n kàn ń dara wọn láàmú ni àníká gbòmìnira apariwo títí ẹ bá fọwọ́sowọ́pọ̀ ẹ gbà ṣé bí n ta ń sọlẹ̀ wá ń rí i àwa náà lè tún wá fẹ́ mọ̀ blame àwa o a fẹ́ gbà ń ta fẹ́ ẹ̀yin ẹ ti dúró ti ààrẹ olódò dẹ n tó yẹ kẹ́ ẹ béèrè lọ́wọ́ ẹ ṣe rí n tó fún yín n ta àwa náà wá padà sọ́dọ̀ rẹ̀ nísìn á gba òmìnira. àbíkílẹ̀ ni mo ti wí bá mi Kẹ́hìndé Òṣèní Sàlímọ̀ wọ́n ní irú àwọn ọlọ́pàá tí wọ́n ń yìnbọn pa àwọn ará ìlú rẹ̀ nígbà tó bá ti yó tójú rẹ̀ ò clear yóò pààyàn. bẹ́ẹ̀ náà ni àtikánjú abẹ́ǹkó wọ́n ní let Atiku join APC. Tí mo dúró dèrè bá mọ́ mi Abala Lerefe wọ́n ní dòdò fòfun rẹ̀mí dòmí òkè fòfun rẹ̀mí lédè Èkìtì òfun jẹ́ àdánù waste ohun tí obìnrin yẹn pàdánù yóò dípò ẹ̀mí rẹ̀ ó fòfun rẹ̀mí her life will be redeemed by her lost Ọlọ́run á fòfun rẹ̀mí love from Amadola yẹ ìwọ̀n mi kò ní yẹlẹ̀ ó ti yé mi báyìí àti múre Adéyẹmọ bá mi ní obì àwọn Fúlàní yìí ti rógo nítorí wípé olódò dẹ ti gbèrú wọn látẹ̀yìn náà ti gbèrú wọn nǹkan tí wọ́n rò kọ́ ni wọ́n bá nǹkan tán rò kọ́ náà bá ní Tinubu fi wọ́n pa wẹ̀dẹ́ àti wẹ́dẹ́wẹ́dẹ́ stubborn politician 2027 ni ẹ̀kọ́ máa fojú mímú hàn bẹ́ẹ̀ ni kó ṣàfihàn sí orílẹ̀-èdè Yorùbá nation ẹja tẹ̀ wájú ẹja dọ́dọ̀ at David Festus wọ́n ní men protect yourself from sodomization from your wife wicked wife protect yourself with back to sender any being planning evil against you will run àbí láwọn òní ìgbà kan di àwọn ọmọlẹ́ ń tà wọn back to sender wọ́n ṣe back to sender náà Ọlọ́run ó ṣàánú wa Ọlọ́run nìkan ló lè dáàbò bò yẹn bẹ́ẹ̀ náà ni bá mi kò síra ni wọn ní it is not the fault of APC it is the fault of funny Nigerians who don't understand what they reality want cry today lamentations tomorrow and at the end of the day they will still go and vote. wọ́n á tún lọ síbòdì abẹ́ẹ̀rí agbèjà títí tí wọ́n láriwo wá pọ̀ wọ́n ní kágbẹ́nu wa sọ̀hún ń tà ń pariwo sí ló délẹ̀ yìí o àwa náà wá fẹ́ gbà ibẹ̀ tí gbà tí ń lọ́wọ́ olódò ẹ jẹ́ ká náà gbà tí a lọ́wọ́ ẹ̀ kò jù bá náà lọ ẹ̀ ń retí kí Nàìjíríà dá má ṣe o. at Abike Abdulsalam mi wọ́n bú síjó wọ́n fi pineapple ránṣẹ́ bẹ́ẹ̀ náà ni mo rọ́gẹ̀dẹ̀ wọ́n bó dédajì mo rí wine mo rí oríṣiríṣi nǹkan I love you as you love me. Mọ́ mi Mùsùlùmí olíwo tèmi nìkan náà wọ́n send pineapple sí mi ò rí kọ́mẹ̀ntì yín o mọ́ mi o mi ò rí o bet mo nífẹ̀ẹ́ yín bẹ́ẹ̀ náà ni ẹjẹ́ àdọ́dọ̀ mọ́ mi Adésọlá Ọládèjì wọ́n ní ṣé 2000 ní àwọn fámìlì tiẹ̀ náà tán ná pé ajálẹ̀ rẹ̀ gan lè ná 2000 onírọ́ Tọ́pẹ́ Fásánà ń bá wí bẹ́ẹ̀ náà ni ẹjẹ́ àdọ́dọ̀ ìbá màmí padà wọ́n ní àyà ọwọ́ lọ́wọ́ Esau ṣùgbọ́n ohun lóhun Jacob OBJ physically is Yoruba but spiritually is Igbo he defends Igbo race always but Yoruba never 3 times president the road to his stand unmotorable. Mo ti ẹ̀gbọ́n wọn ní Ṣàgámù sí Ìkòròdú báyìí wọ́n ní ìjọba Tinubu ló ń ṣe títì yẹn lọ́wọ́lọ́wọ́ imagine. Bẹ́ẹ̀ náà ni ẹjẹ́ á lọ sọ́dọ̀ at Ellen Adegoke wọ́n ní you will get help from your president vote him back in 2027 including the governors you think they are about you think again Coastal Road my food. Àtẹ̀lẹ́ àmì ọ̀wọ̀n wọn ní bóyá kẹ́ ẹ ní WhatsApp channel so gbogbo wa máa lè follow yín ẹ ṣeun mo kí ẹ̀yin dádì mi àti mọ́mí mi tẹ́ support mi ọkọ mi how market. Ṣe rí WhatsApp channel tẹ́ sọ yẹn kò lè work torí àwọn èèyàn kan máa send message síbẹ̀ ni gbogbo ayé ló máa rí ṣe é ràn mọ́ mi bá mi wọ́n fẹ́ bá mi sọ̀rọ̀ privately ní yàtọ̀ sí ti kínní èmi náà ta ọgbọ́n sí ni tí n bá ní ṣe báwọn mo mọ̀ pé àwọn èèyàn ti ń bínú sí mi gan lórí ẹ̀ o ṣùgbọ́n ẹ má bínú ẹjọ́ ẹ fọwọ́ náà ẹ fi èdínú mi ò ní time àti sùn rárá kí n máa ṣiṣẹ́ kékeré ìròyìn tá à ń ṣe lójoojúmọ́ yìí tẹ́ ẹ bá mọ yá wáàsí tí mò ń lò ń bẹ̀ gbà mí tí n bá wà ń break ń bi iṣẹ́ báyìí ni mo máa ń ṣe comment nínú mọ́tò ni mo máa ń sáré wá ṣe comment kìíní àìjẹ́ bẹ́ẹ̀ àní ṣe kí wọ́n á ṣe gbogbo ẹ̀tàn lẹ́yìn tí n bá upload ẹ̀tàn náà màá tún máa like gbogbo comment mo máa like lórí YouTube màá ṣẹ̀ wá padà sí orí WhatsApp màá ṣẹ̀ wá rí mọ́ dáhùn comment màá ṣẹ̀ wá ẹlòmíì ò fẹ́ pè mí tí ì ṣe pé kákan kíra wa kékeré so ẹ jọ ẹ fààyè gbà mí báyìí ná. ẹ jẹ́ àdọ́dọ̀ àti Ganiyu Badmus wọ́n ní wọ́wọ́wọ́ what is coming I have a dream this afternoon Yorùbá prepared Bobby mark my dream bẹ́ẹ̀ ni mọ́ọ̀mí Abọ́láńlé Ọlájúwọ̀n wọ́n ní no dispute against that ṣé kó ọ̀gán ò ti bẹ̀rẹ̀ Nàìjíríà torí ẹ̀ la ṣe ní kápò ń bẹ̀ àwọn tó sì ń retí kí Nàìjíríà dá kẹ́kọ́nọ́mì ṣe kinní kan kówó epo wálẹ̀ kí exchange rate ṣe wọ́n tanra wọn ni. Mami Christiana Mustapha wọ́n ní olódòdó kò fún lọ́wọ́ mọ́ ẹ wá ní karama kan kó má kan wọ́n àwọn ọmọ àlè BDA gbogbo wọn máa kéku ni. Ibà màmí wọ́n ní lórúkọ Jésù Kristi Olúwa wa wọn ò ní pa Victor àmì ò mọ́sọ̀ tí àyà ti bá wọn fi ẹnu sí ìwẹ̀ ẹ̀dẹ́ ní president South Africa ń fi wọ́n pa body language ẹ̀ ṣó wípé níṣe ni ó ń gbé kùndùsì fún àwọn ọmọ ìlú rẹ̀ àwọn ló rán wọn níṣẹ́ nìyẹn. Àtolúyẹmísí Abégúndé mo ti dọ́dọ̀ yín o wọ́n ní ẹ̀ka alẹ́ òbí àtàyà wọ́n ní a policeman taking colos what that is why they misbehave can this one face the terrorists this is incredible nbo ló ti fẹ́ face terrorists. Ó rẹ̀ káàbọ̀ padà o èní ní àyájọ́ Mother's Day fún gbogbo àwọn obìnrin káàkiri àgbáyé gbogbo àwọn abiyamọ tí kì í ṣe abiyagba o gbogbo ẹ káàbọ̀ padà gbogbo àwa bá bíamọ àwa náà ń kí àwọn abiyamọ ó dẹ̀ wá nǹkan jókòó lé bẹ́ẹ̀ náà ni kẹ́ ẹ máa ṣe ọdún sí lọ́rùn gbogbo ẹ̀yin ìyàwó mi pátápátá chicken láàbì sọdún eléyìí àti tọ́kì ẹ máa yá jẹ bẹ́ẹ̀ náà ni ẹ máa mu ẹlẹ́rìndòdò ẹ máa mu àwọn ju ẹlẹ́rìndòdò náà máa pààyàn o àwọn ọkùnrin àwa babiyamọ á máa mu kìíní sí lọ́rùn ayò bá mo ṣe ní ohun encourage ọtí o ẹ má mọ̀ kú ẹ má mà mú ju o kékeré náà ti tó ní weekend torí àwòlà sí ni mo ṣe tajútajú ojú pọ̀nrán sìgá ó dá ẹwọ́ àkọ́tẹ́rùn sọ́ra jíjà bẹ́ẹ̀ náà ni bọ́ bá dilẹ̀ báyẹ̀ bá àbádẹnu yẹn bá àpọ̀ fáwọn olólùfẹ́ yín ìmọ̀ràn yín náà ṣe kókó tí ń ju 5 lines lọ mi ò mọ̀ tí ń ṣe fún ẹ̀yin bá mi mọ́ mi mọ́ ó ti ń ju 5 lines lọ tó dá alákọ̀ọ́kọ́ ń bẹ̀ jẹ́ abẹ́rẹ̀ láti ọ̀dọ̀ Malami sàdédé lárí tó náà rí ìyá fọ́tò tó náà ló ń ti ra fọ́ọ̀mù ẹ̀dìbò fóun o gọ́vnà ló ń fẹ́ sí mú ní Malami tó sì ní kéèsì ó ní kéèsì wọ́n náà bàbọ̀ ńlé rẹ̀ wọ́n bá gbé ńlé rẹ̀ kéèsì yẹn sì wà lọ́dọ̀ tí DSS wà ń bẹ̀ o tí EFCC wà ń bẹ̀ o tún ibo ló ti rówó fọ́ọ̀mù èlò náà ta fọ́ọ̀mù fún 90 million náà ta wọ́n ní kò tó 100 million wọ́n ní kí ni yàtọ̀ 10 million síra wọn APC tàti wọn ní 100 million ADC tàti wọn ní 90 million wọ́n á mọ iye tán ta ti governor torí governorship ló fẹ́ ṣe bóyá 40 million ni ó rà á bẹ́ẹ̀ náà la gbọ́ wọ́n ní wọ́n ti gba owó àwọn olólùfẹ́ ti El-Rufai náà wọ́n náà ti gba owó fún tó 43 mílíọ̀nù kìíní kan pé wọ́n fẹ́ ra fọ́ọ̀mù pé wọ́n fẹ́ ra fọ́ọ̀mù fún mo ní wọ́n lè ra fọ́ọ̀mù fún pé wọ́n fẹ́ ra fọ́ọ̀mù fún òun náà fẹ́ ṣe president mo lè mélòó ló wá fẹ́ ṣe president tó bá fẹ́ ṣe primaries nǹkan ọjọ́ wo ladies fẹ́ ṣe primaries ṣé Rufai ilé ẹjọ́ á sì gbà láàyè kò rí ṣe primaries ó dá ẹjẹ́ amẹ́nu létí Malami wọ́n ní former Attorney General of the Federation and Minister of Justice Abubakar Malami has obtained the governorship nomination form of African Democratic Congress ahead of 2027 Kebbi State governorship election. Malami, in a statement released on Saturday, Lana, through his social media platform, said he decided to contest because he could no longer remain silent over what he described as rising insecurity, poverty, poor healthcare money. Bẹ́ẹ̀nu ẹ̀ sọ́hun. Mo ti sọ délẹ̀ mo gbọ́ ariwo. Bẹ́ẹ̀nu ẹ̀ sọ́hun bẹ́ẹ̀nu ẹ̀mọ̀ bí echo. Mo ní èmi ní kọ́kọ́ mo sọ bẹ́ẹ̀ wọ́n lé mi ní kọ́kọ́. Apọ̀ tá a sọ bẹ́ẹ̀ fún wọn ní bẹ́ẹ̀ ni. Wọ́n ní ṣe bí ipò tó wà lábẹ́ ìṣèjọba Buhari. Ṣé bó lẹ́nu láti prosecute àwọn agbésùnmọ̀mí kò rí kankan ṣe bá a rí fún ọ̀ràn bí tí Sowore ti fi pa. Tán pàdé ilé ẹjọ́. Ó ṣe wá ń wò pé gómìnà ló fẹ́ lọ sí ní ìsìn àyà ní ẹ̀mọ́ dá lóhùn ó ń wá bí tó fẹ́ forí kọ́ sí ni pé ibi tí immunity wà náà fi ní ẹjọ́ tó ń fojú wọn ẹjọ́ tí wọ́n ilé ẹjọ́ tó ń gbé lọ ní ìsìn pé tó bá fi lè di gómìnà ní Kebbi pé wọ́n ti fáìlì ẹ̀sẹ̀ gbẹ̀ni torí yóò enjoy immunity. Àwọn èèyàn wá ń ṣàníyànjiyàn pé kò yẹ kán gbà láàyè kó tiẹ̀ dédi pé ó fẹ́ ra fọ́ọ̀mù. Mo ní wọ́n ti convict ẹ̀ nílé ẹjọ́ wọ́n ló yẹ kán fi sínú òfin Nàìjíríà pé ń bá lẹ́jọ́ tó ń ṣe ẹjọ́ lọ́wọ́ pé béèyàn wà lórí oyè gan tó bá ti ní ẹjọ́ tán fẹ̀sùn kàn tán sì ti rí àwọn ẹ̀rí kọ̀ọ̀kan pé nílò òyìnbó wọ́n máa ń set aside ni pé wọ́n á ní kó resign. Ambulance tí ò tiẹ̀ tí wà lórí oyè yẹn tó wá rò wípé o tún lè gara. Nàìjíríà lèmi ti ríro eléyìí o tó jẹ́ pé tó bá wà lórí oyè gan ó yẹ kó set aside kó resign no matter immunity tó lè mọ̀ enjoy. Ṣùgbọ́n Peter ti ń sọ yẹn náà lọ́wọ́ wọn ní mọ̀rìwò láríà àti ìrègùn ẹwà wọ́n ní ẹwà ọmọ kékeré kan ti ń dára láàrin àwọn àgbàlagbà wọ́n ní àràrá ni ti ń dára láàrin àwọn giants. Wọ́n ní àwọn òmíràn tẹ ilé ipa àwọn ní rárá wọ́n lẹ́ẹ̀ tí ìgbọ́rọ̀ ẹnu rẹ̀ wọ́n ní ẹrù pé kó lè sọ̀rọ̀ ẹnu rẹ̀ tán mo ní pòwó lòun náà wà bẹ́ẹ̀ ṣe gómìnà ni wọ́n ní House of Rep ti state àbí ti federal wọ́n ní ti federal ni o. Mo fẹ́ ka ìròyìn rẹ̀ tẹ́lẹ̀ ní ṣùgbọ́n fọ́nrán rẹ̀ wà tẹ́ ẹ bá rí bọ́n ṣe ń bí ń question ó ti ẹ̀ níbi kan tán ti bí wípé ẹni tí ìwọ àti ẹ̀fẹ́ fi gagbága ẹ̀ so náà ṣe ẹ̀fẹ́ ṣe kí ni olóhùn ló wà ń bẹ̀ tẹ́lẹ̀ kí ló wá fún ọ ní garanti wípé o lè ná ẹni àgbàlagbà mọ̀lẹ́ni níwọ̀ yìí ó ní òun ìsọmọ kékeré náà ó dáa kí ló dé tó sì fẹ́ lọ ṣe kì níbi tó ti fẹ́ lọ screen ẹ̀ ni o ó ní kì í ṣe ẹ̀bi òun ó láwọn èèyàn náà ló rán òun níṣẹ́ iṣẹ́ àwọn èèyàn lòun á jẹ́ mo ní politician lọmọ ẹ̀ jẹ́ politician rọ̀nù ẹ̀jẹ̀ rẹ̀ ẹ bá ń tẹ̀sí ọmọ 30 years ó gbólóhùn bí ọ̀jẹ̀.
How old are you? How old are you? 30 years? Really? Wow, you're 30 years? And your mom is there, your dad is there? How many do you have? How many siblings do you have? 9 siblings. Are you the last? The first son? Is any of your brothers here? You just came alone. Huh? Your ugly. Who's your ugly? See the old lady. Fantastic. Congratulations. Congratulations. Can we see your membership card? Can you show me your membership card? Is that his file?
Yeah, this is his file.
Did he go to school?
That's what I want to check. His credentials.
Are you working closely with your governor? Is that aware that you're here?
I've seen when he was
How optimistic are you to win the? Do you have any opponent running?
Yes.
How do you want us to help you? Yes. How do we help you?
You want to help me to pass the school and
you will pass the school?
Yes, go down to promise. Because people called me to serve. Because I will serve. I'm not going to call myself. It's people that call me to serve them.
Yes. Oh my God. And you want to serve them? Yes. And how many of those people are running? How many people are running against you?
In APC?
Yes, in
no,
APC.
Only 2.
Only 2. Yes. Why don't you talk to the other person to step down for you?
No, the current member is the second member.
How many times has it
No,
gone?
the first time.
First time. Why do you want to replace him?
No, it's not from me, it's from the people.
I love that. That's okay. Right.
What's the level of education? You are not English. I think
yes.
Do we have part of his credentials?
We will come to that.
Hello, no. Okay.
The Constitution.
Yeah, yo.
The camera person said, so your camera is blocking.
Right here.
Okay.
Yanzu na jinka.
Now we see your certificate. Which one? You have first degree?
Okay.
What do you have?
So from which can I?
Let me see your name.
His name Kwabi. He submitted SSC.
Okay. Vale, sir. So come ya tafi daidai in kai. Akwai akwai na wurin aiki ne.
Congratulations. Congratulations.
These are your copies.
We have it in the file here.
Can you have on the reference? It's mine. Okay. Good luck.
Yeah, good luck.
Ó dá ẹ káàbọ̀ padà o, ó sì ń ṣe mí ń kàyéfì o, kò tí ì gbàbí kankan yé mi o. Ẹjẹ́ wá yà ní ọ̀dọ̀ ìkànnú àwọn mínísítà Buhari, olóògbé Buhari, tí wọ́n ní wọ́n ń wá, wọ́n fi àwòrán rẹ̀ síta wanted. Mo láwọn wo náà ń wá wọn ní àjọ EFCC. Sadiya Farouk kí ló ṣe? Àjọ Economic and Financial Crimes Commission EFCC tó ń rí sí àjẹbánu àti dídènà ṣíṣe owó ìlú mọ̀kùmọ̀kù ti kéde pé òun wá Sadiya Farouk. Ẹ mínísítà tẹ́lẹ̀ fún Humanitarian Affairs, Disaster and Management, mo ní disaster ti bá òun náà. Kí ló ṣe? Wọ́n náà fẹ̀sùn kàn wípé ó ṣòwò olùkúmọ̀kùmọ̀ mọ̀kùmọ̀kù. Mo ní kò sì wá sọ́gà rẹ̀ láyé mọ́ o. Àwọn ní ọjọ́ Sátidé ọjọ́ 9 oṣù karùn-ún yẹn lánàá ọdún 2026 yìí ní EFCC kéde náà síta o lójú òpó ayélujára wọn pẹ̀lú àwòrán mínísítà tẹ́lẹ̀ náà tí EFCC fi síta ni wọ́n ti kéde wípé àwọn Sadiya Farouk tí àwòrán rẹ̀ wà lókè yìí fún àwọn ẹ̀sùn bí ìwà ọ̀daràn àṣìlò ipò àti dídá owó ìlú sápò ara rẹ̀. Mo lérò lẹ́fún abábábá yẹn rí àbí wọ́n ní ká sí bí ọmọ Nàìjíríà rere. Bí ẹnikẹ́ni bá ní ohun tó lè ran àwọn àjọ náà lọ́wọ́ lórí ẹ̀sùn yìí láti sọ fún EFCC, wọ́n ní bí ẹnikẹ́ni bá ní information lọ́wọ́lọ́wọ́, wọ́n ní gbogbo headquarters wọn gbogbo lé sí àwọn tó wà káàkiri orílẹ̀-èdè Nàìjíríà ní kẹ́ ẹ ti kàn sáwọn o. Bẹ́ẹ̀ náà ni wọ́n fi nọ́mbà kan léde, wọ́n ní ẹ pé 08093322644 08093322644 ẹ̀yin tẹ́ ẹ bá mọ ibi tó wà ní o. Mo ní ẹ̀yin babaláwo tó gbójú dà, ẹ bá wa bẹ ilẹ̀ lọ́wọ́ ẹ̀ kó mọ ibi kẹ́ ẹ mọ ibi tó wà, kẹ́ ẹ bá wa mú wọn. Ẹ̀yin náà ran EFCC lọ́wọ́. Olóògbé ààrẹ Muhammadu Buhari ló yan Sadiya Farouk sípò mínísítà tó ń rí sí ojú àánú ọmọnìyàn. Bẹ́ẹ̀ náà ni ó di ipò náà mú láti ọdún 2019 títí di ọdún 2023, ó náà sọdún 4 ń bẹ. Láàrin àwọn àsìkò náà ni àwọn ẹ̀sùn àjẹbánu kan ti dìde sí Sadiya, ṣùgbọ́n tí obìnrin náà sọ wípé òun kò kówó ìlú sápò ara àwọn o. Èyí tí wọ́n fi kéde rẹ̀ bí ẹni tí EFCC ń wá tí wọ́n ní yóò jẹ́jọ́ o. Adájọ́ Jude Nwagbueze ti ilé ẹjọ́ gíga ìlú Àbújá pàṣẹ náà lẹ́yìn tí Sadiya kò yọjú fún ìgbẹ́jọ́ lórí ẹ̀sùn jìbìtì tí iye rẹ̀ tó $1.3 million àti 746 million naira tí wọ́n fi kan òun àti Bashar. Mo ní Bashar náà wà ní ẹgbẹ́ ADC, òun náà yan fandafanda kiri. Ẹ̀mú náà ẹ̀sùn tí EFCC fi kan Sadiya àti Bashar jẹ́ 21. Lára ẹ̀sùn náà ni yíyẹ àdéhùn fi jáde àwọn kọ̀ǹtrátọ̀ fúnra wọn náà lọ fi jìbìtì gbé jáde àṣé wọn ní iléeṣẹ́ kankan. Àṣìlò ipò àti kíkó owó ìlú gba ibòmíì lọ, wọ́n dá ìbá àti ẹ̀ lọ́ndà owó gé. agbẹjọ́rò fún EFCC ṣàlàyé pé oṣù kejìlá ọdún 2025 ni ìgbẹ́jọ́ ìbẹ̀rẹ̀ ṣùgbọ́n àwọn olùjẹ́jọ́ méjèèjì kò yọjú ṣé ti ẹ̀rí ti Bashir tó ń rìn kiri bí ìgbóná tó náà ló ń jọyìn ADC só yẹ kó lẹ́nu ọ̀rọ̀ Zamfara náà ti bí eléyìí ní ìsìn Sàdíà ṣé ó sì kó Nàìjíríà ní ẹwà kan yóò jẹjọ́ òsèǹ tí ó gbà wọ́n lẹ̀ àwọn pariwo ní ìsìn wọ́n win chọ́ǹtì wọn ni ẹ wá wọn kàn bó ṣe win chọ́ǹtì náà ni ẹ wá ṣàlàyé àbí wọ́n win chọ́ǹtì ẹ wálé wọ́n ló kówó jẹ sì ṣàlàyé pé kówó jẹ ló bá tán ẹjẹ́ àtẹ ìwájú jáde àròjọ́ musolókun ẹjẹ́ àyà lèkìtì òórùn tán ló gba oko lẹ́kìtì kò tí ì yé wa o òórùn líle kan ló ń jáde láwọn apá ibì kan nígboro ìlú Adó Èkìtì àti agbègbè rẹ̀ láti bí ọ̀sẹ̀ díẹ̀ sẹ́yìn mo ní ẹ fura o pánsá fura pánsá jájà o fura jájín o onílé tí ò bá fura ó lè ní òkò àwọn wo ló ń dó òórùn lẹ́wà síndé òórùn dé kó mọ́ jó òórùn mọ́ jèlé o wọ́n ní ohun tó tilẹ̀ wá lé ní pé wọn kò lè sọ pàtó apá ibi tí òórùn náà ti ń fẹ́ wá bẹ́ẹ̀ ló kárí gbogbo agbègbè náà. bákan náà ni àwọn ará ìlú kan sọ pé ọwọ́ òru àti ìdájí ni òórùn náà máa ń fẹ́ wá. àbáwọn adésùmọ̀mí kan ti kú sínú oko tán ti pa wọ́n síbẹ̀ ni tán wá ń rùn wá ẹ mọ́ finá sórí òrùlé sùn ọ́ àwọn agbègbè bíi Ajíbándélé Adébáyọ̀ Epsu Road àti Òkè Ọ̀ṣun tó wà nílùú Ìkẹrẹ́ Èkìtì ní òórùn náà ti ń jẹyọ bí ìwádìí ṣe fìdí rẹ̀ lélẹ̀ bó ní Ìkẹrẹ́ Èkìtì ṣe wáá jẹ́ Adó sán súnmọ́ra wọn ni àyà ọ̀rẹ́ rẹ tó gbéròyìn yìí kò yé mi fún o inú Èkìtì sá ni wọ́n ní òórùn náà sì ń pàṣísì o wọ́n ti lọ yẹ gbogbo odò wò wọ́n yẹ gbogbo inú gbówó wọ́n ní wọ́n ti rí iléeṣẹ́ tí ó mójútó ọ̀rọ̀ àyíká environment àti ohun àlùmọ́ọ́nì inú ilẹ̀ nípínlẹ̀ Èkìtì ti jẹ́ kó di mímọ̀ pé òun ti fi kélé òfin gbé ọkùnrin afurasí kan Túndé Ọ̀sìn ṣáájú ní kọmíṣánná fún ọ̀rọ̀ àyíká àtohun àlùmọ́ọ́nì nípínlẹ̀ Èkìtì Tósìn Ajísáfẹ́ Àlùkò ti ní kò sẹ́ni tó wáá fi ọ̀rọ̀ òórùn náà tó ọ́fíìsì òun létí o àmọ́ òwúrọ̀ ọjọ́ Ẹtì tí í ṣe ọjọ́ kẹjọ oṣù karùn-ún yẹn ìjẹta yìí ni iléeṣẹ́ náà kéde pé ọwọ́ ti bá afurasí ọ̀hún. wọ́n tẹ̀síwájú wọn ní àwọn fọwọ́ òfin mú afurasí náà fún ẹ̀sùn dídà èròjà tí kò dáa sínú odò kan lágbègbè Federal Housing Ládó Èkìtì gẹ́gẹ́ bí àwọn olùgbé agbègbè Federal Housing ṣe sọ o wọ́n kẹ́fín Ọ̀sìn lásìkò tó ń da èròjà afarajọ ẹ̀jẹ̀ sínú odò kan tó wà ń bẹ̀ o ṣé kì í sàn ni ṣe bọ́ ní odò ìsàn kó bojú ẹ̀yìn ní nǹkan bí ọwọ́ aago 8 òwúrọ̀ olùgbé àdúgbò náà kan Àníkẹ́ Balógun ṣàlàyé fún àwọn oníròyìn pé alẹ́ ọjọ́ keje oṣù karùn-ún ni àwọn ti bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí gbọ́ òórùn burúkú náà tí kò sì jẹ́ káwọn lè sùn dáadáa mọ́jú tó fi lè ń disturb wọn tán lè sùn wọ́n ti mí símú nìyẹn o. bàbá onílé kan lágbègbè Ibrahim Jimoh náà ṣàlàyé pé afurasí náà gbìyànjú láti sá lọ nígbà tí àwọn èèyàn rí ṣùgbọ́n wọ́n lé bá. alàgbà Jimoh sọ pé lẹ́yìn náà làwọn fà á lé àwọn ọlọ́pàá ẹkùn òkè ìlà lọ́wọ́ o ẹ̀jẹ̀ màálù tí mo tọ́jú ti pẹ́ ni mo dà sódò irọ́ lọ pa. gẹ́gẹ́ bí a ṣe gbọ́ o Túndé Ọ̀sìn tọ́wọ́ bà náà ti ṣàlàyé pé fún nǹkan ọ̀sìn ẹja ló ń dà sódò kí àṣírí tó tú o ìjọba ìpínlẹ̀ Èkìtì ti wá pàṣẹ pé kí ìgbésẹ̀ akin wáyé lórí ìṣẹ̀lẹ̀ yìí kán lọlé rẹ̀ kán ràdúgbò rẹ̀ bóyá irú òórùn yẹn wà ń bẹ̀ at least kó tó lè gbóòórùn dádúgbò aládùúgbò yóò ti rùn ládùúgbò tiẹ̀ náà. ẹ̀jẹ̀ màálù ni ọwọ́ rẹ̀ mọ̀ bá wa fòfin mú dáadáa kó sàmójú bá náà lọ. torí a ò fẹ́ táwọn èèyàn ti mí símú tí ó wàá fa ìlera fún wọn ìyún ò dáa tó bá ti jẹ́jẹ̀ màálù ni òórùn nìkan ni àbí kan fọwọ́ òfin tọ̀ ṣùgbọ́n tó bá lọ jù bẹ́ẹ̀ lọ. ó dẹ̀ jẹ́ àyà ń bàdàn o ìbéèrè táwọn èèyàn ń bi wá ló jẹ́ àyà ń bẹ́ o àfẹ́rẹ́ ìbéèrè lọ́wọ́ wọn ń bẹ̀ wọ́n ní àwọn èèyàn jàǹkànjàǹkàn wọ̀ kílùú mọ̀ lábẹ́ ìṣèjọba bọ̀dà sí Mákindé wọ́n ní wọ́n ń fipò lẹ̀ mo ní tọ́gà yín ò tí ì kú lórí ipò ẹ̀yìn fipò lẹ̀ what can fà á. wọ́n ní wàhálà tó dé bá ẹgbẹ́ òṣèlú PDP kò tí ì dópin o pẹ̀lú bí àwọn èèkàn ọmọ ẹgbẹ́ òṣèlú náà nípínlẹ̀ Ọ̀yọ́ ṣe ń kọ̀wé fi ẹgbẹ́ òṣèlú náà sílẹ̀ báyìí o. ohun tí ọ̀pọ̀ wọn náà ń sọ ni wípé ìjà tó wà nínú ẹgbẹ́ òṣèlú PDP yóò ṣe ìdíwọ́ fún àwọn nínú ètò ìdìbò tó ń bọ̀ làwọn náà ṣe ń catapult pé àwọn gbọ́dọ̀ kọ́kọ́ fi iṣẹ́ lẹ̀ kàn tó fi ẹgbẹ́ sílẹ̀. àwọn mẹ́tẹ̀ẹ̀ta ni Najimdeen Oyedeji tó ń sojú fún agbègbè Ìṣẹ́yìn Tẹ̀síwájú àwọn ọmọ ẹgbẹ́ òṣèlú PDP mẹ́ta láti ìpínlẹ̀ Ọ̀yọ́ tí wọ́n tún jẹ́ ọmọ ilé ìgbìmọ̀ asòfin ẹgbẹ́ òṣèlú náà ló ti kọ̀wé fipò sílẹ̀ o. Oyedeji, Najimu àti tálẹ̀ ní kẹta wọn náà Adédèjì Oyèdèjì Adédèjì náà jímù wọn ní gbogbo ẹ̀yẹn Ọlájídé Àbáàsì Àdìgún wọn ju mẹ́ta lọ. Ìròyìn tún sọ pé Anthony Adépọ̀jù tó ń sojú agbègbè Ìbàràpá àti Òjó Mákànjúọlá tó ń sojú agbègbè Ògo-Olúwa Sùúrùlérè àwọn náà ti já ó ga o. Lọ́jọ́rú ni gómìnà Ṣèyí Mákindé ṣe ìpàdé ìdákọ́ńkọ́ nílé rẹ̀ pẹ̀lú àwọn aṣáájú yìí àti àwọn tó ṣe pàtàkì nínú ẹgbẹ́ òṣèlú Allied People's Movement APM bẹ́ẹ̀ ni wọ́n fẹ́ rọ́ lọ o. Ó dà àmọ́ gbogbo ìgbésẹ̀ tán fẹ́ gbé ṣùgbọ́n ibi tá a ti ń sọ náà ni agbẹnusọ Wike ló ti ń sọ wípé ẹ jẹ́ kó ń sọ tó mọ̀ o lórí gbogbo àsọdùn tó ń sọ lórí ntílé ẹjọ́ sọ o kò sọ orúkọ ayáhùn nínú ìwé ìpẹ̀jọ́ o tí adájọ́ fi lé àwọn lọ́wọ́ o tí mo bọ́ ń pariwo wípé àwọn ti gbà wípé àwọn ò lẹ́nu ọ̀rọ̀ o ìyẹn àwọn ti ẹ̀ka ti Mákindé Ṣèyí àti Turaki ṣùgbọ́n ayáhùn náà tí Wike ń lò báyìí gẹ́gẹ́ bí ohun èlò wọ́n lò náà wọ́n nílé ẹjọ́ wọ́n dáhùn náà wọ́n dá lọ́wọ́ kọ́ náà tí Wike bá yarí pé kò rí bẹ́ẹ̀ pé gbogbo ẹjọ́ tán dá pátápátá gbogbo dọ́kúmẹ̀ntì tán mú láwọn lọ́wọ́ wọ́n ní kò sórúkọ ayáhùn ń bẹ̀ kí ló wá ṣẹlẹ̀ ibẹ̀ láti gbọ́ tí bọ́dà Alérè Ọláyínká tó ń ṣe àròyé wípé àníkanú wọn báyàwó níyàwó sùn láṣìírí tú kò yé mi bí ọ̀rọ̀ báyàwó níyàwó sùn ṣe wá di ọ̀rọ̀ òṣèlú tó dọ̀rọ̀ pátì ṣé ká kọ́ gbọ́ lẹ́nu wọn náà ẹ̀jẹ̀ akọ́ gbọ́ lẹ́nu wọn torí lọ́ọ̀yà kan náà sọ̀rọ̀ tó ní òun náà ti rí kíní òun yìí sí apá kíní òun ò fi sapá kíní òun ò fi sapá kejì ṣùgbọ́n òun fẹ́ sòótọ́ ọ̀rọ̀ lórí ọ̀rọ̀ ẹ̀jẹ̀ akọ́ gbọ́ àròyé ti bọ̀dà Lérè Ọláyínká náà.
From what you are reading, from what the other people who are also obviously for reason that I know as a politician, entertaining themselves, making themselves happy, giving themselves hope, which is normal in politics. You know, most of the things we have read were written by them.
Sorry?
And most of the things we have read were written by them. And I heard that fellow that came yesterday that you mentioned his name. I don't want to dignify him because the moment he mentioned that he's a PA to Kabiru to Tanimo Turaki, I just wave him aside because if you are a PA to someone who, as a senior advocate of Nigeria, choose to be sleeping with his friend's wife, and at the end of the day, he also went ahead to now lie against the friend to the police. He wrote petition to the police lying against the friend. Police investigated his petition and they found out that he lied. That's the reason he was charged to court now for misleading the police. So if a man could descend to the level of sleeping with his wife's friends, I don't want to just join his with that kind of character. And if somebody could be his PA, you see in my place, they say, that is, so on the issue of PDP, let me go straight. And let me start from the appeal court judgment. Because what went to Supreme Court was the appeal court judgment. And in the appeal court judgment, I have asked people, because what they have been talking about is, oh, the National Secretary, Samayaun, was suspended, appeal court affirmed his suspension, Abi. Then Supreme Court also affirmed his suspension. They even went ahead to say that Supreme Court even nullified the March 29-30 convention of the PDP. This is the appeal court judgment. And I'm going to just mention this portion. In the appeal court judgment, there was no mention of Samayaun in the appeal court judgment. His name was not mentioned. What happened was that there was issue on the person that should represent PDP as a lawyer. And the National Legal Advisor, Majibade, SAN, went to court to say that as the National Legal Advisor, I'm constitutionally empowered to file appeal and represent the PDP. The other person brought Chris Uche. And they said, and the appeal court in its own wisdom said, okay, we have looked at the evidence before us. We agree that the National Legal Advisor is constitutionally empowered to represent the party. But as at the time of this case, you, Ajibade, you were suspended by the National Working Committee of the party. That is the area. And in law, they call this orbital dictum. That is when judges make statements in the process of reading judgment. Now, let us now look at, I don't want to go into either legality or illegality of the suspension. I want to agree, though not conceding, that, okay, Ajibade was suspended. The NWC suspended Ajibade and others on November 1, 2025. And they were suspended for a period of 30 days. 30 days from November 1 will be November 30. So, by a function of time, if a staff of Arise TV now was suspended and for a month from today, that staff does not need a letter from Arise to resume. The moment the 1 month end, Abi,
Well, it depends on what the tone of the letter
No,
is. If they say the moment it ends, resume.
Once the tone of the letter say that you are suspended between January 1 and January 30, by January 31, you resume work. I mean, that was the tone of that suspension. Suspended for 1 month from November 1 rather.
To 30.
To 30. So let's assume that the suspension was correct. The suspension will end November 30, and they will start their work.
Beautiful.
That is the premise I'm laying, because there cannot be any matter at the apex court except matter that originated from the appeal court, right?
Yeah, but the
apex court, was what happened at the appeal court that litigant took to apex court.
Good.
And the appeal court said that, oh, we agree because you have been suspended. I have established here that in the judgment of the Court of Appeal, there was no mention of the name of Samayam.
But in the apex court judgment,
if there was no mention of his name in the appeal court judgment, so how would his name now surface in this apex court? His name was not also mentioned
in the apex court.
Yes.
Well, unless you're telling me that the CDC I'm reading is not from the Supreme Court, because I saw it with my two eyes.
I said, whatever you have seen, read it and let me see. I said, this is the foundation.
What apex court, the CTC that I read delivered is that Anyanwu Bature, somebody else, I think 4 others, were suspended or expelled from the hold on, were expelled or suspended from the party. Therefore, the convention held on March 29 by the Wike faction of by the Wike-led faction of the PDP is null and void on that basis. In that same judgment, the Ibadan convention was also nullified.
No. Let me read the judgment to you. This is it. This is the judgment of the appeal court. Read by
I don't know why you keep going back to the
I'm talking about the judgment of the Supreme Court now, by Justice Nwosu Heme. Supreme Court. And let me read from this paragraph. Wait.
Okay, what did Anyanwu cross appeal at the Supreme Court?
I'm coming. They did not stop there, because the court was saying, okay, they did not stop. They shamelessly, abrasively, desperately embark on forum shopping. The party confession of the first appellant, PDP, in the appeal, which held on the 15th and 16th of November, is a typical example. Not only did they flagrantly disobey the order of the Federal High Court in suit number FHA, whatever. They proceeded to taunt the court by going to the High Court.
Okay, because of time.
There is no. Let me read this. It's very important.
Okay.
It is very. Okay. This is nothing but madness.
Good.
Gross irresponsibility. Quite contemptuous and clearly making a mockery of a very serious business.
Okay.
I condemn it in very strong terms. The said convention, which is a product of this madness and irresponsibility, is accordingly declared null and void.
That is the
15-16 and of no effect.
Convention,
all decisions arrived at by this full-blown madness are hereby set aside.
That is the convention, right?
Now read for me where Supreme Court said March 29 convention was invalid. I want you to read it.
I can't begin to read
you
it.
Said you have seen
but I've read it. Yes, I've seen it and I've read it. But what I'm even asking is, what did Anyanwu cross appeal?
You see, I have read to you what the appeal court said.
No,
it was this statement of the appeal court that Ajibade cross appeal, not Anyanwu.
You see, the point I'm making here, or what I'm trying to bring out here is, why are we even discussing appeal court when the apex court has delivered a judgment already?
Listen, you are getting this wrong. And also, don't let us be part of misinformation of the public. I have told you that I had to lay premise by reading what the appeal court said. It was what the appeal court said that was appealed against at the Supreme Court.
Now you read this portion. Did you also read the portion where the apex court?
You told me. I'm coming.
Hold on.
You told me.
Just give me a second.
I'll give you a second. You told me that you read the judgment of the Supreme Court.
I did.
You said the judgment you read where it nullified both these
conventions.
I want you to read what you read.
Because I've read it and I'm telling you, I can't begin to read it again.
What I saw.
So are we reading two different Supreme Court judgments?
I'm telling you, the only thing Supreme Court said, let me tell you. The only thing Supreme Court said about the cross appeal.
Yeah.
Supreme Court said the matter has become academic.
Dismissed. They said the cross appeal is dismissed.
A matter has become academic and strike out the.
It dismissed it.
Cross appeal. And when you strike out a cross appeal and you say the matter, it is just like.
Okay, address this issue. Did the apex court cancel both conventions?
No.
The one in November held by PDP and the one of Wike held here in Abuja on March 29, saying that the premise why they did that was that there was not even any need to conduct any convention because these parties were suspended.
Because the issue of May 29 convention was not before the Supreme Court. You see, the court is not a Father Christmas, my brother. There was no contention What you did not take to court will not begin to talk about it.
All right, we'll leave it there. Thank you so much.
Then again, please, before you thank me so much, I want to say this before I leave. I know the person in Ibadan who is pushing people, bringing out this. And I want to tell the public, what he's doing amounts to what people in my place will call political graduate, political 419. Because listen, those is people that he has adopted are buying forms in other parties.
We work with time.
It's people that he adopted for election are buying forms in other parties. They are not buying in PDP. Why are they in Ibadan not buying in PDP? Why are they buying forms in APN?
Thank you so much for being on the program.
Ó dáa ká tó wá gbọ́ àròyé ti lọ́ọ̀yà tí ò sí lápá kìíní lápá kejì ẹjẹ́ àkọ́kọ́ gbọ́ láti ọ̀dọ̀ àwọn ti Turaki náà níbi tó ti ń sọ wípé àní ẹjọ́ tí wọ́n dá ní Supreme Court ó fi àyè gba kí wọ́n dismiss Anyanwu àtàwọn èèyàn rẹ̀ ẹ bá ń tẹ̀sí bá a bá gbọ́ ká wá gbọ́ lẹ́nu neutral person.
I am the current principal private secretary to the national chairman in interim capacity, Kabiru Tanimu Turaki, senior advocate of Nigeria. So I do not only belong to that, I identify with the correct and the legitimate PDP. Following the Supreme Court judgment, we accepted the verdict of the court that our convention that brought Turaki SAN as a led NWC, which was invalidated by the Supreme Court, we accepted in good faith as good students of law and citizens that are law-abiding. At the same time, that same judgment of the Supreme Court invalidated or upheld the dismissal of all those other persons that are claiming leadership of the party. They were suspended, from leadership of the party and everything they had done.
Do you have a part of this CTC that clearly?
Oh, I have it right here, and I will give you here before I step out of this studio. I have it here. Right. Today it is stamped. The 5 justices of the Supreme Court who gave this judgment upheld the suspension of this element and everything they had done from the moment they were suspended in January.
But it was a split judgment.
No, it was 3-2 in favor of the issue to do with the Ibadan Convention, which we have accepted. Yes. But in the case of their own, 5 justices, the revered 5 justices on that panel, dismissed that cross appeal, of theirs to be recognized as the leaders of this party. So you tell me, you answer the question. It was in respect of this that the BOT, being the conscience of the party, in line with section 32(5) of our constitution, stepped in and provided leadership in the interim capacity, and within 24 hours convened a NEC, being the highest organ except next to convention, and they came in line with our section 31(4) of our constitution, and then nominated a 13-member committee to be led by Kabiru Tanimu Turaki again, as a interim national working committee to provide leadership for this party. So there's no void, no vacuum. Turaki is in charge, and we're performing. We're not only selling form. Today we have written to NEC, and we have submitted our membership list, and they have accepted, stamped, and recognized us. So if any convergence of some miscreants are going to tell you whatever they feel like, they are entitled under the law.
Ó dá ọ̀nà lẹ́ti gbọ́ yẹn o ta láwà gbàgbọ́ ẹja lọ sọ́dọ̀ sani wọ́n láwọn ò fi sàpàtún sápàsì wọ́n láàrin làwọn wà neutral mo ní ṣe lóòótọ́ ó dá ẹnu yín láti mọ̀ ọ̀rọ̀ ẹnu yín láàfin mọ̀ bóyá ẹ wà neutral ẹ bá ń tẹ̀sí.
Well, thank you very much. Interpretation of judgment is mostly the duty of the judiciary, not actually that of lawyers. I think the question should be, what is my own opinion or what is my own understanding of the judgment? I have read both the main appeal and the cross appeal and the judgment that ensued or followed thereof. I am of the view, and of course, if you look at the judgment and the pronouncements of the justices of the Supreme Court, I think the major issue there is that PDP as a political party and the members, the partisans and the actors therein should go back to the drawing board, sit down, chart a way forward. Because you have the appeal itself that was dismissed. And then not only there, the same judgment of the Supreme Court said the conventions that was held in Ibadan is further nullified. Now, in the cross appeal, you have situations of representations of counsel and issues of some grounds of appeal by the other side, and you are dismissed. What that means, or the implication of that, is that both sides should go back to the drawing board, chart a way forward, and ensure that the life of that very well-known political party is saved. Bury their personal interests, bury their pride, and call all actors together, sit down and chart a way forward so that the party, PDP, which has been hitherto the ruling party in this country, should come back to life. Let them allow that party to breathe. Let them bury their personal interests and then move this party probably to the greater height it deserves to go.
Ó rẹ̀ káàbọ̀ padà o wọ́n yanjú ọ̀rọ̀ ara wọn tèmi ni wípé PDP ò níbi kankan tán lọ kọ́lọ̀ ń jẹ́ kórúkọ wọn gan wọnú ìwé ìyè INEC ní 2027 ọlọ́run ọba wọn ẹjá kó mbẹ́ ẹjá wa gba Kwara lọ níbi tá a ti gbọ́ wọ́n ní àwọn agbébọn ya wọ Kwara o wọ́n ní wọ́n sì sọ̀sẹ́ ní TCN mo ní sẹ́yìn òsàkù àwọn wọ́kàsí wọ́n ń kọ́ wọn náà sá shut down power wọ́n ní àwọn agbébọn kan náà ya wọ ọ̀dọ̀ àwọn lọ́jọ́ Thursday o tí wọ́n sì lọ tààràtààrà sí transmission substation ní Kwara State 132 kV wọ́n bẹ̀ wọ́n ní wọ́n sì kó gbogbo àwọn òṣìṣẹ́ wọ́n kó wọn nígbèkùn wọ́n ní wọ́n sì fi ìbọn sí orí gbogbo àwọn òṣìṣẹ́ ń bẹ̀ o wọ́n ní kí oníkálukú dáṣẹ́ lẹ̀ báà náà ni the Transmission Company of Nigeria has reported. Wọ́n ní as a result the TCN said it had declared force major on the offer 132 kV substation pé torí ẹlẹ́sìn nínú o pé léyìí ẹ jẹ́ káwọn kọ́kọ́ mójútó ara àwọn náà bíná bá ń jó ní jọ́mọ ẹni tara ẹni làkọ́gbọ̀n. Wọ́n ní nínú ìkéde tí wọ́n fi síta lánàá general manager àwọn public affairs Mrs. Ndidi Mba wọ́n ní the company said the incident occurred in the early hours of Thursday. Mba said the attackers forced their way into the control room and compelled operators to shut down critical feeders supplying electricity from the station. She said the armed men ordered the operator on duty to open the offer and Ojoku 33 kV feeders before demanding a total shutdown of the substation. Has declared force majeure on its offer 132 kV transmission substation following a robbery incident at the facility. The substation was invaded by heavily armed. Okay, I won't love it. She said TCN regretted the inconvenience. Asádùpẹ́ nǹkan sí wọn yọ kó ń bẹ jàre àwọn náà mọ nǹkan bá fa wàhálà àwọn náà mọ wàhálà tó dé bára wọn ewu tí ẹ ti bà mí kọ́kọ́ rò pé àwọn agbébọn ní sá ẹ jẹ́ kó ń bẹ o ẹ jẹ́ wá yà ní ọ̀dọ̀ fubara níbi tá a ti ń gbọ́ wọn láwọn ò tí ì rí fubara kó yọjú gbogbo àwọn gómìnà 14 tí wọ́n ti ṣe screening ní káàkiri orílẹ̀-èdè Nàìjíríà wọ́n ní fubara ò tí ì yọjú o ẹ jẹ́ àkọ́kọ́ mẹ́nu létí ti fubara àbí ti Stanley ti fubara. Wọ́n ní the APC screening exercise ahead of the 2027 general elections recorded the absence of Rivers State Governor Simlai Fubara even as the party assessed 14 governors seeking re-election and other elective positions. Àyà kí ló dé? Àyà ni kí n stop mo ti stop o. Ó ti lọ yọjú fún screening. Òun náà ni mò ń wò yìí o. Òní ni last day Sunday torí pé kò lọ lánàá ṣé ìsepò fi Wike sí suspense. Àní mo ti ẹ̀gbọ́n wọn ní èèyàn Wike náà Wike ń rán àwọn èèyàn lọ sínú ẹgbẹ́ APC kò join APC ní Rivers o òun wá rán ó dá àwọn èèyàn rẹ̀ síbẹ̀ ohun tí Ṣèyí Mákindé fẹ́ ṣe ń jọ sẹ́rìn àwọn méjèèjì yẹn ará ẹ̀gbọ́n tí agbẹnusọ Wike náà sọ tó ní Ṣèyí Mákindé ti ń sọ kò dárúkọ rẹ̀ ṣùgbọ́n ní ará Ìbàdàn kí ni sóòyìn sóòsùọ̀ ní ẹ wò bí sẹ́ńbọ́ ṣe ń fi Ṣèyí Mákindé tàbùkù yín. Fubara ti lọ screen wọ́n sì ti screen yẹn bẹ́ẹ̀ náà ni wọ́n ní ẹni tó jẹ́ ti Wike náà tàn rán lọ sínú ẹgbẹ́ APC wọ́n screen òun náà primaries láti mọ̀ tí ní bá kanrin ìka tẹ̀ fún kan tá ń lówó lọ́wọ́ jù.
It's now obvious that it's going to be very tough in two things are clear to me.
Yeah.
The gubernatorial election in Rivers State will be very tough. That's number one. Number two, the feud between Fubara and Wike has only been resolved on the surface.
Okay.
There is still underlying problems. And I think from what I'm seeing now, we are seeing a political chess game. What Wike has done is to pick somebody from PDP and also somebody from APC, while Fubara has collected the fund. The candidate from, one of the candidates from Kingsley, I think Alabojo is from Calabari, the same place where Sim comes from. So that creates the impression that, look, Wike is not fighting the Calabari people and that he's not out to stop the Calabari from having a second chance.
Yeah.
But I think it's also creating a kind of control experiment, what inside they call control experiment, to have a candidate in PDP. So that if Fubara wins the APC primary, there is still going to be another hurdle to cross. The other person has picked is from Ikwere, in fact, from the same local government with him. Yes. And if you look at Rivers politics, that local government usually produce, most of the time the highest number of votes, sometimes 80,000 plus, And in terms of population, in terms of ethnic configuration in Rivers State, the Ikwere are larger than the other ethnic groups, Ndoni, Ogoni, and all of them. So if you look at since 1999, it's only, I think, Odili that wasn't an Ikwere man. All the other governors we have had, they have always come from Ikwere. And it was a good thing that Wike decided to create a kind of power shift for the first time to, Calabari. So I think it's going to be very tough. It's going to be unpredictable. And I hope that we'll be able to manage this without any rancor.
Ṣé ẹ rí ní tí bàbá yìí sọ ó mọ́gbọ́n wá gan-an Wike ọ̀nà méjì ló ti rè dúró de fubara tẹ́ bá ń gbọ́ 2-factor password lórí èsè fún fubara pé bí ò bá bó ẹ̀mú òun ò bá mú un bì yóò mú lókè lọ́hùn kí ni Wike ń wá kiri ẹ jẹ́ á gbọ́ lẹ́nu bọ̀dà Jídé Òtítọ́jú BKO àwọn náà ní nǹkan fẹ́ sọ lórí ọ̀rọ̀ yìí.
Wike has positioned himself in a way that he wants to ensure that whoever will become the governor of that state must be somebody from his group.
That's it.
He does not belong to the APC officially, but he managed to produce the APC chairman in the state. He does not belong to APC officially, but his loyalists dominated the local government election. Those loyalists won under the banner of APC. He also owns, in inverted commas, the chairman of the PDP in Rivers State, which means that he has one leg here, he has another leg here.
Yeah.
So he wants to be in a situation whereby whoever the decision making will be his, because he has put his own people there as chairman. So this is but politics is such a fluid, it can sometimes be very tricky. You may think you have all of this, and at the end of the day, you can't even produce the next governor.
Yeah.
Because power ultimately rests with the people. So it makes sense for him to play his card like a sensible person. Because if he does not play his card well, he could end up turning the people against him. And I don't think that is what he wants to see, because he worked for that state. They remember him for a lot of infrastructural interventions and all that. I think that the matter of fubara has to be handled carefully.
Yeah.
Wike, no doubt about it, does not trust fubara anymore. And he believes that if fubara gets re-elected, he's going to crush him politically. Because if you are still chasing re-election, and you can go that far with your boss. So Wike thinks that if fubara is returned, that he will be in trouble. And yes, they've made efforts. Mr. President has intervened 5 times.
In the matter?
Yes, 5 times. They've met abroad, they've met at home. But I don't think that fubara's hand is trust after the slugfest between both men. And it's natural. When we go to court, we usually don't come back and remain friends.
Oh, yeah.
That is a fact of life. You start doubting that if this person went this far with me, can I trust him again? You know, that is the fear that he has. And this was someone that they had worked together in the government house. He was the accountant. He was his accountant for government house.
Yeah. Yes.
And then and he became governor. So, but now, I don't think that. I think there's a total breakdown of trust between both men. He's scared that if fubara comes back, fubara is going to retire him politically. That is his mortal fear. That is his mortal fear. And he thought that the solution to the problem was to impeach fubara, but the president stepped in. And when the president stepped in, what did the president do? The president sent fubara on suspension. It was done to save fubara because Wike had the numbers, and he had just won in the Supreme Court. So whatever I told the lawmakers to do, they would do, and fubara will have become history today. But Mr. President didn't want Wike to do that. That was why Wike, during the media chat, said he was not happy that emergency rule was declared, because he had planned to use his boys in the house to send fubara packing. So Mr. President stepping in at that time with that declaration of state of emergency was meant to save fubara from impeachment. And fubara acknowledged that when he addressed the press some time ago and said, "You people don't know that this man saved me."
ó dá òun náà lẹ́ti gbọ́ yẹn o, ibi tí ó tún wà tẹ̀sẹ̀ bọ̀ yìí bóyá kò ní kó sí galo tó bá kó sí galo ṣé yóò tún rí èèyàn ṣèfù ẹ̀ àti wípé ta ni olódòdẹ gan-an, ta ni olódòdẹ fẹ́ ṣiṣẹ́ pẹ̀lú náà méjèèjì, ta lẹ lérò wípé ó wà eligible ẹ wo àpò wọn kẹ́ ẹ tó sọ̀rọ̀ o, ta ló lówó lọ́wọ́ dáadáa, torí gbogbo ibi tí Wike ń fì sí lọ́tún lósì owó ní ná o, owó ni o, kò sì sówó púpọ̀ lọ́wọ́ rẹ̀, torí ẹ̀ náà ṣe ń fẹ̀sùn kàn l'Ábùjá wípé bóyá torí ẹ̀ ní ṣe ń gbé ilé tí ń gbé fún tọ̀hún tí ń gbé gbogbo ẹ̀ fúnra wọn èmi ò tí ì mọ̀ ó ti dánmọ́ onílẹ̀ l'Ábùjá, ṣùgbọ́n fubara ó fọkànbalẹ̀ ó mọ̀ pùsì ọ̀rọ̀ bọ́jẹ́ẹ̀tì, mo sì mọ̀ pé ààrẹ lódodo ìyá dá sí wọn tí ẹ̀ ní dásán méjèèjì mọ̀ wọ́n mọ̀ wò wọ́n ni nítorí wọ́n ní ẹ̀gbọ́n ni ẹ̀wọ̀n pé bẹ́ẹ̀ wá ti wà lókè lọ́hùn èèyàn ní ìdí ẹni tó di ilé agbára mú sálẹ̀ àti yóò náwó yóò nara fún yàn káwá mọ̀ wò bóyá ní primaries bóyá ẹni tí Wike ránṣẹ́ yóò lè gbé fubara lulẹ̀ tí ò bá gbé lulẹ̀ a jẹ́ pé tán bá dé ojú ọ̀gbagadè ní gubernatorial gangan ẹni tó wá gbé síta nínú ẹgbẹ́ PDP ní ò bá fubara figagbága káwọn wò bí ó ṣe lọ wọ́n ṣe bẹ̀rẹ̀ ìjà Rivers ni o wọ́n ṣe bẹ̀rẹ̀ ni o. jù bẹ́ẹ̀ náà la gbọ́ tán sọ pé àwọn youth kan kóra wọn jọ wọ́n ní competition fubara pé tí ò bá ti sign budget tó wà nílẹ̀ yìí pé kán lè dànù mo ní ẹ tún fẹ́ lè dànù ẹ tún fẹ́ sáàkì ẹ àbí ẹ fẹ́ impeach ẹ mo ní wàhálà yín nìyẹn ní Rivers wàhálà yín nìyẹn wàhálà tí yín nìyẹn tó bá wù yín kẹ́ fojú ara yín kẹ́ fi hàn èèmọ̀ lukutu pẹ̀bẹ̀pẹ̀bẹ̀ yàtọ̀ ìwájú àròjọ musolókun o. nígbà ẹja wáyà lọ́dọ̀ Gumi níbi tí ó ti ń sòkò ọ̀rọ̀ padà sí ìkànnì àwọn ọmọ Amẹ́ríkà tí ó tàbùkù rẹ̀ mo ní Gumi ṣá ó ní Amẹ́ríkà ló ń sponsor bandit àwọn náà ń sponsor Boko Haram ó ní Amẹ́ríkà ló ń ṣe agbátẹrù fún bandit àti Boko Haram àti terrorism ní Nàìjíríà. Gumi ló sọ bẹ́ẹ̀ o. Mr. Gumi a self-appointed advocate fúnra rẹ̀ ló yanra rẹ̀ òun ó mọ advocate fún àwọn terrorists. A self-appointed advocate of terrorists made this allegation in a post on Facebook on Saturday while reacting to Mike Arnold's post. Mr. Arnold, a former mayor of Blanco in Texas, who has been vocal about alleged Christian genocide in Nigeria, posted photos of himself and some Nigerians, including former Cross River State Governor Donald Duke and Nigerian Minister of Information Mohammed Idris on Facebook lọ́jọ́ Friday. Mi náà tiẹ̀ mọ́ béèrè wípé bó lọ́gbẹ́ni tó ṣe wá jẹ́ pé ọ̀rọ̀ Nàìjíríà kà lára tó yìí ń tó bá Rẹ̀nà Ọmọkìrì múlẹ̀ kì í ṣe kékeré àti ẹ̀ tí ìmọ̀ bí tó fẹ́ gbé Rẹ̀nà Ọmọkìrì lọ bóyá Mexico náà ni àti ìmọ̀ bí tó fẹ́ gbé lọ kán sá gbé lọ síbi tẹ́rù ò ti ní ìgbà torí Mike Arnold yìí máa ń ṣe tẹ̀lé rẹ̀ ni tẹ́ ẹ bá gbé ogun tẹ̀lé ogun ní í ṣe fún mo wá rí tó náà ti upload àwọn photos kan pé ẹ mọ̀ wulẹ̀ bí òun ẹ mọ̀ jìjọ ṣe ń kàyéfì pé òun ṣe ń dá sọ̀rọ̀ Nàìjíríà ẹ mọ̀ ọdún tó ń ti wá Nàìjíríà tó yẹ kó ń ti dọmọ Nàìjíríà gan mo rí fọ́tò yẹn báyìí mo ní ó ti pẹ́ only there are few of the peoples I have met and places I have been to in Nigeria over the years, Mr. Arnold wrote alongside the photo. Reacting to Mr. Arnold's post, however, Mr. Gumi berated him for pushing what he described as a fake Christian genocide narrative, alleging that wípé American intelligence náà ń ṣagbátẹrù terrorism in Nigeria. Only after all the backing, lẹ́yìn ìgbà tó gbogbogbò, only fake Christian genocide. Pé fake ni kò sí tó ń jẹ́ Christian genocide. Only it is shameful to realize that this man has been almost everywhere where Christians are prosperous, and yet one visit to Zamfara, Katsina, and other northern states are enduring the evil of the bandits and Boko Haram sponsored by this same American intelligence. It is shameful. One of the things that Islam abhors is lies and liars. Mr. Gumi ló sọ bẹ́ẹ̀. Wọ́n pè sọ̀rọ̀ fúnra ìlú lọ dá sí o. Wọ́n ní Aisha Gambari, spokesperson for the US Embassy in Nigeria, could not be reached for the comment on Sunday torí àwọn oníròyìn lọ sí embassy wípé wọ́n fẹ̀sùn kàn mú ló ti dá. Ní mo ṣe fẹ́ kán mọ̀ treat ọ̀rọ̀ Gumi lélẹ́yìí tẹ́lẹ̀ yóò sọ àwọn èèyàn ó dojú yóò sọ wọ́n ní Mr. Gumi allegation comes amid ongoing collaboration between Nigerian government and the United States to combat insecurity. On Friday, Bayo Onanuga, spokesperson for President Bola Tinubu, in a statement announced that Nuribadu National Security Advisor met with American Vice President J.D. Vance and other U.S. Emina Rifoto yẹn lórí ọ̀rọ̀ terrorism náà ni. Mo ní ẹ̀yin náà ẹ fojú síbì kan ẹ pọkàn pọ̀ ẹ̀yin lẹ ń lọ sọ́dọ̀ Turkey ẹ̀yin náà lẹ tún lé Amẹ́ríkà kiri ó nìkan nù yín lẹ Haúsá yìí ẹlẹ́nu jáwáyà ẹlẹ́nu warọ́ọ̀fù ẹlẹ́nu màrímàjẹ ẹlẹ́nu kàríkàṣọ́ọ̀pù ló ń sọ wípé ẹ̀yin náà lẹ wà lẹ́yìn Boko Haram ló wá dá ìgbésẹ̀ tí àwọn ọmọ Nàìjíríà gbé wípé ó dáa ẹ jẹ́ á lọ béèrè lọ́wọ́ ẹni tó jẹ́ olórí ẹ́mbásì wọn pé wọ́n ní intelligence tẹ kó wá sí Nàìjíríà o pé ẹ̀yin gangan lẹ ń ṣe agbátẹrù agbésùnmọ̀mí. Ṣé ẹ rí tí wọ́n bá ti ń wò yẹn ràn tipẹ́tipẹ́ tó rò pé òun mọ̀rọ̀ sọ wọ́n ti kọlu ẹni tó jù lọ lọ́jọ́ kan bóyá ó ti ń wò pé òun ti ń sọ ti pé Amẹ́ríkà ò ní sọ̀rọ̀ now tí ìjọba ṣé ó yẹ kí wọ́n lọ sí embassy gan ṣé ìṣe ìjọba Nàìjíríà ló yẹ kó kọ́kọ́ gbé wípé à ń gbìyànjú káwìn ní agbésùnmọ̀mí ẹ̀yin náà lẹ́ ń pariwo àtàwọn èèyàn yín ariwo kíní wà ń bẹ̀ wà ń gbé bọ̀ nísìnyí o ariwo ti Dr. Yusuf wà ń bẹ̀ ẹ̀yin náà lẹ́ ń pariwo olódodo òsè kankan wọ́n tún gbé ìgbésẹ̀ ẹ̀yin lẹ́ni kó mọ̀ l'Amẹ́ríkà kó lọ Turkey wọ́n lọ Turkey àtìgbà Turkey ti dé ní ìsìn tí ń bá Turkey ṣe sọ́npa àti Turkey ní Turkey mọ̀ nǹkankan Amẹ́ríkà náà ló sẹ́yìn pẹ̀lú ipa tí Amẹ́ríkà ń kó ó tún wá jáde ó mẹ́rin jáde o Nàìjíríà gọ́ọ̀mẹ̀ntì gan ló yẹ kó kọ́kọ́ gbé wọn mẹ́rin jáde at least wọ́n tó lè sọ wípé intelligence náà sì ni Amẹ́ríkà fi ran Nàìjíríà lọ́wọ́ nísìn so kó tó lè sọ pé intelligence Amẹ́ríkà ló ń ṣe agbátẹrù fáwọn agbésùnmọ̀mí McAnna tí wàá bá fẹ̀ lójú tẹ́ ẹ bá rí bó ṣe gbé yàrá ní bandit negotiator Sheikh Gumi accuses US intelligence of sponsoring bandits and Boko Haram terrorism in Nigeria. Wọ́n fẹ́ bá fẹ̀ lójú ń sin ẹnu burúkú tó rò pọ̀ nìyẹn. Wọ́n ní òyìn wá dá lóhùn 1 minute ago sígbà tí mò ń káròyìn ni mo sáré lọ wò kó yẹ kí yẹn náà ti dá lóhùn. McAnna wá ní this Gumi was the spiritual advisor to the notorious underwear bomber who tried to blow up an airline full of people with a bomb in his band. Iṣẹ́ ẹni tó ṣe lọ́jọ́ sí wọ́n ti ń bá release ti ṣe ẹ ti rántí bọ́ yẹn tán mú tó fẹ́ blow American airline. Wọ́n ní Gumi wọ́n ní picture wọn àti Gumi. Last year he was immediately deported upon arrival in Saudi Arabia because he's too radical. Wọ́n ní bẹ́ẹ̀ náà ni ìmọ̀ ṣèpàdé pẹ̀lú àwọn tí ń ta ẹ̀jẹ̀ ẹlẹ̀ ní Nàìjíríà mo ní ẹ ti ẹ̀dá ẹni tó bá fẹ̀ lójú yìí ibi tán bá fẹ̀ lójú dé inú mi dùn ẹ́ẹ̀rí inú ọ̀sẹ̀ yìí yóò mọ̀ bí tára rẹ̀ kù sí àní tán bá ti ìfojú àwọn èèyàn jàǹkànjàǹkàn wọn gbolẹ̀ níbẹ̀ yẹn wọ́n ti mọ̀ bó ṣe ń lọ èmi ò mọ̀ tí ìjọba Nàìjíríà fi ń wòran èèyàn wá ràn yín lọ́wọ́ láti ta olùrànlọ́wọ́ yín èèyàn kan nulẹ̀ wá ní apààyàn lólùrànlọ́wọ́ yín ó sì fẹ́ wá bá yín má pààyàn ni ẹ̀ sì sọ kankan ẹ já mọ owó tọrọ yín tí ó já máa já sínú ọ̀sẹ̀ ẹ já wá dọ́dọ̀ Dr. Yusuf níbi tó ti ń halẹ̀ mọ́ Òbí ó láwọn ó han Òbí léèmọ̀ àwọn fojú ẹ̀ gbolẹ̀ wọn àti Kwakwanso nítorí ọ̀rọ̀ tó ti sọ tipẹ́tipẹ́ ṣe rìmẹ́mbà ni ó ṣe ríngìlì tí àwọn ni pé n tó fojú àwọn Haúsá àti àwọn Mùsùlùmí rí l'Anambra lọ́dún náà lọ nígbà tó jẹ́ gómìnà pé àwọn fẹ́ gbẹ̀san ẹ bá ń tẹ̀sí ẹjẹ́ àwọn tó fẹ́ gbẹ̀san.
The evil that men do lives after them. The good is often interred with their bones. I say this because we are going to interrogate and question. We, that is the Muslim North, the Northern Nigeria will interrogate Peter Obi's tenure when he was the governor of Anambra State. What he did to Northerners in 2022. We all know that. He deported them. He even made them have an ID card, their names, where they are from, what their occupation is. In this Nigeria that we live.
There's been a lot of reporting about how that has been exaggerated to reflect him in a negative light.
It is true. Did he not? It is the same Konkoso that have had to fly to Oka, go and sit with him. I say, be careful. I have more Igbos in Kano living in peace than there are Northerners throughout the Southeast. So we better be careful. The same. So he will come to the North now and explain to us. And that is why Konkoso is the vehicle to sell him to the North. But we have his record to interrogate what he did to Northerners when he was the governor of... Because if you ask him, I've seen a lot of his interviews, when he's asked, what is your manifesto? He says, I've done it in Anambra, I've done it in Anambra, I've done this. So Governor Peter Obi, yeah, we've seen what you've done in Anambra State when you are governor, vis-a-vis how you treated us, our people in the North.
But he has also spoken admirably about the North's comparative advantage and how he said, listen, the secret to unlocking Nigeria's true economic potential lies in the North, especially in agriculture. How he talked about this could be the basis for an economic revival that could unlock jobs, that could fight poverty and address the security concern. If you have to just focus on looking forward, because yes, the past is the past and there are some checkered past that most of our politicians have to deal with. If you have to focus on his ideas for the North, for instance, does he get your vote?
Unbelievable. I'm older than Peter Obi. I was born in 1960, he was born in 1961. I've seen the world more than he's seen. He's done his governance, he's a businessman. Every one of us, I know the North more than he does. He cannot come and tell me about the North. And this is the biggest problem. In the North, he does not understand what ails us. He doesn't, at all. 24 were killed, front page. Daily Trust. 24 were killed in Jikamshi, where I'm from. Does he know anything? The biggest thing that ails us in the north is insecurity. What does he know about insecurity in the north? How is he going to take care of the problems of insecurity in Jikamshi, Sayaya, Matazu, Maradu, Ngoshe? I've seen him come and give you all those bogus numbers. In Bangladesh, this, in Malaysia, this, mean nothing, absolutely nothing, absolutely nothing to our people. Nothing. You have to, I've seen him a lot. Oh yeah, in Bangladesh, they do this, in Malaysia, we don't care.
Ó dáa náà lẹ́tí rí yan àwọn ẹlẹ́sàn sọnù ó fẹ́ gbẹ̀san ṣe rí àwọn ará bíi ẹ̀rí pariwo wọn pọ̀ ń sìn wọ́n ti pápápápá ohun wọn ti há wọn wá rí nǹkan míì sọmọ́ àtàmọ́ ló wá kù olódòdó ń dì pẹ̀lú wọn gidi politically for the first time mo dẹ̀ mọ̀ pé olódòdó náà ò ní ṣe mistake láti wá apologetic fún wọn àbí láti wá dẹ̀lẹ̀ olódòdó ẹ má ṣe mistake yẹn o power must change hand ní kẹ́ fi ṣe pátápátá porogodo títí táwọn ò fi rọ́nà lọ ẹ bá ti gba second term yín tán pápápá mi ò mọ̀ bóyá Akpabio lẹ́sìn máa bá ṣiṣẹ́ o Akpabio náà bẹ́ẹ̀ ṣe máa ń lò yẹn ní kẹ́ tètè rọ́bà stamp ẹ̀ mọ́jẹ̀ ń sọ lórí agbágbé káwàsá ti rọ́nà lọ ilé táwọn máa fi káàdì gbogbo rẹ̀ lẹ́ẹ̀já dé plateau gbogbo àkóríjọpọ̀ àwọn middle belt wọ́n kóríjọpọ̀ wọ́n láwọn ò gbà mọ́ wọ́n ní wọ́n ti ń pa wọ́n ti pẹ́ mo ní ẹ má fi ṣe ẹjọ́ nìkan o ọmọ tí wọ́n mú láàrin yín náà ẹ gbóhùn sókè o wọ́n ló dìfẹ́ǹdì ara rẹ̀ ní agbé wa lánàá ẹ gbóhùn òkè kẹ ẹ yarí fúnjọba lọ gbogbo bẹ́ẹ̀ bá ṣe lè tọ USA lọ fún ìrànlọ́wọ́ bọ́lọ́run ṣe ràn wọ́n lọ́wọ́ tán bá yín túta lákọ̀ọ́kọ́ lẹ̀ wọ́n fẹ́ pààyàn náà ni wọ́n ti dájọ́ fún ẹjọ́ ọkú ẹ tètè pariwo lórí ti Solomon náà o Ọlọ́run ní jẹ́ kán rí pa o láṣẹ Ọlọ́run Èdùmàrè ẹ bá ń tẹ̀sí ká tó wá mọ́ lọ ẹjẹ́ á gbọ́ bí ìpàdé wọn ṣe lọ.
We've had decorated generals, including the commandant of Operation Enduring Peace on the Plateau. He's a decorated general. How did they flush out the Janjaweeds in the Nuba Mountains of Sudan, for example? How did the police contribute from Nigeria in the Timbuktu region in Mali? What were the responsibilities of the security agencies in very difficult terrains, where today government is telling us that because the terrain is difficult, it becomes very complex for us to flush out these nihilist groups in the true sense of the word. We all recall what happened in the Northeast, for instance, where part of it consists of the Middle Belt indigenes and citizens in those areas. Areas of Chibok, the southern Borno, for example. When the Jamaatul Al-Sunnah Lidawatu started, what were the approaches that were used to be able to ensure that at least some communities in those areas were able to go back to those places? And as we're talking now, some have become areas that you can't go back, as some of them have clearly put it. These are fundamental questions. So if we had decorated people in the security who have made significant contribution in flushing out and bringing peace in some areas like southern Sudan, for example, why is it difficult in our own state? And that brings me to point number one. The reason why it has failed to abate is because of the politicization of the issues in the true sense of the word. Virtually everybody wants to be politically correct on issues of conflict. You don't want to look back in the eyes of somebody who is sitting on top there. And so we don't tell ourselves the truth about some of these issues. Number two, why has it persisted? It has persisted because we are not aggressive enough against the aggressor. We are not aggressive enough against the aggressor in the true sense of the word. Are there limitations on how the security can climb the mountains and the forests of Susu in Inding, for example, which is close to us here? What are the limitations about security's response to attacks in Darfur, where less than 18 kilometers will take you to places like Sisimbaki in Wamba local government area of Plateau State? What was the accountability about the area of attack around Angwarukuba, for example? And these are questions that we're asking. Angwarukuba is a metropolitan area. If we fail to prevent that particular attack, what were the actions that we took as security agencies to ensure that we were able to block and bring culprits to book in that particular area? Less than 20 kilometers to the government house in the city. So it is not about difficult terrain in those particular areas. It is about facing the reality. Point number three, which I feel is also important before I take my seat, ladies and gentlemen, is that the divisions among the ethnic groups has also fueled this crisis, as it were.
Ona lẹ́rìn Prophet Ebu Banimori yẹn àgbárípọ̀ gbogbo àwọn middle belt ọ̀nà kóra wọn jọ pọ̀ káwọn sóòótọ́ ọ̀rọ̀ fúnra wọn gbogbo àwọn ọmọ wọn lẹ́rí ń bẹ̀ yẹn o bẹ́ẹ̀ rọ́lọ́pàá ń bẹ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀ rólógun ń bẹ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀ rí immigration ń bẹ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀ rí civil defence ń bẹ̀ àtàwọn aláṣọ ara gbogbo àwọn ọmọ wọn náà ní ẹ jẹ́ káwọn rorí àwọn kí lẹ excuse kí làwọn àwítẹ̀ ń fún àwọn yìí wípé gbogbo táwọn wèrè ìwà ibẹ̀ ò ṣeé dé ilẹ̀ ń yọ̀ ilẹ̀ ò ní yọ̀ wá o pé bó o lẹ́sẹ̀ nílẹ̀ ń yọ̀ 20 kilometres to State House wọ́n sì ń pàwọn èèyàn bí ẹni pẹran wọ́n pa 11 mọ́júmọ́ òní báyìí wọ́n ń sin wọ́n lọ́wọ́lọ́wọ́. ó dáa náà lẹ ti rí yẹn o inú Nàìjíríà náà la sì wà wá sí fi wọ́n pa wẹ̀dẹ́ lọ àti wẹ́dẹ́wẹ́dẹ́ o a dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ Ọlọ́run o tí a tún ṣe ọdún tàwọn mọ́mọ́ wa Happy Mother's Day àṣeláyọ̀ lọ́dún yẹn a tún sẹ́mi a báwọn bàbá náà ṣe gbogbo wa bá wa bàbá náà ṣe láti Ọlọ́run àní wàrà wa ti o bá pín wá dénú yín ìmọ̀ràn yín náà ṣe kókó o má wà gbàgbé o season wẹ̀dẹ́ la wà yìí o àti wẹ́dẹ́wẹ́dẹ́ orin ní kẹwàá mọ́ ọkọ tá a fi wọnú abala ẹ̀ńbáráyè ni o àyá ọ̀rọ̀ kan oṣù mẹ́jẹ̀ ń kọ́kọ́ kọrin ìjálẹ̀ ẹni ìṣẹ̀lẹ̀ kan yóò ṣẹlẹ̀ o ìbá màmí nínú ọdún tá a wà yìí 2026/2027 ìṣẹ̀lẹ̀ ńlá kan yóò ṣẹlẹ̀ o ẹ parí ẹ̀ tí Yorùbá Nation yóò fi rọ̀nà lọ tá a fi rọ̀nà lọ tá a fi rọ̀nà lọ ọ̀sẹ̀ yóò sanwó sówó sanwó sọmọ sanwó sáìkú balẹ̀ ọ̀rọ̀ ire láàfin pàdé lọ́la ẹ bá a pín ẹ̀tẹ̀ ṣíà ẹ̀tẹ̀ àyà abalẹ̀ ń bára ẹ̀ ọ̀rọ̀ kan o.
Because I remember some of the things people have said online, for example, you know, why you profiting from me, dead man.
Àbí ẹjẹ́ structure ẹ̀ báyìí ó ní Buhari ní ìmọ̀lára wípé wọ́n lè pa òun.
If money was my intention,
ẹ̀rù ikú wà lára rẹ̀ bó o bá tó fi wà ní presidency.
Dapo could not have been written.
Ìwé bàbá yìí èmi náà lè rà o. Ìwé Charles.
You know, one thing that's clear is let me make certain things absolutely clear. Number one, I'm not a spokesman for
lọ́pọ̀lọpọ̀ àwọn èèyàn ló jẹ́ nsẹ́ pé òun fẹ́ fi profit ní nítorí wọ́n ti mọ̀ fásitì tú. Wọ́n ní kò sí ẹbí kankan tó fi mọ́ ìyàwó rẹ̀ tó kàwé. Wọ́n ní kò ń rè yọ̀ kankan dànù níbẹ̀ nítorí wípé bó ṣe rí gangan àti tán sọ fóun lòun ṣe mú òfin kún òun òyọ́pọ̀ mbẹ́. Ẹ bá kàwé ìtàgé tó tẹ́tí gbọ́ gbogbo fọ́nrán tí Dr. Charles Ọmọlé ṣe yìí yóò ní ìmọ̀lára yóò ní ìríran yóò ní.
In fact, a lot of the revelations, especially by other people, she read it after the book.
Wọ́n mú síkírìtì wọn báyìí wọ́n dì mára wọn ni ó jẹ́ òjijì wọn.
Exactly. So there's nothing like I don't want this to be told. No. So I determine so that so I can in good conscience say this is, you know, but at the same time I also understand that this is his family coming to say this is the Buhari demand.
Did they know? I see Buhari in chains. That's the picture you have pictured. You have exposed the presidency. And sometimes I'm seeing Tinubu there. Is Tinubu also whispering to she?
Oh dear. Well, I mean, I don't know what is, but I'm not in the inner circle of this current government. But I'm sure at some point their story will come out, because when Buhari was there, nobody thought these things would come out. But stories will eventually come out as well. But the issue is, I felt the story needed to be told. And that's why, for example, all the proceeds and donation from this book all went to a Buhari family charitable foundation. So not one kobo of proceeds from this book has come to Charles Omale. Not one kobo. So clearly, therefore, it's not a financial, goal for me. I mean, I was passionate about the fact that the story needed to come out, and that is what drove the project.
Did you provoke some people with these stories?
Oh yes, they came after me. I mean, the book was released in December. I started getting all kinds of, apart from sponsored social media attack, I started getting strange phone calls. People would call and some would threaten, some would just call and drop. That was happening repeatedly. I've had to change my security setup. I've had to move a few things around. I spent lots of money to make sure I'm difficult to reach by the bad guys. So the book has put a burden on me financially, in the sense that I'm still carrying through. So it's not a project I engaged in out of trying to make money, but it's more of how Nigerians need to know about this, particularly. Now, the reason why I feel Nigerians need to know about this is this. In all our elections, Nigerians are obsessed with who the president is. He didn't go to this school. He went to this school. We are obsessed with whether Buhari had the academic qualification. We are focused on all those things. And we don't understand that the most powerful people in every administration are people we don't vote for.
Those around the seats of
those
power.
around the presidents. And those are the people Nigerians ignore. You know, so we're focused on this one man. Now, like in Buhari's case, the one man got there, but the people who we did not vote for stifled him.
You know, you kept repeating Tunde Rabiu.
Yes.
Tunde Rabiu. How powerful was he?
Tunde was, a relation of Buhari. In terms of qualification, I felt it was, my opinion, ill-qualified for that role. But the reason why he got it was loyalty, family affiliation. But it became very powerful, especially after Abba Kyari died. Because Abba Kyari being part of the cabal, so he and Tunde worked more, hand in glove. But when Abba Kyari died, the new chief of staff was not part of the cabal. Gambari was not part of the cabal. In fact, he made it clear to the cabal that, his loyalty is to the president. That he wasn't interested in their offers or anything they want to do. So they now use Tunde to bypass Gambari. So you see many approvals that sometimes come to Gambari's table, and he said, "This didn't come through my office." People are now using Tunde to pass files directly.
You mentioned forged signatures.
Yes, I mean the issue of forged signature was raised by multiple people in interview, including the eldest daughter of Buhari. I've been with the eldest, one or two, or the second.
Fatima.
Yes, because she said she's a forensic auditor. She said she actually took evidence to her father. She said, "Look, this is your signature. These are not your signature." So the father agreed, but did nothing about it. He said, and that last bit is always my concern. He agreed. He saw it because the evidence is black and white that his signature was being forged. His instructions were being forged. Buhari will write approved. When on a memo, when the memo goes out, you will see not approved. Not has been written on top of the approved. In fact, there was a case where somebody, got a memo to the president, and the president approved it. By the time he got it, it was not approved. So he went to Mamandara. That, remember, I hinted this. Why did the president not approve it? So they went to the president. The president said, "I approve this thing now." So he said, "Okay." The president said when he was going to bring a fresh memo. So he took a fresh memo. The president write approved and gave him immediately. He said, "Don't take it through my office." So Buhari was aware of the shenanigans of Tunde and people around him. You know what I mean? Buhari's record in the military was exemplary. This is unless maybe, if I feel there's a release, I might do part 2. Because there's some things, because it doesn't make sense. Buhari was a disciplined guy. In fact, when he was in the villa, sometime it would be 6, 7 p.m. He has not eaten that day.
He doesn't like food?
He's not really a foodie in that sense.
So he wants to be hungry. Let's not feel for him.
I don't think that's not the right way to put it. I think it's more of, he just get engrossed in whatever he was doing.
And he's
signing signature, signing papers, reading memos. And I saw several documents where he even was correcting spellings. This idea of a Buhari was somebody who doesn't read anything, it's a lie. And that's lovely handwriting. But my concern is this. When you as Buhari see that the outcome you see it's not the same thing as your intention, why are you not doing anything about it? Now, one of the stories that I was told that I didn't put in the book again because I didn't get enough corroboration of it. Actually, it was after the book was published that I got the corroboration, but then it was too late. Was the fact that they actually one of the habits of Buhari right from the military days are 2 things: radio and newspapers. He loved listening to radios and he liked reading his newspapers. The cabal actually curated newspapers for him.
I won't know.
How is he going to know?
You can look at the pages of newspapers.
You don't understand. The paper, the back of the paper will be the same as the paper of the day. They will just plant their own stories inside.
And he won't know.
How is he going to know?
So they will be printing papers every day for him? They have a printing machine?
All they have to do is one copy. They're not printing for the whole of Villa. It's him.
You won't go online and check the newspaper's website and to corroborate the story?
Where you go online? Give me a break. Are doctored newspapers. They're not the full newspaper of that day. Because they put stories in there that affirm to him that he's doing well or something has been done.
But he listens to radio.
Yeah, he does listen to radio.
So they cannot manipulate the radio.
That is true. But the point is, how often does he listen to radio? And the kind of content of radio and newspaper are not the same. Newspaper, you can plant any story there. That's a project that has not even started. You can write there that it's finished. Plain. It's what Nigerians expected when we were voting for him as president. But something happened. I know, it's a joke by some people about this issue of Jibril of Sudan. That some people said Buhari died, when 2009, and when he was ill, and that the person they brought was Jibril of Sudan. Now, I think for me, I see that story in a metaphoric sense, not in reality. Yeah, of course, it was still the same Buhari, but in a way, some things also changed for him. That I felt he was close to death's door, and I think he felt. Let me put it this way. When I was interviewing Bishi, the head of DSS under Buhari, I asked him a question. I said, at any point, were you concerned for the physical safety of the president? He said, yes. And I'm paraphrasing what was now said. That Buhari knows certain people, he knows how far to push. He knows if he pushes too hard, certain people, they might take him down.
There are people who can take down a president?
Of course.
ó lọ àwọn ibi láàrin mọ lọ́dọ̀ Dr. Charles Omole ẹ rí pé nǹkan kí ẹsẹ̀ ràgó ibà màmí ẹ̀ ń bá mi fọkàn gbé lọ ẹ̀yin lẹ béèrè fún o a sì ti mú wa báyìí o ẹ wo gbogbo ọ̀rọ̀ tán sọ dálẹ̀ kò tí ì tán o pàtó rẹ̀ ń bọ̀ lọ́la àfẹ́ jò tán lónìí ṣùgbọ́n bẹ́ẹ̀ bá fẹ́ prepare mind yín lẹ́dọ̀la ẹjọ́ ẹ̀rì èèwò lọ́dọ̀ òbí lò ó lórí kíní ẹ̀rì gbogbo English ẹ̀ka wá tú ní Yorùbá torí àní ráàyè tú púpọ̀ lónìí nǹkan kan tí mo kàn fẹ́ kẹ́ ẹ pèsè ọkàn yín lẹ̀ fún lónìí àmì lọ́la náà ni wípé ẹ wo bọ́n ṣe ń ṣe àyídáyídà fún president ẹlẹ́ẹ̀kejì ẹ wo náà tó mọ̀ wípé kì í ṣe ogún lé bàbá rẹ̀ o kì í ṣe bísínẹ́sì bàbá rẹ̀ Nàìjíríà o bísínẹ́sì gbogbo àwa èèyàn ni àwa tá a ní Nàìjíríà o ẹ wá wò bí ó ṣe mọ̀ wípé wọ́n ń yí signature ọ̀hún tí ò sì ṣe nǹkan kan sí so lè jẹ́ bísínẹ́sì ló ní company tán ń yí signature tí ò ní kanra kẹ́ ẹ bá mọ̀ wípé Buhari mọ́ tí ó gbà láàyè ẹ wá worú àwọn tá a fojú sí lára tán náà gan lálágbára ayé gan ló rúùlù Nàìjíríà Buhari approve project wọ́n á dẹ̀ kọ́ not approve sí Daily Times tí ń kà wọ́n á dẹ̀ lọ print míì fún kékeré ni ti èmi èfèlè o ṣe rí àwọn tó ṣe ayé jẹ lábẹ́ Buhari tán bá bẹ̀rẹ̀ ká ní ààrẹ Tinubu rí ìwé yìí ni àti fọ́nrán yìí gbogbo àwọn wèrè yẹn ló yẹ kán kó náà àwọn ẹrú tán kàn bára wọn ní Aso Rock tán dẹ̀ ń ṣe bíi kíni kàbá ṣùgbọ́n ní kàbá náà wà ń bí eléyìí náà ó dá ìjà sọ mọ́ ẹ rí pé wọ́n rọ̀nù Nàìjíríà dáadáa bẹ́ẹ̀ ní company gan bó ní iléeṣẹ́ kó tiẹ̀ jẹ́ wípé Richard card ní ń tà tàbí kó ní kíní ibi tó ti máa ń ta Indomie lálẹ́ ṣé yóò máa rọ̀nù ẹ̀ báyìí má ṣe o.